1, 2, 3, 4.
I want to kind of do an experiment right now. Seymour texted me at, let's see, usually it runs a little bit late. I know it's been a theme on the podcast, but he texted me at 11:15. We're going to shoot for 12:15. It is 12:35 now, and he said, be right there 5 minutes ago. So let's see. We got the countdown going. I got the dinger out front, just went off. Let's see if that's him. See if we've got the man migrating. If not, I got a good topic to start off because it's something I know he won't want to talk about. All right, we got Seymour in the driveway, so we can knock this out real quick. So, a little pre-roll. Sorry for the hiatus. I was out of town, as you can see from the posts. I don't know if anybody actually reads that shit, but whatever. I watched one movie, and I need to give some shout out to Lee, because Lee, I believe, is the one that told me about it, and I neglected to watch it for something like 3 years. He's the man himself. But Lee told me to watch this movie. It was called Dinner in America. And I know for a fact Jake won't watch it, so I don't even want to bother with killing time telling him about it. But it's a really good movie. It's a movie that I was not expecting to like as much as I was. It's like an indie film that kind of got revived, if anything, saved, if you will. The narrative seems to be by Red Letter Media, which I, as well as I know a few of the viewers of this podcast, are rather large fans of. My intellectual side's coming out today. But yeah, it's a really good movie. It's just like I have a penchant for movies that kind of do their own thing, do something unique, do something that's not what you would expect. My favorite in recent history was Under the Silver Lake, because that was a movie that was like so hard to nail down with what the message and just kind of everything about it was. So it didn't really get very well received and wasn't very critically acclaimed movie, despite it being probably the best movie that came out in whatever it was, 2018, 2019. And I really dug it. I thought it was a pretty fucking good fucking all-around movie. But Dinner in America has those same vibes. Completely different subject matter, completely different, and the crowd goes wild. Yeah, I was just talking about a movie I watched called Dinner in America. It's on Hulu. Highly recommend checking it out. I don't think you'd like it as much as nearly.
Dinner in America?
Yeah.
You have no creamer in your coffee. That's wild.
I know. I like my coffee like I like
nice
my
light
women.
skin.
Yeah, dude.
You're like an al natural. I like my women like I like my coffee.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I was just
Cold
talking.
and
Dead.
bitter.
Yeah, exactly.
Boo.
Yeah.
I wanted to come in high energy, like the fucking Are You Garbage intro.
Hey!
Yeah, like, hey, what's up, gang?
No.
I'm Jake Seymour here with the Are You Gay podcast. Yes.
That's pretty
That
good.
intro's been
Actually,
like locked in my head.
I know they got good thing going there. I very much enjoy that you're listening to AYG now.
It just like plays it on my
It knows.
just keeps auto feeding them to me.
knows.
Like I was just listening to the Burt one on the way here. Listen to Shane in the morning. Shane hated the intro. He was like, "What are you guys doing?" And they're like, "Obviously not a fan of the program, Shane." Like, is this a bit? And they're like, "No, this is our fucking intro."
That's what we do every time. That's pretty funny, actually.
I'm still like confused about who Aunt Tootie is. Like it's just a bit,
I think it's
obviously,
just a
but
bit.
yeah, I didn't know if there was. I know you're a seasoned fan. I didn't know if there was any explanation or.
I mean, I'm still learning stuff too. I haven't even checked out any of the supplementary, the fucking subreddits or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think it's just like the nickname for the studio. It's like Aunt Tootie's basement, because it sounds like you're just podcasting.
She's upstairs day drinking.
Yeah, she's upstairs trying to
playing
fit on
poker.
she's upstairs trying to fit on some Zubaz from last season. She's up there doing her taxes.
She's getting a massage. She's getting her back blown out.
Yeah.
Her taxes is a good one.
Yeah, they're so stupid. They're very fun though. I like that show. I like that. I can shout out Drew, fucking Do-Rag and the Deer Tag. That guy's fucking awesome.
Did you send me that show before? Like
Yeah.
Before.
Yeah,
this?
well, 'cause
I
the-
was already familiar with that before you met him.
He was on. Well, him and Ali, fucking not Sadiq, fucking
Akbar.
No, it's the co-host.
Muhammad.
No, so the guy's name is Drew Montana, and then the other guy's name is fucking Naeem Ali. Naeem Ali, that's his name. But yeah, I met just Drew, and then I actually ran into the guys that were the two in the Stink podcast too within like an hour. Dude, it was the most embarrassing thing because you should not walk up. Like I was like, fuck, man.
That's what I'm always worried when you're like, I met this guy. He said he's down to do this podcast. I'm like, are they really, or were they just like,
No.
being
I
like, yeah,
wasn't.
totally, I'll do it. Yeah, just send me a DM. I'll talk to you later. And
No,
they're
I
just
didn't.
like shooing you off.
Nah, he was fine. We
Nah,
got drunk.
that's how in my head, if I were to try and ask someone that's how it would go. Like,
Yeah.
I don't have the gift of gab like Joey has. So I'm just like,
You're
I'm like,
just awkward.
yeah, I'm just like, how did it really go? Like,
I mean, we were just drinking at a bar, and it was like that was such a fucking afterthought. We were talking about slot machines because, like, you know how at the airport they
so
always
you
tell
don't
us-
open with like, hey, do my podcast, or like,
Yeah, that was how I opened.
No. hey man,
No.
big fan. I have a podcast.
No, I didn't even know it
like
was.
that probably did not go well.
I've heard him on fucking Real Ass Podcast, I think, and Legion of Skanks, if I'm not mistaken. I've heard he's been on podcasts I've listened to, and then it was like we were talking about slot machines because at the airport, you know how they always tell you the airport slot machines are like the worst payouts or whatever. So this lady bangs one for fucking $4,300 while I'm sitting next to her, just
Talking
like,
about making your fucking
chilling.
trip.
And she's like, I just hit for 28 over at the fucking Grand. I'm like, God damn, lady, what the hell? You just fucking lucky. But yeah, this lady just fucking like hits for the slot machine. I go back to the bar and I'm like,
Now
man.
I'm only down 8,000 on the fucking
Yeah,
week.
probably like something really stickly like that. But now, like, we go back to the bar and I tell the bartender, I was like, yeah, man, this lady just smacked one of your machines for like 43 hundo. And he's like, man, you would be surprised at how often that happens. I don't play at the casinos anymore. I just come to work, and when I get like a really good tip day, I just go out there and play. I was like, you're fucking with me. He's like, no, man, this thing's
I
spit
would
money
think
out.
you'd want them to hit, so like it gets people jazzed up to go dump more into the casinos or something.
I kind of think so too. I'm not sure like what the fucking
Like
logic
for
is there.
optics purposes, you know, you lose 4K, but that gets 20 people fired up to be like, I'm gonna go dunk a $50 bill in this machine when I get to my hotel.
Well, it's kind of the opposite. It's usually like people on their way out of town doing that because it was illegal.
Oh, so it's just like the anti-suicide program. Like
Yeah.
instead of the signs on the bridge, they just put you on a fucking heater before you leave.
yeah,
so.
give you a little fucking,
Give you half your,
give
give you
a
a
little
rebate.
taste.
Give you a little rebate. Yeah,
Tourism
wet your
board,
beak.
tourism board doesn't
My
want.
grandmom hit for about 10K when we were leaving Bally's. The limo was outside. She was ripping butts at 8 a.m., drinking, and playing the closest slot machine to the door. And the limo very angrily had to wait because she was getting a hand pay on the 10K. And we almost missed our fucking flight because of this. But my grandpa was stoked because she donked like half their fucking
I'm
savings
sure
that
he was
week.
like, oh, we can eat this week.
Yeah, like he was like, all right, we're not going to miss the mortgage payment. It's like,
There's gonna be gasoline
he was
for
so
both cars.
he was so delusional. He was like, yeah, she's pretty good at this. Like, he gambled once. He lost like $100 playing blackjack, and he's
That's
like,
it for me.
He's like, yeah, I'm not doing this anymore. And then like, yeah, my grandmom would lose 100K over the course of the year, but win 10K about 2 or 3 times. And he'd
Breaking
be like,
even.
he's like, yeah, she's bringing home money sometimes. Like, yeah, when Aunt Tootie Meemom would hit at the casino, she'd come home and fucking duke all the kids a $100 bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that paid for my first car. It was one of her fucking casino hits. I swear to God, it bought me a 2000 fucking a 2001 Jeep Grand Cherokee.
I thought you were gonna be like you wanted it in a card game or something.
No,
That would be pretty funny.
she hit for 10K, and I guess after taxes there was 7K or whatever, and we bought a used Jeep Grand Cherokee that I totaled in 2 weeks of having my license.
Very nice.
We're getting out in the weeds here. How you doing, Joe? What were you, slot machines got me thinking of Aunt Meemom Tootie.
Fucking. Keep
You
going.
are Vegas, too.
No, just I'm fucking shot out. It's gonna be
Meemom in the casino is Aunt Tootie. Like, she's
That's
just like,
no, my grandmother is Aunt Tootie. Grandma at the worst was Aunt Tootie. But the
My
exact
grandma's a
same.
racist Aunt Tootie. She's not Italian Aunt Tootie.
I think mine qualifies as well.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
true.
It's just
Your grandma's more racist.
I don't know, probably like she's been
She's
dead.
Italian.
She's been dead for years, but like yeah, I do remember them. We've gone over the toes. I wasn't allowed to say
Delicious
that.
nuts.
Yes, Brazil nuts, fantastic snack.
My least favorite in the mix. In the mixed nuts.
Yeah.
They stayed on the bottom.
Nah, man, fucking.
I don't like the texture.
I prefer those over walnuts. I think.
Walnuts are alright.
I think they're overrated. I like candied walnuts, but a regular walnut.
The thing that I always think's a walnut's actually like a hazelnut, I'm pretty sure. No, hazelnuts are the small ones. Never mind.
No,
disregard. Walnuts
walnut-
are the weird, flat, brainy looking ones.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and they get stuck in your teeth real easily. That's why I don't like them, because it's like they're not a bad
Walnuts
taste.
are
but-
kind of whack, actually.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what are the flat fucking ones?
Pecans.
Pecans, yeah. I like those. I don't really enjoy walnuts.
Pecans are fine. I like pecans. I just
In my
think-
head, when I'm eating those, I'm like, these are walnuts.
Yeah.
They're not.
Nah, they're pecans.
They gotta crack the fucking walnuts.
Yeah, no, you're thinking of chestnuts.
They suck. I don't like those either.
I don't have we had a chestnut tree here. Actually, this is a fun story. Renee, my mom was a horrible cook up until I was like 15. I mean, not like horrible, but like she was just like she wasn't raised in it like my dad and I were, and like it was a learning curve with her. So like when we had the old house, there was a chestnut tree outside, and for the holidays when I might have been like 5 or 6 years old, my dad collected all these chestnuts in a big fucking Ziploc bag and was like, hey, we should like roast these and then crack them and eat them because it's like around the holidays and it's what you do. And I was like, all right. So she like looked up the recipe in like a cookbook, but didn't like look up that like conduction versus convection oven. Like if you're going to cook something that builds pressure, it needs to have airflow in it. So you need to like both turn the fan on in the oven and crack the door so that the
I don't know any of that stuff. I would have fucking burnt it too.
Well, so no, she didn't burn it. The fucking walnuts started going off like fucking hand grenades in the fucking oven. And like we're like sitting out there, just like boom, 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 boom. My dad's like in the office on the adjacent side of the fucking house, like what the hell is she doing over there? Comes over, my mom's vacuuming the oven because there's
You're
like
crying.
shrapnel. No, I thought it was hilarious.
Snacks.
I thought it was hilarious.
Sorry, I have to do a.
You have to do a call in. It's
Business
okay.
thing.
Doing some phoners.
No, Tina texted me. I'm like, something important. I just left. If she's texting me, which usually it's not, but she can't. It's fucking retarded. It's not even worth. She can't have a Venmo because her account got hacked or something. She's like, accept Angela, her sister's Venmo request.
Why is it that broads
like-
always overcomplicate something that could be solved with cash in 30 seconds?
Yeah, it's like
just get some fucking cash.
You don't have to be friends with someone to Venmo them. I don't think. She's like, accept Angela's friend request on Venmo. It's like Angela Pareco wants to be friends with you. Like, I didn't know there was friend. What is this fucking MySpace? Got a friend request me on Venmo? Just send me the $20 and shut the fuck up.
Just get fucking 20 in cash and just duke it out like a fucking adult. Like, come on.
I don't even know what that is. What they're going to some brunch thing, so one of them probably has to pay the other
so
one.
they got to fucking they got it's not, we can't split the bill. Why don't one of you just take care of it like a fucking adult?
They don't do that,
dude. Listen.
It's
I'm all worked up about this.
Well, it's a birthday brunch, so the
Whose
other
birthday?
guest, it's her friend Bella.
She's single.
She's gay.
Sweet, even
But-
better,
You could turn her.
dude.
You got this.
Come on,
Yeah.
Tina, hook me up.
Bella rules.
Oh, Bella rules.
Doyle
Oh,
rules.
Bella rule. Oh, Bella
The
rules.
Italian version.
Oh, Bella rules.
But I'm sure everyone there besides Bella will be like splitting the check. So they're probably pre-Venmoing or something. Like, because if it's something where it's like $30 a head or something where I don't know. It's probably some gay chick shit. I'm picturing
I know.
10
Like,
fucking
this
hens fighting over a bill. Like, I didn't get mimosas. Like,
Yes,
fucking-
exactly.
Where if it's me or you, we're
Bro.
gentlemen. We're just like, give me the fucking check. Like,
Bro,
I love,
all-
that's my favorite thing about being like white trash, like middle class.
Royalty.
Yeah. There's been a few times where with older relatives and in-laws where you do it in secret, where you fucking, because at certain establishments they obviously, like a restaurant just drops a check and you're fucked. Like, you gotta go seek someone out. Like, hey sweetheart, just give me the bill, here's my Amex, fucking put it on the gold card, how you doing? But no, there was one, it was like this doesn't sound great, we were having like a funeral dinner at a pizzeria And let's say old Uncle Jake picked up the fucking tab.
Hey, another 2 rounds of root beer for the fellas.
That felt pretty cool.
That's a cool
it was
feeling,
like $100 or something, but I was like, yeah, it's on the house. R.I.P. Uncle Bob.
Dude, hell yeah, dude.
Stuff like that, where you were able to do it stealthily, and then at the end, everyone's like, "Oh, you fucking paid!" Like that's cool.
This is my
Restaurants can get dicey where people get like offended. I think it was Tina's dad. He went all like Tony Soprano, like "You eat, I pay." Like he went all fucking like. Some dads, older dudes, will get like cagey if you try and pay the bill. I don't know.
not really in my circles. What is that? Just the only one you've experienced, or
my grandmom used to get, Aunt Toady me mom used to get fucking like angry
when
like,
you pay? When you pay,
she would never let me pay. It was never even.
Well, that's
I
different.
tried to a few times, and she'd be like,
"That's your matriarch." I understand where she's coming from. Like, and I also like. I'm sure Ron probably appreciated it once in a while, but there were times. Where
he was annoyed that she paid every time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it was like his money too.
Hey,
and he's like, she's just pulling out the fucking the Amex. Yeah, he's like, what? He's just veins popping out of his head. And he's like, every time we go out to eat, no one even fucking reaches. No one even pretends. They just know that she's gonna fucking pay. But there was times with other. You've got the aunts and uncles that aren't aunts and uncles. It was like their friends or whatever, and it would be like a battle over the check.
Okay, yeah.
And my grandmom had lost a few times, and she was like legit angry. And I'm like, I'm down to throw down and pay the bill, but I don't get angry when a friend pays it. It's just like I'm just gonna get the tip and I'll get the next one. Like it's not. It's not a point of contention for me.
I got a great one on this. Because this shows what fucking garbage my family actually.
We're just doing Are You Garbage?
No. This is a great topic.
I didn't expect walking in. I'm like every podcast I get into. Like when I was watching Cumtown, it was just like I would just go into fucking like Stabby pits, and now I'm like, yeah, my grandmom always paid the check. Like
it's better than NASCAR.
I grew up, Miracle Whip or Hellman's. Like it's just like so stupid.
I said it was better than NASCAR.
Yeah, we went to the bush races because it was cheaper. We're garbage.
So fucking no. My grandmother, like when I first got my debit card, so I started working when I was 14. This must have been when I was like 16, maybe a little bit older than that, maybe a little bit younger than that. I'm not entirely sure. All I can tell you is that I had a debit card.
Yeah, that's high society as someone in high school.
Yeah, I felt pretty fucking cool, and I know I had like a preset spending limit of like $250 or something like that.
I didn't have that till I had a car.
So what, the debit card?
Debit card.
Okay, so
I was just getting.
No, just interrupt. Yeah, fuck it.
I'm just saying.
I'm sorry. I'm so fucking cagey.
Like, no, I am an interrupting fuck, but I don't know if I was behind or you were ahead. That's what I'm trying to get. Like I was just getting like allowance like as a fucking 16-year-old.
Like, when did you get allowance? Like
never got allowance. It was just anytime I went out, my grandma would hand me like $40 or something, like $60. Like anytime I went anywhere. School lunches for sure, but I would steal them and buy weed with them. We've talked at length about that. But I'm saying like I'm going out to the Flyers game with Timmy and his parents. Grandmom's handing me $40 before I leave, just so I could pay my own way, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I would just starve myself and buy drugs with it. But I'm saying I didn't have to
in the bathroom.
It wasn't like I wasn't made to get a job until I had a car.
Gotcha.
Type thing.
Okay.
Like I was always focusing on sports. Like no, I was just playing Xbox. like,
yeah, totally.
Fuck that. I'm not wasting my summer. That's how I viewed it.
Yeah, that was.
Like, I went to hockey camp for a week, so I couldn't work.
Jesus, really?
Totally. No, that was how I played it off. Like,
okay.
I'm off ice training. Like it's just like can't go work at the boardwalk. Like I didn't want to work.
Well, no.
Joey debit card over here was paying his taxes. He was twice divorced in high school.
Yeah, dude, exactly.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
You want to keep going?
No. Finish your story.
It's just
Don't get a muzzle on this guy over here on me.
You missed me. I get it. Like I missed you too. I'm just like we're jumping over each other. I'm like,
I'm just going full bird.
We need to let this thing breathe a little.
This is how this correlates to me.
Yes. Like,
oh, you like that movie? One time I was watching a movie, I was eating popcorn. Like, it's literally that level of retarded.
No, it's fine. I just thought it was like I've been like listening back to our most popular ones, and I realize like I don't let you fuck. I try to interject too much, but then you also like. We don't have a rhythm, fucking like until like halfway
we're totally
through.
like
we have to like hit the right amount of like
I'm trying to learn how to
caffeine
converse, and I have my feet on your feet like you're a dad, and I'm a little girl learning how to dance, and I'm just like, yeah,
my dick's
stepping
in your
on your toes. Yes, they're very.
Ow, Dad.
Reminds me of my grandpa.
So like I got my first debit card or whatever. I was like, I don't know, 15, 16, whatever, and my grandmother and her friends, because I would like hang out with the old fucking Spin City ladies. It was my grandma and like two of her friends. We'd all go golfing. It was fucking
Fuck Spin City.
like spinsters, like old.
It's like a porno or something.
Nah, it's like an old, like a you know, like the Golden Girls. It's kind of like that. It's like just old ladies
Picturing
hanging
like
out.
spinners. Like,
Spinsters, but yeah, spinners is like the young ones. Spinsters is like the old.
is that what that
ones.
means? I thought they just spun on it. I took it literally.
I don't know.
You're a porn guy. You got fucking
They use that.
come on feet on your homepage.
Yeah. Well,
Define spinner, Joe.
I don't fucking know.
Go to the Pornhub corner. Look that up, Cheyenne.
Over to the Pornhub segment. This week it's sponsored by the.
Where's the TV?
Yeah, I know, we're outside. I should have dragged that bitch out.
Just mount it to your wall. Jay's like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
You drilled holes in the siding.
Kid smoking crack or
Here at
something.
Uncle Tootie's house. Jay's fucking
Yeah, Uncle
working on new
Toot.
bits.
I mean, Jesus Christ. That's a sore subject. Anyway,
sorry.
okay, so anyway, fucking, I'm a kid. I got my fucking debit card. I'm hanging out with fucking spinsters, not spinners. Would have been cooler if they were spinners.
Hanging
But
out
me-
with some ladies.
Me and my grandma and her friends all went out to like brunch one time, and I'm like, you know, a little kid, so I thought it would be cute if I went up and like got the bill for them, and the bill ended up being like $175 because they were just downing cocktails.
It's like 2 weeks' pay.
I had the money. I was good for it. I had like a few grand in the account, but my mom, dude. I mean, I fucking worked hard from the time I was a little kid, but yeah, my mom.
That
saw
was my full money at that point. If I had $200, I was living high on the hog at that age. Like that would have cleared me. That would have bankrupted me.
I got to college. I didn't realize how much money I actually had saved. And I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a problem. Then immediately
I
start
had
smoking
nothing.
weed. Yeah. My mom would like go through my bank statements, and she's like, "Who the hell charged $175 on your card?" I was like, "Oh, I bought grandma and her friends brunch the other day."
She
And my
sent
mom,
the Venmo request immediately.
Yeah, my mom was like, "Yo, what the fuck? Why you let them do that shit? You guys like, you probably
And you were
paid-
what, 16 or
I
something?
was like 15 or so. Yeah, like so. I paid for $50 in food and like 120 in fucking cocktails.
no way.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I'm like,
It's
damn,
like
where'd you guys go to lunch?
That's what
175.
country club. Yeah.
Okay. Damn, I thought if it was just food, I could see that is a little steep. But I could
Well,
see
that's
the
why my
grandma
mom-
being like, "Oh, it was a nice lesson of the value of $1."
No.
But if you're buying
I-
grandma cocktails,
I insisted on it. That's the thing. Like we all played golf, and I think I won. So I was like, "Ladies, I'll get it." And they all laughed. And then I actually went over and dished out the debit card.
By that
And I think
time, it's
they
already done.
I think they just assumed like, oh, like he put it on his parents' credit card or something like that.
Okay.
Like because they like I don't know. Sometimes I would be like, you know, my mom.
I had a gold Amex.
yeah.
That
same.
was my first card, and I was like only allowed to use it in emergencies, and I really like never used it. Like she was still giving me.
This is an emergency at the arcade.
no, I never. I was scared. Like I feel like there was some like Nickelodeon show or cartoon where the kid ran up the credit card. It was like
King of
Even
the Hill.
Stevens or
There-
something like that.
There's an
and
episode of King of the Hill
It
where
scared
Bob
me.
does
I was
that.
like, I don't want to get yelled at by fucking Hank Hill, so I fucking I never used the credit card.
Damn it, Jake.
Yeah, I don't know. I had it, and my friends would be like, "Whoa," and I'm like, I'm not really allowed to use it unless we're like stranded and need a taxi home. So like, let's not get pizza with this.
I do like that scenario though. Like, you know, it's in case of an emergency, and then it's like you use it in what you perceive to be an emergency. It's like, what the fuck was that? It's like, hey!
What emergency is a gold card gonna help me?
It's
And, like,
exactly it.
But I
Like,
think it is if you get like stranded and you need a ride. It's like, well, I'm going to call you. I'm not calling like Apple cab service. Like, I'm just,
Yeah, exactly.
How far away am I? Like, just like
Where-
I'm in Wildwood on the boardwalk. Just come fucking pick me up. Like,
where am I hitchhiking from?
it was nice to have that. It was like a little security.
Yeah, a little security blanket.
Every now and then she'd
Nothing
be
wrong with that.
fill up on the gold card.
Oh, no way.
dude! I'd run my tank empty and then fill up the next day.
Fuck yeah,
I'm
dude.
making this money stretch.
It's my-
You were way more responsible at a younger age than I.
Yeah,
I
I
like
mean-
lived and breathed sports like we've established. Like I was.
Yes, and you were just like spending money, and then, but like I was
I
always
was given money and I was just like blow it on weed, steal chicken patties and fucking.
That was it, like that, because like I don't know, I never got into shoplifting. But then again, it's like my ex, like I told you, my ex was the one that was like the first shoplifter I ever really met, and I'm like, why? And she's like, well, like I make good money, but like I get a thrill out of it. And then like her friends were kind of just like, we don't have any money, we just shoplift. So
If you're
it's
stealing
like
out of
this
necessity,
it's not this was not a necessity
I'm-
thing. This was like a fucking the
the thrill seeking
blonde.
thing's weird
Yeah.
to me. But I'm saying like if you're destitute and you're stealing a loaf of bread and some peanut butter just to like I don't support it. Fucking pick yourself up by your bootstraps. But like I understand that more than like it gave me a rush to walk past the security guard. Yeah. That's some bored housewife shit. Like, that's exactly. Like, go play pickleball, fucking get a longboard and hit the bike path. Like
some suburban. It's some suburban chick shit. And
I know chicks like that. I've heard stories of chicks like that I know had money, that all work jobs, came from like upper class families, and were just like going crazy stealing clothes from the mall.
Yeah,
just because it was like, and it's like their parents would have given them the $200 to go buy like blouses or whatever the fuck they were walking off with. But it was like, it was a thrill seeking thing. It's just like, I don't know.
Yeah,
just go hit 90 on the Parkway. Fucking, that's my thrill.
I just didn't identify with that fucking thrill seeking behavior when I talked to this chick about it, and I'm like, I don't know. I just always have had money to pay for things. Like if I was gonna steal something, it would be like
the risk wasn't worth the reward.
Yeah,
and it was always people stealing from Wawa in like middle school and high school, and it was like, I'd rather spend the $2 on the Reese's that I want than like get yelled at. Like I wasn't even afraid of like going to jail. I was like, someone's gonna yell at me, and then I'm gonna get yelled at when I go home. And it's just like, I'm gonna get yelled at because they gave me money to buy things, and I just like stole them. But yeah, I don't know. Stealing chicken patties from the school didn't feel like a crime. I'm like, it's my tax dollars.
Well, that's another thing too. There's like certain like moral gray areas where like I was at.
It was definitely wrong to do.
Yeah, there was one. Okay, like here's
no
the
one's
thing.
getting hurt from it.
Exactly. So the one was Lackman Food. So like if you talk to anybody at Hofstra, you could knock it off, stupid. There's this food company that's basically, it's the same company that provides Nassau and Suffolk County with all of its prison food. And that was the food service we had at Hofstra. It's called Lackman Food Services. And like, yes, all the lackluster and lacking food service puns. Yeah, we're all...
Excuse me.
No, like...
I was going to say, how was the... College cafeterias are pretty all right.
Fucking terrible,
not
man.
good.
Yeah, well,
ACCC had a decent one.
This was...
It was a step up from OC, and OC had a decent one.
I wasn't really thrilled with Ocean City's.
Know what had a good one? Was this... The hockey camp I went to was at this preparatory high school.
Okay, like before you live and die by fucking...
No, the food. The food was... It was a good cafeteria. It was some ritzy fucking private school. But it was like Boston Market. Like, it was like...
Name brand?
No, but like quality level.
Okay.
Like, it was still cafeteria food, but it was like good hospital food. Like, it was
that's better.
I was enjoying it. I was like, I didn't want to leave. Like, 3 squares a day.
Hofstra had prison food and it tasted like it, but there was a point where
that's disappointing.
They lied about us. All right, so there was a study that was done where if you serve certain, like over a certain threshold of people, which Hofstra would have to require, they were required to hit a certain threshold of being able to facilitate meals for like X amount of people every day. Like call it like 10,000, call it 50,000. I don't know what it is.
So we got to cover 10K heads a day.
Yeah.
Even if only 7K are coming.
Exactly.
We're ditching 3K plates.
Well, it's sort of more like all the food service was like spread out throughout the campus so that it wasn't just like one centralized like cafeteria or whatever, but there was in the student center a cafeteria. But like it would be like, okay, so that same X number applies to like all of like the Starbucks and the Obon Pan and the fucking chicken place over on fucking the library and whatnot.
Pretty nice.
So like they had a good spread, but the cafeteria itself was just kind of like this boring ass like fucking omelet station and like a panini station. There was always fucking shitty food and like it would always get you sick. And it turned out that like that specific location, like ABP, Starbucks, and a couple of other places covered their asses and got their own food. Like their food was like they would buy from Lackman, but it was a premium quality, whereas the main cafeteria was just buying the same shit. Yeah, just the same shit they used at the prisons.
D-tier.
Like literally like
food.
C-grade beef and shit like that. So there was an independent study done there. They showed that like not only were they using this like inferior quality meat and like fucking cheese and vegetables
zoo
and everything.
Food.
Yeah, like literally zoo food.
They're giving you the Tiger King fucking meat, dude.
Get the leftovers from the hippo.
Walmart fucking factory.
Like you remember when you said you walked at fucking ShopRite, you'd spray all the vegetable shit down. Whatever's left under there, they would turn into beef stew.
That's what it looked like.
So yeah, we would get it turned, and then on top of that, the cherry on top is because
cafeteria food's rough.
They know
that sucks.
They know your body's not going to be able to handle it, so they put a slight amount of laxatives in everybody's food. And when that came out, everybody was fucking livid. So everybody just
Wait. Hold on.
Yes.
Hofstra University was outed as putting laxatives in the food supply Woo! We did it. Joe, big Christopher Bell fan, easing into the NASCAR segment. Christopher Bell celebrates with vintage seltzer. No, they were they were really. Did they get sued for that?
No, because you signed
a waiver.
Yeah, you signed.
You didn't read the fine print.
There was no fine print that said like, yeah, if you
let me understand the logic behind this. The food was so bad that they worried that it would harm you, so they were trying to pump it through your system as quickly as possible.
Correct.
What the fuck? I've never heard of that
it's
strategy.
It's very fucking prison logic food.
I didn't know that was the strategy.
That was the strategy. Yeah, Maggie Terrell, shout out. She was in my class at Ocean City, and then we went to Hofstra together. Maggie was in some like journalism class, and some kid brought that to everybody's attention, and they were like, "Oh, what the fuck?"
She did an expose on
She didn't, but she knew the girl that did. It was like, "Yo, this is fuck."
That sounds like class action lawsuit.
Hey, we signed all our rights away. They made us get a bunch of vaccines and shit to go there too. I had to get a physical. You got to prove you don't have STDs coming into a university too. I don't know if you knew that. But then,
so you guys, the first week there, you're like, we're all.
Well, what's fucking foul is that there's people that don't go to the university that still go to the university bars or date people at the university, and they will end up spreading diseases, and that's fucking disgusting.
And people sleeping with people at home.
That's
not really foolproof.
It's not. It's not
so
at all.
Retarded,
it's a very fucking
nip it in the bud, I guess.
Yeah, it's like I had to go.
Damn outbreak monkey coming in.
There was one outbreak monkey. Good lord, she was in my friend's sorority. She's the one that I told you. She went on 3 dates with 3 guys in one day, fucked all 3 of them, and then the last guy gave her chlamydia. And then
good for the first 2 guys.
Well, one of those 2 guys.
How did she know it was the last guy specifically? Because
I don't fucking know.
He was like, "Hey."
Yeah, I think he was the one
that gave a call. Make a few calls probably.
But she ended up dating one of the first 2 guys, and their like little fucking thing was he would take her to go get treatment for her chlamydia, and she's like, "Isn't that cute?" It's like, no, that's
diabolical levels of simping.
Rancid. And like, yes,
it's cute to her. That's a girl's wet dream. Like,
ew.
He cared about me.
Crusty, little crunchy.
He cared about me so much that he didn't care that this guy banged me 6 hours after him.
Yes.
She probably lied and said,
"Oh,
no."
most definitely." Like,
how could you lie about that though? Because wouldn't he have got it if she said like, "Oh, I got it before you"?
I have no idea how his logic.
She probably twisted it, or he was just like that. I've been down bad, but never that down bad. That's pretty rough.
It was like disgusting Long Island people. That's the only way I can describe it. They're just foul up there in some fucking pockets. Like,
I had a friend back in the day that was living it up in her early 20s, and it was 2 or 3 guys where she got dumped in. I think it was 2 guys. She got dumped in by 2 dudes in the same day.
Lovely.
And didn't shower in between. She met a guy before work. Took a hot one, went to work, let that marinate all day, got off work, didn't shower, went and took another hot one from a different guy. And she was proud of it, and I was just sitting there like jaw dropped, like, damn. And this is a completely, whatever, what's the word?
Anonymous.
No, well, yes. What's the word where you don't bang a chick? It's like we were totally, not civil, but like we were, it starts with a C. It's like.
Celibate?
No, not celibate.
Wait, describe it again?
You describe the type of relationship. It's like this was not cordial, but it's like the word where you guys don't bang. Anyway.
Celibate.
No, not celibate. We don't bang each other. Like it was a fully...
Copacetic?
No, I don't know what the word is. Someone in the comments down below. Autumn will fucking text me tomorrow. Tomorrow. No. There's a word for a relationship that's just a friendship. It's like it's some fancy.
BFFs?
No.
Simping?
Oh, look it up, Jamie. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Platonic.
Platonic. That's
platonic.
What
before I even typed it in, it came to my head.
Yeah.
It was a completely platonic friendship where she was just divulging this information to me. Okay. I knew she had
dabbled.
I knew she dabbled, but that was like I'm like sharing a blunt with her. I'm like, ugh. You what? That was like a new level. Like she was like, I don't know. That scared me. Yeah, there's damn, you bitches are fucking diabolical.
Dude, when you hear some of the shit women do, man, it is like, oh fuck, oh Jesus Christ, that's the dark arts, and you're like, and
I kind of was like,
what makes me sad is that it's like, how do you get to that part and then like try to behave normally at certain points. Or like
I got over it because I was like, good for you, bad for them. Because I was like, I justified it out loud. I was like, well, I guess if I got to bang 2 chicks in a day, I'd probably be pretty fucking stoked on it. But I was like, I would have showered in between. Like that's the you got to wash that monkey out. But
yeah,
like,
that's fair.
I was empathetic. I was like, that sounds like a fun day for a lady. But
I mean, yeah, it's like
I'm more than I was proud of her. I felt bad for the gentlemen that were unaware. Not so much the first guy, but the second guy.
Yeah.
What?
That
thing like recycles every 12 hours. So
does it?
I don't know.
It's like a fucking old fax machine.
That was a fun family Christmas story.
That was a Christmas story.
It was told to me in my late teenage years. My Uncle Billy and my late Uncle Bucky, R.I.P., were they were having fun up at some college party at Rowan. Neither of them attended this university, but they were
Very
there.
good, man.
Yeah, they were there. They were there spreading STDs.
Yeah, dude.
And my Uncle Billy was like casually dating some chick that went there, but like not serious. He was just like dogging her out, and he had banged her, and he was washing up, and then my Uncle Bucky snuck in for a turn, and he was like going down on her or something, and my Uncle Billy had just threw a hot one at her like 10 minutes prior.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got a little.
And my Uncle Bucky like ate her out and banged her and threw a hot one in her too. But the story. There was a big commercial ad campaign at the time. It was "Tastes great, less filling." So for like years, every time like my Uncle Bucky would walk in and be like, "Ah, tastes great, less filling."
Oh, jeez.
Eating my Uncle Billy's cum out of a woman's vagina.
Lovely.
Yeah, just put that into graphic detail for you folks at home.
Just in case you were wondering.
This was told to me at Christmas Eve in like 2010.
You're what, like
I was
7
like
years
17.
old?
No,
Oh, geez.
7. No, I said when I was like a late teenager.
Oh.
Yeah, I was just looking at. I don't know. My Uncle Billy thought it was the funniest story ever. My Uncle Bucky was like,
That's not.
he laughed, but you could tell like,
There's some pain in that laughter.
yeah, they did stuff like that. They did really creepy stuff because like, my dad tagged in my Uncle Bucky once. Like it was just some chick that my dad didn't care about, and he was like, "Yo, Bucky, go in
Get
there.
it.
She's hammered. Go in there and hit that."
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, "That's definitely illegal as fuck." Like,
I don't know about that. It depends on the party.
it was the '80s. We're all fucking doing bumps.
Yeah, like
She was down.
well, that's
I don't know. I never had anything like that where one of my homies or my philosophical brother or my fake non-existent brother just tagged me into some pussy. That's, That's wild.
Yeah, I've done that multiple times.
Damn,
my
really?
most noteworthy was Will. I
They
can't
did
say
like
I can't
fucking
say,
Viva La Bam on a fucking chick, or on an ape.
I can't say like he there was a girl that I was in the process of fingering in the middle of a party, and then he was reaching around her to finger the other hole in a party.
Well, yeah, you're both there, but I'm saying like, chick's wasted in a bed, she bangs you, and then they send another guy in. They're like, she'll probably be down. Like, you go get a piece of that.
I don't know about that.
That's
No, that's some like
morally wrong.
Yeah, that's like some '80s movie. I thought you were just talking about like some fucking weird adventurous shit with like a fucking
it was like
down bicycle.
she's wasted. She just banged me. She'll probably give it up to you too. Like, just go in there and see what happens.
And not that. No.
Yeah.
Never. I thought you just meant some like fucking like some broy shit. I'm like, yeah, I mean broy shit. I got to hear all the broy shit because I lived next door to Marines when I lived in and they all just are fucking pervert degenerates and like, nice guys.
Yeah,
but, like,
military guys are just.
They're like fuck. So
yeah, my dad told me hooker stories from the Navy where some guy pissed on a black hooker and then they had to like abruptly leave the whorehouse in Detroit. Like they had to like fucking run out of it or whatever.
I can see that
or
happening.
Detroit or some ghetto area that had a port. I don't fucking know.
No, it's probably either Detroit or fucking like San
It was
Fran
right
or
after basic training or whatever they call it in the Navy, and like
Navy. So he probably was out in
they
San
went to
Fran
the
or
old
something.
hooker house. Yeah, and fucking. They were wasted, and some guy couldn't finish, so he just pissed all over her. Like, some guy pulled a gun. They tried to like. My dad was like, I just threw my $100 down, and, like fucking sprinted
Later.
out. Yeah, yeah. He's like still buddies with the guy too.
There was never anything like that really.
Just good old fashioned wholesome.
That's whoring.
Support the troops, baby.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
what our boys are doing.
No, when I lived in New Orleans, it was like kind of a brothel, but it wasn't really like any brothel I wanted to hang out at. But they had a free from like 11 to like 1:30, 2 a.m. like a way of getting like more dances sold is they just like come out onto Bourbon Street and like pull drunks in, and I was one of
They're
those lucky-
barking.
Yeah, literally, like they would have
just turning it into the blade.
like Dog the Bounty Hunter's wife. Like the lady that ran this place looked
R.I.P.
exactly like her, and was just
That's
like,
what you want running one of those.
yeah, and she was like coming in. She's like,
handle herself.
yeah, she like puts you just next to a dancer, and they're
Some
like,
white
"What do you
Miss
want?
Pat.
What do you?" Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Like any school bus driver in our township, like female Zamboni driver,
Softball coach. Not
softball
because she wants to be
enthusiast.
there 'cause she got a DUI.
Yeah, girlfriend Megan Rapinoe's girlfriend.
Miss Meshner.
Female snowmobile instructor, definitely has that kind of physique. Yeah, anyway, so like these what was I talking
Chicks who ride quads.
about? Yeah. I don't know either.
this strip club / whorehouse and
No, just yeah, it was just this like dirty ass strip club on like right on Bourbon Street, and the lady running it was like brought you in and fucking put you next to a stripper, and the stripper kind of was like, well, what do you want? And I'm like, I don't know, like what's the menu? And she just kind of like ran down everything, and she's like, but I'll give you a hug for free. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then she takes my head and like mushes it in between her tits, and then like grabs my hair, what's left of it, and fucking pulls me out. She's like, wait, you're not supposed to do that. And I'm like, you did it. And like the lady like that was
she just winks at you.
let me in was like, yeah, like you're not supposed to do that, but I also saw her do that. So it's like, I don't know what the hustle is here. So I just gave her like $200, got like
And
a
she
couple
just
of
blows you. She's like, wait, you're not supposed to put that there. It's like, what?
It was like stupid because like
they
well,
have to say it. Like,
I don't know what the like. It's like because it would be one thing if it like led to a hustle or like some kind of scam where I'm like, okay, I know I'm
the
dodging
gas
something.
station that checks your ID but sells you the cigs anyway. Like,
Yeah.
oh, they gotta go through the motions. Like,
There's some kind
hey,
of
don't touch my boobs.
yeah, but she was the one that like did it, and
Yeah.
I was like, it would be one thing if I just did it on my own volition. She's just like, and then like the lady's like, whoa, I was like, what are you doing? I was like, you did it, you dumb. But yeah, anyway, no, like that was always my like one of my favorites because it was like, well, I still got like $200 worth of dances a little bit like later. I went to the back rooms anyway.
Yeah,
And,
so it worked.
Yeah, so
Good scam.
It worked out.
Yeah.
The scam worked.
If a lady shoved her breasts in my face, I might be inclined to come inside.
That's just
Especially in my younger days. Now I'm in a committed relationship, but
you're an adult.
yeah, I've got kids.
I don't know, man. There was I
wasn't a big strip club guy, but I think if I was walking down the boardwalk in AC and some like big black lady shoved her tits in my face, I'm like, you know what? I'll come spend the small 20. I'll come.
You know what?
What time's your set? I'm gonna come by. I'm gonna support. I'm gonna cheer you on. I had a coworker that was like, I know you're a strip club enthusiast, you enjoy a strip club, but you don't make personal friends with them, right? This is a business transaction. You know what you're there for. You end up taking him home, but this guy was fucking
like emergency contact.
no, like he was, I hope he was banging him. He might have been, but he probably was spending a fortune doing it. But he was like friends to the point where like he was getting the girls lunch, he was like hanging out with them off the clock. But like the rumor was at work that like he wasn't banging them, like he was trying to, but he wasn't. He was just like, he was like what do they call it, a pay pig or some shit like that. Like he was just, I don't know. He thought if he bought him enough fucking Chipotle that he might get a sympathy beach, but like it just didn't happen. I don't know.
That does occur from time.
And it was like a local establishment. Like it was like, this was back in the day when like Volcanic was still open, and he was just like, you know, hanging out at Volcanic at like lunchtime. Like,
Let me ask, is this guy a construction worker?
no, we were sanitation engineers.
Oh, okay. That makes it like working man, right? Like job site kind of guy.
No.
So this man was just literally like.
He was a hardworking man, but he wasn't the guy you're thinking. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to like
That's fine. You
give him up. He is a full-timer there now, so this isn't, nothing he did was illegal. He was like a soft-spoken kind of dorky African-American gentleman. Extremely nice guy, but not like a Joey job site at all. Like the guy who was like preaching safety on the job and like,
No,
you know,
but what I more mean is like, was he the kind of guy that's like he gets his paycheck and he's like, up, time to go like see
No.
my gals? No, he wasn't.
very
like,
practical.
except
Drove a used vehicle that he worked on himself. Was from the South, like a southern good old black dude.
okay.
Like who was like, you know, I'm not wasting money on that.
So he just liked companionship, I guess. Then, or like,
I think that's what it was, and all of the other black dudes at work would make fun of him for it. They're like, damn, you ain't get no pussy, bro. You ain't get no dussy. Like they'd be saying all this goofy like black people term for pussy. She didn't let you swing on it. Like all this,
she didn't knob
all
on
these
that
cool
slob?
terms. Yeah, like all these cool terms. And I was just, I felt bad for the guy because he was just like,
can empathize with that, you know.
yeah.
I mean,
But it is a tough look being like, I'm friends with the girls, like being friends with the Dollar General workers here, and like I wouldn't buy them coffee or anything, but like
Yeah.
just having to report that's one thing, but being like, Yeah, I had such a good time at Volcanic Saturday night that I went back on Tuesday with Duncan. It's just like,
No, I don't know about
it's kind
that.
of like they're
Yeah.
probably making fun of you.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Well, no,
they're probably throwing the fucking cold brew away as soon as you leave because they're like, this guy fucking roofied me or something. But,
No, it's more like they probably are like, oh my god, he's so sweet, like to his face.
but
and then
they
they're
kind
back
of feel
there.
bad for
Yeah,
him.
so but they're like, I'll take his money still. Like, I
Yeah.
don't mind.
Yeah.
No, I have friends with some exotic dancers and fucking. I told you, I think the one she was just like straight up like a hooker that my friend used to drive around, and yeah, like they have like their time and their place.
That'd be
where it's
fun.
like business. Like I said, like the dude that had it, his hustle was pretty good. He would just like come post up at my house. He's like, I think this so and so has a business venture she's going to take care of. I'm gonna ride in the Uber. But like he would kind of grease me a little bit something extra if I let him use my car. So I'd like lend him out the Tacoma. He'd go just basically drop her off. She runs the block. He goes, gets a cup of coffee somewhere.
You were just
a beer.
supporting the local economy.
Yeah, basically. And then like I come back and like we fucking do whatever.
You're an
But, like,
angel investor in a small business.
Exactly. It's like I own 15% of that pussy. It's got wings on it.
I think pimping wouldn't be too bad.
It seems like a fun job.
If
to be
everything goes
completely
smooth,
honest.
If everything goes smooth, you're just an Uber driver.
No, I just
You're making half of the money.
It was like this was so long ago that like I could like kind of talk openly about it, but like I mean it's not something I would like do these days. It's definitely like that was a time and a place thing when I was in a little bit more of a rougher spot, but it was it was fun because you get to see like how the inner workings of shit happen where you're like you hear about this but you never actually like see it, and then you're like, oh, it's just as scuzzy as I imagined, and
It's
like,
worse probably.
no,
than you-
not as bad. Like, cause like I thought it was gonna be a lot. Like, so I saw way more shit when I was in college than I really did like when I've been out in my travels. Like, New Orleans was probably like the pinnacle of it, but it was like I had to go seek like seeing bad stuff. Where like just bad shit would just happen in New York all the time when I was in college, and you're like, this is just horrible. These people are just animals, and they live like fucking all way too close to each other.
Yeah, New York sucks.
It's
I'm
really
not a fan of New York or New Yorkers.
yeah, it's just like it's like a violent, disgusting place, and
Yes.
like everything about it is like exactly what you
It's
see.
reprehensible.
There's no like if you live there, I can understand because like I like where I live, you like where you live, and it's like you're from here. It makes sense to you.
Yeah, if you're born into it,
it
by
makes
all
se-
means,
yeah, it makes
stay
sense.
there though.
Like just like
Get the fuck out of South Jersey.
just yeah, it's
They're worse than the Philly scumbags in my mind.
they're equal, but like in different. They're different
New York
flavors.
money better than Philly scumbags, but like New York scumbags that come down here, New York scumbags are worse scumbags than Philly scumbags in my mind.
Yeah, they okay. Like I said, like they're two
They
different
litter more.
flavors. They litter more. That's fair. They drive like idiots. Like I mean, but then again, Philly people drive like idiots. but
No,
they're
New
not-
York people drive faster. They're not hogging up the left lane going slow. That's always a PA tag.
That is usually
New
a
York
PA
people
tag,
drive
that's
like
fair.
fucking psychos.
That's
They're
where-
normally
yeah.
buzzing past me, and I'm doing 90 going, Jesus Christ, buddy.
Yeah, they do everywhere that it's like that in between. Like if there's not a within eyesight speed limit thing, they're just going 120.
No, they're just doing that regardless.
yeah, like, they
I
don't-
talked to people in the casino the one time, and he was like, he was literally bragging. It was like some Indian dude, and he was like, "I'm doing a fucking."
I
buck."
made it down.
He was hammered. He was like, "I'm doing a
Hard
buck.
day.
I'm doing a $1.20 the whole way home anyway. I already don't got a license. Fuck it, right?" And I was just like, "Yeah, dude." He was
Those
like, we were playing roulette, and he was just like, about to leave the table wasted, and we were like, "That guy's gonna fucking die." But
This is like kind of a cool springboard, but it's like, yeah, you do meet some real fucking scumbag New Yorkers at the casino.
It's always at the casino.
It's always at the casino.
why do they come
Like,
down? They have their own casinos now.
I
Like,
just
it's like.
dude, I think it's like they're like a creatures of
ritual,
creatures of
yeah.
habit. Like yeah, because
My
like
points are all at the fucking oceans, so
Yeah,
we're
exa-
fucking heading down.
because you say that, and it's like I have to think about it, but like I think it was like 3 years
Their
ago.
casinos probably suck too.
What theirs?
New York, like Philly's casinos
They keep
sucks.
getting robbed. That's like Philly's casinos are awesome.
Philly,
Nobody goes
Philly
to them.
Live is small.
I
Like,
love it.
I don't
love
really.
it.
I didn't like it.
I love it. It's my
I'm
favorite.
sure it's
fuck-
fine, but like
Their poker room's great. It's better than Rivers. You're not gonna get stabbed in the parking lot.
I've
Like,
never been to
it's a
Rivers, but I'm saying compared to Atlantic City, like Ocean or Borgata, I feel like that's like a.
monument.
It's
like, as a-
nice.
yeah,
It's big.
It's lavish.
Outside of that, it's kind of a shithole. Maybe Hard Rock's okay, but fucking.
Okay, I get.
There,
where you're
it
coming
feels
from.
more grandiose walking around the casino floor versus Live felt like a fucking Chuck E. Cheese casino. Like it was just
It
like we
is a
did like
Chuck
a
E. Cheese.
small loop, and it's just like this is it. Like it's just I don't know.
Have you been to Parks?
No, I've only been to Philly Live just because it's right there.
You would probably like Parks more just because it's all the stuff you get in Atlantic City, but it's more like a Mohegan Sun where it's just like isolated.
Never been.
It's nice. It's like it's out in the middle. Of
I want to go
nowhere.
to Sands Bethlehem because I grew up at a Sands in Atlantic City.
Yeah.
I was very sad when they tore that down.
I
But
was very upset when there was they were tearing the Mirage down while I was out there. They're,
Really?
Yeah. Well, the Mirage is getting a facelift. They tore
Okay.
they tore the casino down, and they're renovating all of the hotel. So whatever it's going to turn into is probably going to be nice. I think it's the new Wynn property.
this is a nice smooth segue into the Vegas segment.
I was just going to tell you like that. This was like the
Vegas is really cool,
fucking
man.
no
I
fucking.
used to sit on the balcony at the hotel and just look at the lights. I was a fascinated little autistic 11-year-old.
I did a bunch of that, brother.
Yeah. I would still do that
Not
as a
even mocking you.
31-year-old.
I was
At night, it looks fun. I don't know what it looks like now. It's probably a lot of big digital screens and shit.
Nah, it
but they
was
keep the old school lights look.
very pleasant. Like when we stayed,
awesome.
we stayed at Paris. We had a great view. So I didn't even take photos because fuck it. But like the view,
You're a guy's guy.
I took a
I would've
photo.
been living-
I took a great photo of me and
A couple.
that was a pretty good.
I immediately screenshot that and sent it to Tina, and I was like, "Joe's having fun." She said, "Jesus Christ," I think was her response. She said, "Look at the balls on that guy." I said, "Oh,
You got some meaty
it's my friend."
clackers over there,
Dude, I was fucking talking about some chestnuts, dude.
yeah, dude.
Golly.
Jesus Christ.
These things were- it must have been hot in that room, or you were having a good day. Those things were hanging
Dude,
nice.
excellent day, excellent week, brother.
A good ball week.
Yeah, dude. So like, when we stayed in Paris, that was like the night I sent you that. It was like, the little fucking hot air balloon they have out there is like the focal point of like the direction we're facing. So like, nice skyline, the Cosmopolitan's off on the side, Planet Hollywood's to your left. You're kind of looking at the fountain in front of like the Caesars and the Bellagio. It's like kind of there, but you don't really have a great view of it. But like the focal point is this big hot air balloon that lights up, and it's like it's beautiful. Like, and the Eiffel Tower was like right there too.
Tina
So,
would
like,
love that. She's a big hot air balloon fan.
So,
I'm like,
yeah,
this is how I could maybe coax her into a Vegas trip.
that's what I'm saying. Like, it was like surprisingly very family oriented. Like everywhere we went, like even the Link, which is like new and like kind of geared towards.
I
people
don't
our
really even
age.
like gambling, and I don't drink. But like, there's dispensaries out there, and like, I'm sure there's some shit I could get into.
You would have a
Like,
blast.
They
Like,
gotta have a cool go-kart track.
You
or
know what?
something.
You know what's
Go
that?
out for the Vegas race.
You can you can not only do that, you can rent Formula like not the Formula One, like you can if you want to, but for Paul's bachelor party, James and Paul and a bunch of Paul's friends went out to
Formula
Vegas.
3 or something.
It's
with
where
the lower.
it's where they like convert like Maseratis and fucking like Lamborghinis and shit like that. They have like they gut them and put like racing chassis in them.
Oh, so
And
they're just sports. They're like called like sports cars or something.
well, it's like it's like sport
something.
turbos or something like that because
sport touring or
sport yeah
fucking
something like that.
supercars. They're called or something
So
like that.
they-
V8 supercars.
They put you out on a airstrip and just kind of let you go fucking wild for a
just
couple
a straight
hours.
run.
It's not a straight run. They let you do donuts and shit. Like you have to buy the tires and you have to like prepay an insurance and fucking everything. It ends up being about like $5,000 for everything. But like yeah, it you get like an hour with a
cool.
bunch of cars and you get to like just kind of like
I'd like to do that at like a track, not even necessarily like an oval track, like a road course. I
it's-
know they do stuff like that at Millville, and I know they do it all over. But
It's an airstrip, but they have it set up so that there are like he said it was something where it's like if you wanted to do like sport car, like James Bond shit, where you go in reverse like 60 miles per hour and then do like a pit maneuver,
Yeah.
and like turn out of it and fucking like like
that would also be fun.
like, you
but I
could
would
do
just
shit
love
like
to
that.
do like a track day on like a road course.
This
in
one-
like a fucking
they set you up so you can do like a big circuit. Like you can do. There's just
five
no
cones laid
there's
out,
no-
and they have like a course.
Yeah, there's no berm or anything. I
Yeah,
think that's what
that's
you're
fine.
looking for. But anyway, so like there is like opportunity to do fucking shit like that, and like there's like a gun range out there. But the biggest one that I did not know, and it just opened, is the Pinball Hall of Fame. And it
that
is-
was right next to the Harley Davidson Museum. or
yes, it
something,
is.
right?
Yeah, man. I thought you would appreciate.
Pinball Hall of Fame. I'm not a Harley guy.
But I mean,
When you
it's,
send that to me, it's motorcycles.
it's
I'll have to get into
motorcycles
it.
though.
It's
Like I
close
was like,
enough.
you'd probably enjoy it. It is right there next to like the airport too. So it's like,
Harleys are cool. The people who ride them are kind of gay. Little.
obnoxious, little selfie.
Not all Harley riders, but I don't know. It's just like I drive a Toyota, but I don't see a Honda and be like, buy a Toyota. But like guys on Harleys are fucking like, every time they see me on my Honda Shadow, which is a gay bike, they're not wrong. But like even people who don't have motorcycles are always like, oh, buy a Harley, dude. You gotta get a Harley. Harleys are cool. They're not the only motorcycle in the world. Would I ride a Harley? Sure, but as everything that's American, they fucking have issues and they fucking are super expensive and they leak oil. So fuck Harleys.
No, thank
They're
you.
gay. Anyway, that's just my little. When you sent it to me, I'm like, it'd be like you being like, oh, it's the Chevy Museum. I was like, fuck Chevy. Like I was literally like, fuck Harley Davidson, dude.
Regardless, the pinball.
It was the thought that counts.
The pinball Hall of Fame right next to it would be a lot of fun to go fucking.
I'd rather go there
because we could play pinball. That's
Yeah.
like it. They give you like $50.
I need a
like,
few pointers. I'm not very good. Maybe they have a
Right.
class, fucking
Probably.
tutorials.
yeah, man, that would be pretty fun to go out there. I mean, he needs to learn.
I suck at pinball, dude. And I watch you, and you're just like running it up to 7 million, and I'm like, I got 300,000.
I got the.
I ran out of my fucking my balls in fucking 2 minutes.
I got the.
It just always goes right down the pike, and I don't know what to do.
Well,
Do you shake the table?
that's a Jilly's problem too, because Jilly's tables are all out of fucking
doesn't
whack.
no,
before.
it doesn't matter where I've ever played pinball, and it's been dozens of places. I'm not good. And I have good hand-eye.
You gotta just learn the table. It's like a lady. You can't just start shoving fingers into it and whatnot. You gotta like.
I'm a
You
little
gotta
too
ease
active
her.
on the sticks.
You gotta
I just
be.
panic. I
yeah,
start hitting them. I'm like,
that's
it's coming down.
You gotta trust your intuition with it too. Where
Are
it's
you
like,
aiming your shots? But like,
Yeah,
what do
yeah.
you do when it's going right down the middle and you can't get it?
Well, so what you do is you
Because aren't you
just.
supposed to be able to point the sticks and it
Well,
lands?
not like at the same time, but it's like you have like there's like a timing to it because it's like it's gonna be the broadest to kick it out of the fucking pocket. Like at one time, so if you go with both of them, then it's not gonna do anything. It's just gonna fucking like probably go right in between them. But if you like kick it at the right time, it'll bounce off the other flipper and go back into play. So,
So
like,
you can block it from going right down the pipe.
You just gotta
because when
time
it's
it.
going right down the middle, I'm like, I'm fucked. I'm fucked.
I know,
I'm fucked,
usually,
I'm fucked,
like,
I'm
you
fucked.
pat- you paddle,
I
paddle,
paddle
like,
hard, dude. I'm like,
it's like I understand.
this game sucks.
I understand the sensation too, because it's like the same fucking thing. I like until I broke myself of that, because my uncle was the one that was like, "You do the thing too much," and I'm like, "Oh, well, what's the alternative?" He's like, "Try to time it so that it's like think of it like when you're like you're not gonna
It makes sense.
you're not gonna hit like a baseball if your bat is like."
But you're
like
trying to
only
foul
a-
tip it out of the middle part, out
Yeah.
of the danger zone.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you're just if you time it right, you'll
Yeah.
at the furthest point of the swing, it'll nick the
It'll
ball.
do it just enough to get it.
No
yeah,
shit.
so like stuff like that.
I've
And
done
then-
that by accident,
Well, yeah, it's
but
like you
I've
just
never
gotta
been able to like do it.
You got to practice, and you got to find tables that you like where you're going to play them like 5, 6, 7 times. Like not in one sitting, but like enough where you're like, okay, like I want to come back because like
They're cool.
The Dr. No machine at Jilly's right now, I've been really hot on because it's like I've been able to find more multipliers, and I went in there and played at night, and apparently like when they have the lights lower, I can see more of it, and I'm like, oh, that makes shit way easier. Yeah, so I like went and played at night the other day. It was pretty good. I got a couple free games on Dr. No. Felt pretty good about that. That Godzilla machine's fun. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. There's only one feature on that table I like, and it's that there's a pizza that has a magnet and it spins around, and if you hit the ball correctly, it'll like get stuck to the magnet and go flying off into fucking space, and you hit you with like.
I like
fucking-
the Sopranos one. That's the only one I can think of off the top of my head.
That's the one that's over at Corbin Cafe right now.
Nice.
Yeah, they got one over there. You
I
should.
think I played one in Atlantic City at Showboat. I think that's where I saw one.
Oh, at the Lucky Snake.
Yeah.
They had that nice little arcade.
Apparently, a
pinball.
bunch of them are broken now or something. You
That's
or someone told me that.
Fucking gay.
Well, not surprising given the location, but
Yeah, well, Starcade's still open at the mall. That's like one of the ones.
would you
still
put a
going
pinball in the house? Like,
here?
not, just hypothetically. Like
Yeah,
in the-
totally.
yeah.
What game would
My-
you get?
I don't know. I don't know enough. I know like there's people like the Star Wars one or what, but my buddy in high school, his dad had one in like the family room. It was fucking sick. We used to light that thing up like, and you'd have to put a quarter in it too. Like,
Nice.
but I would play that thing
Cheap
for a while.
bastard.
That was the only time I felt confident in my pinball abilities on that machine specifically. because
What
I
was
had
the machine?
It was like a vintage like 50s or 60s like clown
cool.
themed one.
That's
it was
pretty
real simple, real like bunny slope version of pinball versus these really intricate
Ting,
ones.
ting, 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 ting.
It was fun.
Like
I
that
had a lot
old
of
one they
fun.
have on the end there, Jilly's, where it's like just like 25 cents, you get 5 balls. Like
Something like that, like a real
Yeah,
vintage,
real vintage
50s,
stuff.
60s. It was like red and white or something like that, like old school, simplistic color. I wish I knew what it was, like,
yeah.
but I wouldn't. Even if I Googled clown 50s
Actually-
pinball machine, I wouldn't be able to pinpoint it.
Actually, I don't actually know if I can use this. Like, I don't think we'll actually fucking respond to it, but it's worth a shot. But there's this guy. Fucking shout out to the Coin Drop Arcade in Oregon.
Good name.
There, it's this guy. He's got a channel. He buys vintage machines and restores them. And he got enough vintage machines that he opened his own arcade in Oregon, and it's called the Coin Drop Arcade or the Quarter Drop Arcade.
Is it a profitable business?
Not really,
I
but
was gonna say
he's doing
that's
it
a
as-
real passion project.
He's got a real passion project, but he's making money on the back end doing social
On
media.
content.
So he's getting
Okay.
some content out of it, and he's really
That's awesome, then.
He's getting some traction. But I'm gonna tag him in this fucking video
yeah.
with the timestamp because I want him to, because he can.
I didn't even even want to dunk on him. I didn't,
No.
because I just noticed around here the arcade business. It's like a real.
Yeah.
They're never that busy, but like
Yeah.
I didn't know if in Oregon maybe he had to happen and join or something like that. But
He just opened too, so it's like he's like kind of troubleshooting things.
it's
but his,
real spurgs like me and you that like to go into these places and kill an afternoon.
That's
like,
what I'm saying,
Time
like-
crisis. Fucking like
fucking
I will go burn.
silent scope. Like
I've done it before. When my kids were in daycare, I went and like I didn't feel like DoorDashing or something. I went and burned like 3 hours in the one at the mall where you just go in.
Starcade, yeah,
You
that
pay
place.
$20 and you're just like, dude, I'm just gonna go play fucking just random ones you've never even played.
Teenage
like
Mutant Ninja
top on
Turtle.
Big Buck Hunter or something, shit like that.
shout out the titties. They got the buck hunter in there.
Oh, that wasn't even on purpose. That was literally subconscious.
I'm just kidding.
I was trying to think of an obscure game.
Dude, obscure game. Fucking Beachhead. That was a fun one. Remember that? Got the
Cruising
thing-
USA.
Cruising
Going
USA.
right back to AYG.
You know,
Good
cooking.
looker, the guy with the black hair. He was cooking.
Cooking.
Kippy really does sound like JoJo and Scotty.
Yeah, he
When he
does.
talks, I'm
he
like-
does. He really does.
I'm like, I'm so fond of this because it reminds me of being in the trash truck and listening to JoJo and Scotty every morning. And like, people would try and talk over, and I'd be like, shut the fuck up. They're doing 2 minutes of horrible jokes right now.
This is the closest thing I have to getting laid.
They literally did, like, they did AYG before AYG. They did, like, the trash segment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I used to
that was
love
that was Preston,
news stories.
Preston and Steve. They used to do the.
JoJo and Scotty did it, too. They must have adopted
I
it.
love trash.
JoJo and
Yeah,
Scotty did that literal segment
Yeah.
every morning.
There was Preston Steve
Anything
also did-
dirty or dingy or dusty, I would like shut it down in the trash truck. Be like, everyone shut the fuck up.
We
dude.
got
We're
some-
doing the trash segment. It was like a lady got caught with a flip flop in her hoo ha down at the Wildwood Shore this week. Come on out to our booze cruise.
This is going great.
The lady with the.
They're really not good. I don't know why I like enjoyed it so much, but it was the only thing on terrestrial.
Yeah,
it was like
exactly.
the only
It's dumb.
thing.
It's
yeah,
fun. Like,
they're bros.
Preston and Steve used to do the Bizarro files, and my mom and I, because they would usually come on when I was waiting for the bus, and my mom would, we would play the Bizarro files, and it was always something exactly like the exact same thing, where it's like a lady was found dead after being gored by a cow that she was trying to inseminate on her farm. It's like, okay, I was like, that's enough radio for today. None of that. I always love that shit though. That was
There's nothing worse than like really bad morning radio, like 102.7 Kiss FM or whatever the fuck it is.
that's
It's
really
like,
bad stuff.
it's like, hello. They do like the voices and the sound effects and shit like that.
What
and,
about
like,
Delilah? Do you like Delilah?
They were just talking about this on AYG. I love Delilah.
Dude, so we
My
have
mom used to listen to it. It was soothing. That was therapy for me as a 7-year-old. Just fucking cruising.
preach, bro.
Yeah, just shout out to Tom. You know, your wife really wants to show you some love with this song. Like she just was soothing. It was like a hug. Listening to Delilah is like a cup of warm cocoa on a winter's day.
It's like a Xanax and a fucking glass of
It's
wine
chick
in a hot
shit.
tub.
It's chick shit, but as a little boy, you're
It
allowed
is.
to enjoy chick shit.
Well, that's just-
as a grown man, I probably like get the fuck out of here.
This is just it. I've worked in multiple restaurants where people have had like unfucking flappable crushes on Delilah, and it's like men that are usually around my age, and it's like, what
I didn't
the
crush
fuck?
on her.
Dude, this guy that we worked with, I'm just gonna
In
call
my
him.
head, she didn't sound attractive.
She sounds like an old lady. She sounds like
Yeah,
somebody's
she
like,
sounded like a mom.
Yeah.
Like it was just like
you know,
this is my friend's mom giving someone advice on the radio. This is
hanging
cool.
out like in a sweater
jeans,
vest. Yeah.
keds,
Yeah.
nothing sexy.
Jennifer
about this.
Aniston and We're the Millers is how I'm picturing her. Like, or
She was super hot. No, not that. That's a terrible example.
That's a great
The
example.
hottest fucking chick in the world.
I
is
wanna,
how-
whoa, easy.
I'm picturing
easy with
fucking
that.
Barbara Streisand.
Kind of looks like Jennifer Aniston, just a different nose. But no, anyway,
Bette Midler
Bette Midler's a good one.
on Weight Watchers. Not a fat chick, but like a real librarian looking lady.
Yeah,
Jeans and a sweater.
yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So anyway,
Jennifer Aniston is a wild.
I
fucking
said
fool.
in We're the
know.
Millers, which
But
is
she literally does an underwear fucking dancing like
yeah. After she takes
Nips out.
her mom jeans off and her fucking dockside,
She was a literal stripper in that movie, Jeff.
She was not a good stripper. I know.
No, but her day job
Boner Garage
before
was
she got picked up for this run.
Boner Garage was the real talent in that movie. All right, what was I talking? Can we go back to Vegas?
Delilah.
Can we go back to Vegas?
What were you
though,
going
after
about
this?
Delilah?
Just
I love
there
Delilah.
there's a kid that I worked with at the pizzeria named
Had a big crush on her.
Mustachio. He was 28 years old, and he would just be like, you know, the little like
Just jerking. Yeah, I liked it. Yeah, Delilah. Yeah, loved it.
He would make us shut up and like pick the phone up and hang it up when people like calling so we can listen
That's
to
nuts.
Delilah. Yeah, he was insane.
That's nuts.
Everybody was like, Mustachio, your girlfriend is on the phone. And he's like, everybody be quiet.
I was so dumb. I thought she was singing it when I was a kid.
Oh, no, it was a
And
free
in
direct.
this moment now, I'm like, she probably wasn't singing
No,
that.
she wasn't singing
I
that.
thought she was singing that,
Just
dude.
every day.
Like, Delilah's got some pipes, dude.
She's got the song.
My face hurts from the embarrassment right now. How fucking stupid I was.
It's like the Seinfeld theme song, but Delilah's just singing it off the fucking cuff every
my
fucking
face
time.
is literally so tight right now.
But no, then
I've
there
been
was,
bamboozled, Delilah. You fucking lied to me, sweetheart.
there's another kid.
Ugh.
There's a kid I work with currently. He's going to be 16 this summer, and he has a crush on Delilah. And we kept trying.
Is she
to,
still around?
Oh yeah, she's playing all fucking summer last year. We would
She
call
was?
him. Yeah, we would call him, and
I didn't know she was still on. Is she on like 104.9 or one of these like dorky fucking like light rock stations?
the
96.9.
it's the station, at least in Avalon. that
Wibbage.
If you put the fucking Phillies game on AM, Delilah comes on
Just
after the
relegated to
Phillies.
AM?
Well, no, I mean
Not
it's
my
not relegated.
queen.
No, it's the fucking Avalon because
Okay.
the channels are fucking.
I remember
shit.
it used to be on the light rock station, like
Yeah,
96.9.
96.9 used to be it forever, but I don't think they play baseball on 96.9 anymore. I think it's the
Oh,
WI.
she's solely just like
No. She's on FM somewhere, but no, on AM, it's like the broadcast from Philly is like WIIP or whatever, or WIPX, something like that, and you get fucking the Phillies home games and then Delilah, and it's like, and then it just goes off the air. That's like about it, or like sometimes sports talk. You get not ESPN, whatever the one they get out of the fucking Locker Jock or whatever the fuck
Yeah,
it is from
610.
Philly. Yeah, that one. You get some of that.
it's a good
shit.
one.
It's not a bad program actually. I like all three of them.
When I worked construction, my best friend in the world, love you, Johnny, but he enjoyed 102.7's morning show, which is like I think Kiss FM or something like
It's
that.
not that good.
No, it's really bad.
That is
Like-
a hard sell for me. That's
And
the
they
one
would
with
do
the
the
two
fake-
chicks and the one guy, right?
I don't even remember. This is 8 years ago, but it was they would do these fake like obviously scripted prank call type things.
That was the one. Yeah.
And I wanted to like stick a fork in my eye, and I'm not knocking him, but like Johnny, we like what we like, but Johnny legit enjoyed the show, thought that those bits were funny and stuff like that, and I was just like, I don't know, I was a miserable bastard at that point. I was like 6 months off booze. I was very dry drunk, hated my life, making $10 an hour, and during that part of the morning, I like driving out to the job, listening to that, I was like, oh my fucking God, I want to kill myself. But, you know, people like it. It's on, but
They were the ones that they would play, like, all the fucking hen teachers when we were in high school. That was the station that had, like, it was like a
back then it was more, I feel like 95.1 WAYV was like the king of that.
WAIV was
It's the pop station. They had another dog shit morning show with the same, the cliche, just gags and fucking, you know, sound effects and radio voice and the whole, as you know, where you could just do.
The one that we had was like when we were in high school. Do you remember how like before viral videos were like there was like a real name for them? It was like you were just trying to get on like the news or on radio or something. The one was like, it was around the time I was a junior, so it was probably like my junior prom time or like one of the dance times. And it was like you could win like this, like some musical act will play your dance or whatever, and all the friggin'
That's old school, dude. I haven't
all
heard
the-
something like that in
all
forever.
the friggin' hen
Blink
teachers.
182 is gonna come out to the school.
It wasn't even them. It was that stupid band that would tour, the anti-suicide band, the to write love on her arms or whatever.
That's a band.
No, it was like a movement, but it was like the band that would play with them. It was such a. It was like it was so fucking gay. But like all the teachers were like,
Hawthorne Heights.
no, it wasn't even that. It wasn't someone that was that aggressive. It wasn't even like a Warped Tour band. It was like some band that would play like
Really soft
Catholic
pop
fucking
punk,
churches and shit.
soft emo gay punk.
Yeah,
that
but-
was also religious somehow.
Well,
it was their
it was
Christian.
anti-suicide, so yeah, it had like a religious context to it. But anyway, whatever the fucking band
To write
was-
love on her arms.
Do you
was-
remember that shit or no?
I just remember all the really gay chicks had it on their MySpace and had the shirts and like it's just like
Yeah.
real like I remember Bia was into that. We could just fucking name drop. Why not?
Stop.
I thought that shit was so gay.
Well, it was like a big movement.
Just
like
for chicks that like cut themselves.
Yeah, basically. It was
I know I harp on you for not being an empath to certain things, but I was never empathetic to that. I was like, that is the dumbest thing ever. Just drink. Like that
Yes,
was always
like a
my
man.
argument. I was like, yeah, I'm in 8th grade and I'm sad too. I'm drinking and smoking cigarettes. I'm not harming myself
Well, you are, but in a different way.
in a fun way.
In a fun way, in a socially acceptable way.
Yeah, like
Well, no,
I never. This is a way deeper subject, but I've never understood. I understand suicide. I understand blowing your head off, but like, this is very what's the word? Unsympathetic. I've straight up never understood the allure of cutting yourself. Just specifically cutting yourself.
I don't know. I got nothing on that.
I think we've talked about it before, and I know I sound like probably a unempathetic dickhead to like people who've gone through this, and I'm sorry. I get it that it releases dopamine or it's some form of control or something, but to me personally, it never appealed to me. I self-harmed other ways, that's all.
No,
It was
that's
it
fair.
always seemed fucking nuts to me to be like, I'm gonna get a razor blade and slice my wrists a bunch of times. And like, I've dated chicks that did that, and like, yeah, it's just like,
Usually fun.
like you
Bet.
see they like run you down the fucking train tracks, and you're like, what the fuck are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
it's just like, I don't know. But great
like-
lays, so.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, you gotta take your
That
risks
is,
where you can
you
get 'em.
reach down, you feel that, and you're like, oh, this is
Oh,
a
this is
layup.
good- this is
a
gonna be-
layup.
this is gonna be
how I'm
easy, man.
strapping, dude. This is gonna be a wild
That's
ride.
why I usually take girls to pools on first dates. That way I get a real like lay of the land, just figure out. Ooh, you had
Warm activities where you can't wear long
some,
sleeves.
you had some issues, man.
Track
Where's it-
marks also going to be an easy
Fuck
lay.
it. Hell yeah.
Guaranteed
Let's
lay.
see between them tootsies. I'm gonna be fucking them later.
Oh my god, dude, that is a fucking deep cut. Certain people aren't going to understand that, but really high-level heroin users inject between the toes.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's good.
neat.
That's highbrow shit.
You ever watch porn? You see a chick that won't take her shoes off, and you're like, oh, she's on
No.
it. Yeah, man. There's a couple of them out there.
The long sleeves in the summertime and the really greasy hair was always like a giveaway to me.
Yeah.
We're like, is this guy Zombo? And then you're like, he's wearing long sleeves and it's 1,000 degrees out. So
I got into an argument with this Russian kid that was an exchange student, or not an exchange student, he was an international student at Hofstra, and he was firmly convinced that I was just being mean and judgmental, but this guy had a literal target on his fucking, on his, what do they call it, ditch, tattooed there.
they call
And-
their port a ditch.
Yeah. He had a tattoo of a target on it, and I was like, we were behind this guy in line to use a bathroom in Manhattan. It was me and my girlfriend at the time, and my girlfriend's friend who was dating this jamoke. And the guy's like, why do you think this guy is taking so long? I was like, because he's probably going in there to shoot up. And he was like, why would you say that? And I was like, because did you see the gigantic target he had on
Did
his
you
left
smell
arm?
him?
And he's like, got like tattoos, like facial tattoos and like dreadlocks, smells like shit. Like he's wearing camo cargo shorts in the middle of winter. Like it's just like, yeah, like all
He's
of this
checking
is
all the boxes,
all
dude.
this is adding up to this guy is slamming something in the bathroom.
I
And
don't mind what people do in the bathroom, but if you're tying it up and I got to take a dump, like
It was that
let
our
me dump
chick,
before you shoot up.
our chicks needed to use the toilet more than we did, and I was like, really, what the fuck? Because they were just gonna go in tandem and just go in there and pee and turn around or whatever the fucking chicks do in the bathroom. But yeah, like this guy was like, he was in there for like 6
That
minutes.
happened to me and Stu in Philly. We were on South Street. We went to a grocery store because we had to pee. He was drinking beers. I was drinking Diet Cokes. But I fucking really had a fucking user. I broke the seal. And there was some homeless dude in the bathroom, and he was in there forever.
Just
We were
having a
both like,
fit.
what the fuck? And we went in there, and there was a literal bag of white powder left behind. Like
Jesus
a fucking
Christ.
tie-off corner of a grocery store bag of random white powder left on the back of the toilet.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That man.
We literally just threw it in the trash. We're like, what the fuck?
You don't want to try fentanyl?
It was like one of those bathrooms that was like a toilet and a urinal, and this dude like locked it and was just like holding down the fort in there. Like, it was just
Doing
like
something
private
there.
stall, dude. VIP section, dude.
party.
Hitting the target, dude. He did a fucking bullseye. Got so fucked up, he left the fucking powder back in the fucking. Oh, did he know he was back there rooting through the trash can like a half an hour
Oh my
later?
God,
dude?
yeah, like a
he
fucking
woke up on a
bloodhound.
bench.
He's like, oh
Had a
shit.
That's So Raven flashback. Might have flushed it. I don't remember.
Should have.
Got rid of it.
Nice.
Stu fucking keistered it for the ride home.
That would be fucking. That would be one way to go about things. Jesus fucking Christ. we got so far off fucking topic.
What do we got?
I want to talk
current
about
events, or what do you want to do?
I want to do Vegas. I want to talk about Vegas.
let's
a
get
little
through
bit
Vegas.
because you're gonna think like for me, like you normally get Atlantic City Joe vacation stories, and they're a lot more benign and like just like, hey,
Let's get right to the meat and potato. Right.
Gonna try that again.
I don't think. Yeah, that's perfect actually. Let's get right to the meat and potatoes. Before you get into stories, what was the over under on the week? Were you up? Were you down? Were you even?
It's hard to gauge. All right, so like I did I did the gentlemanly thing. Like I said, like because I went out there with the intention. I had a bankroll for myself, and then I had a bankroll that was just like because I'm
a
teaching.
jihad?
For what?
Did you bring a jihad?
No, way more than that.
Damn!
Dude, but like, yeah.
Classy.
I was like playing. Well, it's Vegas. Like, I mean, it's like everything's going to cost money out there. Like,
I meant for the
Gambling.
gambling bankroll. You bought more than a G note.
Yeah, I
brought
brought 2,500. Yeah, I brought 2,500 to gamble with, and I was planning on giving.
Nice.
Like, I was planning on just like the chick I was with, giving her a fucking G bar, just because I don't want her to have to learn how to play things on her own dime. But here's where it's fucking awful.
That's crazy high. What are the tables out there? $50 a fucking hand?
Yeah, but I mean, I was out there for like 3 days.
Are they really that high, or were they like 20, 15, 20?
Well,
Depends on where you go.
Yeah, like here's the thing. All right, so like
a G bar is a high bankroll to give a lady.
no,
If me and Tina went to the casino and we're looking at like actually play, I'd probably do 300 for myself, maybe 200 for her, something like that.
Yeah, but like this is
1,000 for Vegas, but is that for the week?
I mean, we were only out there for like I was only with her out there from Wednesday to Sunday. And so like it was a couple of days, so I'm like, yeah, 250 a day should cover like what we're fucking doing. Like I'm probably not even gonna gamble
by a lot.
Not gonna gamble the whole fucking time.
She's gonna
either.
duke that in a slot in fucking 10 minutes.
Well, here's the thing. Like I said, like I kind of wanted to tell you this in chronological order because it just gets increasingly more insane. But like the over under on like the loss, like so. The first night I'm out there, I lost $60, and then the only real I just gambled. Like that was it. Like I just gambled everything else until I played poker again, and it was like when I played poker the next time I went up 230.
Also gambling.
230. No. Poker.
It's a game of skill.
I account for that. Like so, I was playing poker.
So you don't. That's not. It's two different bankrolls.
Independent.
Okay.
Yeah, independent of the two of them.
That's real degenerate.
No, it's because I take
1-800-GAMBLER
I
shit.
take account
Justification shit.
I track my wins and losses.
I
When
was
play.
having fun playing video poker. This was business. This is an investment.
Well, yes. Like, yeah, I know it is. It's just it sounds more autistic.
Drowning.
We're gonna have to downsize.
When I can equate it though, because when I gambled sports and casino, it all counted towards my same over under on the year. Because I had a little notebook, and I'd be like, I won $100 playing roulette. I'm down 8,000 on hockey, but now I'm only down 7,900. Like it all went to the same pile
Gotcha.
in
It's
my
cumulative,
head.
yeah. So I track my sports bets and I track my poker wins and losses because both of those things are not that I'm a handicapper.
You don't track fun. You don't track quote unquote gambling.
No, I don't track fun. Like I don't track my craps. I don't track playing
video
like video poker.
Okay.
No, that just because that's
no
like
shit.
Well,
I thought you were writing that down when you got home too.
No, and here's why. It's because all of that stuff I've realized. Poker,
Those are games of leisure.
Well, they are games of leisure, but they actually have better points. You get comp points easier on those games, so I will play them more recklessly.
Oh,
very good. You come down and play poker.
Fuck, you give me fucking too. Play Baccarat.
Oh,
Best odds in house.
Oh, you want to play?
Smoke 2,000 Marlboro Ultralights.
You sit down, play sick, bro. You try chew on dice. Not very good. Yeah, but
my God.
No, so like those games of leisure are the games of leisure.
I went to Barry's Casino in Las Vegas.
Very good, high end.
Spent my entire family's fortune. Very dishonored.
Very
Not good.
Resource world.
Was there a lot of Asians out there? They love
Fucking
casinos.
tons of Asians, man.
Isn't the one casino solely based for Asians at the Bellagio or one of those ones where it's super Asian
all
themed?
of them are super Asian
No
on the strip.
shit,
All
I've
of them
heard
are
that.
their own way. But like, I'll get to that, dude. I promise.
One of them is like super, like how the Taj Mahal you could say is Indian themed back in the day.
Sort
There's
of,
apparently
yeah.
one of them that's like super Asian centric.
No, there's like a bunch. Like they're all in their own way. I'll get to that. I promise. Like so, just to put a pin on I track my bets because there's like some like handicapping a sport is like I have analysis that I use to make my sports bets. Like, and I mean, like if I'm gonna bet like 50 on UFC, I'm just gonna bet 50 on UFC. I'm not gonna account for that. But like if I'm gonna like try and like chart how many wins I can get like betting on the Phillies a certain way, I chart that. because that's just schizophrenic. But I also want to know how I cover for like you bet
I'm
80.
so Jewy that like every bet I was charting.
No,
Like,
like-
there was no fun.
And
it
you
was
should.
all I'm trying to win. I'm trying to be a pro gambler.
Well,
and,
you
like,
should chart your
make a
bank.
living.
You should chart your bankroll. That's like I know how much I
There
have.
was no
in-
bankroll. It was
Okay,
just
it's
like
just how much
how
I
much
have.
am I up or am I down at this current moment?
Gotcha. Okay. Well, like I know how much I contribute to my bankroll for poker and then otherwise. So like it's like that's kind of why I break it down
It's
that way.
fluid. Yeah.
But I know that like it's like all right, I'm gonna be going to Vegas. So like yeah, my bankroll for poker is like let's say $1,000 for this month.
Now was that separate from the 2,500?
No.
Okay,
That's,
so that include your poker
that included
bankroll.
my bank-
That makes
yeah.
a little more sense.
Yeah,
then.
so it was like,
I
you know-
forget that you're playing poker, like, which I shouldn't, but like in my head, I'm like, damn, 2,500 to go hit the fucking craps tables is a wild bankroll.
yeah, like that would be insane.
Yeah, I was like, you're nuts, dude.
I-
but
well, like,
poker
then-
does make sense.
But then again, I probably like right off the rip like dished like 400 or 500 right to my friend just because I'm like I don't want
Yeah,
you
did
to
she
play.
take the G bar?
So
Or did you?
So here's what we did. So I get there on Wednesday night at like 11 o'clock at night, and my room isn't available until 3 p.m. the next day. So my plan was to go over to
Grab a couple
Excalibur.
5-hour energies and just hit the fucking floor.
Well, so no, she was out there for a week beforehand. She was out there at a convention, so she had a room, and
Oh,
I was
word.
planning on just meeting up with her, dropping my shit off, and then being like, "Hey, you want to go get a drink? Nah. Or do you want to go gamble? Nah. Like whatever," because she had a full itinerary that day, and whatever she wanted to do, go do it, or then when she wanted to sleep, just break off, go play poker for a few hours. So. She was sick. She was just like, I've been here. I Vegased way too fucking hard. And Excalibur is just as dingy as it was when I was like a little kid there.
I don't remember that one.
It was it's the one that has like the knights and the fucking there's the Luxor, which is shaped like a pyramid, and
I
then
do
right,
know that one.
right next to it's the one that looks like a shitty castle, and that's Excalibur.
We were mostly in nice spots, but I remember walking through a couple like poker halls to get to like a bus terminal or something like that, and it was like real dingy, like baked out cig smoke.
Nice.
Like real, I enjoyed it.
Real
I
my
loved-
kind of place,
I
too.
love the touristy dice and card symbols everywhere, and just I love it. Like I don't know, I love tacky casino shit.
That's
I
why
love it.
that's why I love it too, man. It's like it's something about it. It's like it's nostalgic for a time that you didn't get to experience, but you're like still in it. You're still in it.
Well, I went
in
to
its own
daycare
way.
in the sands, so like I did get to experience
Yeah. I mean,
the shittiest casino in Atlantic City.
I think my first like 5 birthdays were all at the Showboat because my grandma had comps. Like
Hell yeah.
like fucking bowling
We were
at
doing a
Showboat.
lot of stuff at Bally's.
Yeah,
for sure.
exactly. Like, but yeah, so I showed up and she was like, "I'm sick," and like I was like, "Yeah, no problem." So I just like walked the strip for like 4 hours, and this is the
Get any good,
the foot fetish
trading?
segment. Like,
Damn, dude,
I
tore you up.
I fucking got.
What are you wearing?
just
Thongs?
not regular ass shoes. Like they were just like it was raining, so like the ground was all wet. My foot got all torn up. But yeah, like
There was no like fucking Nike store. You could have got a pair of fresh, dry socks.
I had to bring everything back with me, so I was like, "Nah."
Raining in Vegas is a
Rarity, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a pretty rare occasion, but yeah, no, we had a good time. I made the most of that by I went and got drunk at this fucking American Homestead Steakhouse or some shit like that. It was like connected to the hotel I was staying in, so it was like too early to check in, but you guys are going to be the place I'm probably going to be drinking at, so I'm going to get to know all you guys right off the rip. Turns out the bartenders are all from New Jersey. They're buying me fucking shots. I get fucking hammered.
That's
I'm
sick.
fucking eating
You
sandwiches
always
with
find
these.
someone. Joe makes friends everywhere he goes. Dude.
Yeah, so
When we met you in Atlantic City before you left, we're standing by the entrance of the casino, and like 6 different people walking by are like, "Hey, yo, Joe, have a good one, man." I'm like, "What the fuck?" Like, you're like, "Yeah, I played craps for an hour before the show." I'm like, so you made 6 fucking friends, like, and these people seemed legitimately happy to see you. They were all smiling and like, "Hey, there he is."
Hey!
I'm like, what? That's not me at all, ever, like in a million years.
Oh,
I get some weird side eye and just like, oh, it's that fat,
so
smelly dude.
this is just it. It's the influence that me and Brent. Like I'm not like I'll say her name, Brenna. I'm not gonna get into too much specificity because she has like a real job and shit. But we'll get into the fun
You guys
parts.
had fun.
We had a blast. So
Partied?
yeah. So like I get hammered at this fucking bar with this. Just eat sandwiches with this guy and like fucking he's telling me about his Jersey experience. I'm telling him about my Jersey experience. He's like, yeah, man, it's midnight, so like we got to shut down. I was like, not a big deal. I'm gonna just cozy up.
Closing up at midnight.
Well, it's
in
like
Vegas.
it's not like they didn't have like poker in the bar or anything. It was just like an eating establishment that was in the casino. And so they were like, yeah, we'll be open at 11 a.m. Like, come back, say yes. No big deal. So they give me a to-go cup with my tequila and my fucking sandwich. So I'm walking around, having a little sandwich, having a little tequila.
Tremendous.
End up walking from, so I got dropped off at Paris. From Paris, I walked down to the Links. So that's like 2 blocks. And then I walked across the street, went all the way over to Resorts World because that's the newest property since I've been there is Resorts World. And I wanted to see it because all the poker players hang out there. Went in. That place is
Gorgeous.
like, dude, it's like if you put Boardwalk Hall like in a casino form. It is like ornamental, like fucking
I like that.
cathedral
I
ceiling.
want the casino to be as nice and as gaudy to the nines. That's what a casino should. If I'm losing money, you better be spending it on fucking tiles and fucking marble floors and shit.
And like I forget living out here that's like everything out there that's new is like they are just crackhead new with the like this monstrosities.
More of a budget.
Oh yeah, and like more real estate to work with and shit like that too.
It used to be kind of like that in Atlantic City.
It still is.
In
like
the 90s though, when whenever they built the Trump stuff, all those were pretty done. Trump Taj Mahal was like insane when they built it.
Trop's still pretty
Trump
big.
Plaza, that big weird logo when you first come into the city.
That was neat, yeah.
Trump Plaza was nice.
Tropicana is like pretty big for what it is too. I mean, it's not massive, but like for
I know
what
Tropicana for what it is though.
I know Tropicana for what it is too.
I like it.
I love it. It's dirty. It's like a dirty cousin you can kiss.
It feels home. Yeah, it feels like home.
But I went to Resorts World, walked around, had a blast. Ended up walking from Resorts World to Aria, which was like 3 miles in the rain. So I walked all the way down to Aria, but I sat and played at Aria, and that's where I lost $60. But it was
You didn't want to spring for the Uber? Or you're just having fun?
I was just having fun walking around because it's like, dude, it's
seeing things.
It's like I haven't been there since I was 16. I was like staying in the same general, like I stayed at Treasure Island when I was 16. So I was right across the street from Treasure Island when I stayed at the Link. So I'm like, this is all different from when I was a little kid. So it's like I'm just like, wow, look at that. Wow, that's fucking dirty. Like, wow. So like it's just I don't know, having a fucking good time doing that. So I walk and play poker.
Nice.
Play poker at Aria for a couple hours where I proceeded to weird everybody at the table out because I was like, I have a weird question. Does anybody know what time the sun rises? And they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, like I just flew in and I got here at night and I wanted to like get like a lay of the land and I don't know what time the sun rises. But there's like people that don't speak English at my table. So this kid next to me is in French. He's just fucking dying laughing. There's other guys from Bulgaria. He's like,
calling you a fag.
He's just like, I don't know why you want to see sun. You're inside. I'm like, no, I got here. I didn't see the sun when I landed. I want to see the sun when it comes up so I know where I'm at. He's like, why do you want to do it? You're in casino. There's clock on wall. I'm like, okay, this is fucking ridiculous. They were all
there is no clock on wall, sir.
They're just all busting my fucking nut.
Google it, motherfucker.
So they, so we ended up playing.
What time was sunrise? Did you go catch it?
6:30.
I'm picturing Tony Soprano on peyote in the Vegas desert. I did it! It's just Joe made it to Vegas. Booked an appointment to the Bunny fucking hall.
The Bunny Ranch.
The Bunny Ranch the next day.
Yeah, no, none of that. I just proceeded to play poker for like 4 hours, and then when the sun, eventually the sun did come up, and the game broke. But I was only down $60. Biggest game I played.
Sunrise in Vegas is probably a pretty depressing time. Like, the streets are empty.
Really
birds
cool.
are chirping.
It was really cool.
It's quiet.
I loved it.
I just experienced it in Atlantic City, which is a microcosm, but it's like it's kind of walking around the casino real early in the morning because you're still up from like drinking all night is like. I guess it's the circumstance where you're like, I fucked up. Like walking back to the car, the sun's out. Like it's never not usually a good thing.
Well,
yours is travel. So
I was gonna say
that's fun.
You've got like that. I think like me and you kind of correlate like Vegas and like AC like because of like the gambling aspect. But I like did just watch Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas before I went out there, and there was that moment where he's literally got $5 and he's just like puts it on like a hand of roulette and like he's like oh and then just proceeds to go on this like unhinged fucking like babble about like the consumerism of the country is really what the gripping problems are. And it's like just because he lost.
I don't think I made it through that movie.
That movie's really good. That book is fucking awesome. Like it's a really good.
I made
book.
it like halfway through or something, and I was just like,
trippy, man.
Some weird part.
There's
all
of it.
This. Yeah,
it's like all fucking psychedelic and shit.
Yeah,
but so like I played at Aria. Ended up like walking around for a little longer. Got breakfast. Walked over. Got Bree all situated over at fucking Excalibur. But I hadn't been in Excalibur since I was like a little kid either, and that place is dingy.
Just
like
medieval knights of casinos or something.
Yeah, it's like there's like 3 or 4 like really still like old beat up ones, like New York, the old MGM.
Circus is that still a thing?
Circus is still there. It's still going strong, but scary as fuck.
Really?
Oh, it looks
That
like
one looked fun to me.
It looks tumorous from the outside. Like you're gonna catch like mesothelioma fucking gambling.
It's like a red carpet in of fucking casinos.
See, what's great too is there's this place called the Casino Royale. I wish we had the screen, but it's a nice day. Sorry.
I was very pleased when you sent me the Snapchat and the setup was outside.
I thought this was a nice
Very
change
nice,
of pace. Yeah. But yeah, there's one called the Casino Royale. It's right on the strip, and it literally has a Best Western in it. It is like Best Western featuring casino.
It's not a place I want to play.
No, it's not. So I met up with Bree. We got fucking all checked out at Excalibur. She went from Excalibur, which I said was like the dingiest hotel I think like you could stay at on the strip, to the Link, which is like brand spanking new. And she was like, "This is nice." And I'm like, "Yeah." This
The Link looked really nice in the pics.
Bro,
she was staying at the Excalibur.
She stayed there for like 5 days. Like, and it was like that was I think why she got sick. She was like she was eating the food there, and like the air there was just stale. It was like that real,
giving her college memories.
Yeah, exactly. So then we got there, and it's like all the sheets are clean. Nothing smells like cigarettes except like me. like she's like, "This is nice," and then like because I was up for like 38 hours at that point, I just crashed for like 6 hours, and she like unpacked, got everything like taken care of. I think she like went and got something to eat and then like came back, fell asleep for a little while, and then we both kind of woke up at like 1 a.m. We're like, "You want to go get In-N-Out Burger?" It's like, "Fuck yeah, let's go get In-N-Out Burger."
Yeah.
So we got In-N-Out Burger and fucking like hung out, drank. She wanted to get a ginger ale, so I'm like, "Wait, check this out." So I walked down to the casino floor for her, and I put $100 into a fucking video poker machine, and I just hit the drink button, ginger ale. Fucking run it up $60. Fucking, I'm like, I just got paid $64 for this fucking drink, and she's like, how does this work? So like that,
it doesn't usually.
That's
usually that $100 goes bye, and this is a $100 ginger ale challenge.
Drink up, stupid. No, but like,
you got $1. I'm trying to milk this for 3 more drinks.
She like was like, all right. Like, so that was and well, she was at Excalibur too, so she didn't gamble at all except one time. The first day she got there, she puts $150 into a slot machine and hits for a G bar. So like I said, it was kind of hard to gauge how much we won and lost, because we were just like, I was expecting to give her $1,000 when she got there, but she was like, I already got a bankroll plus the 200 or the 150, so like I've got plenty of money to gamble with. But I'm like, do you want to like play stuff that you like wouldn't want to spend money on? And she's like, well, yeah. And I'm like, here, like then take, like I brought this like so we could, like I could teach you, or like we could play together. So like all in all, I ended up dishing out about like $500 from that, and then she covered her own gamble. Like, but I taught her how to play craps. That was a lot of fucking fun. She was having a good time. We did the digital craps, but not the one where it's like in the bubble. There's a table now where you go up there and everybody plays on the digital machines. But like I was like saying, it's like slower, so you get to like see how the game really like opens up.
It's like less pressure than like a real table where they're barking at you.
Yeah,
shit.
And she's drinking like fucking cocktail, like high end fucking nice cocktails the whole fucking time too. So she's like, they just give you these for free. I'm like, yeah, order whatever you want. She's ordering this thing called.
Has she never been to a casino?
No, she just hadn't been to a nice casino. She was like hanging out at fucking Excalibur and was like stayed at like fucking Bally's and like AC. So she was like,
Bally's is a fine establishment.
It's a fine establishment. This is nice.
They bring you
though.
like well liquor though.
This
This
is nice though. Like I'm
they
talking
were
like
bringing you fucking good liquor
we
went on
free good liquor. Yeah.
Well, I think if you ask for specific things, can't they?
Yeah, they'll upcharge you too for some of it, but like what she was asking for was just like, hey, just whatever was one better than the real, and they're like, we got you, and like they gave her doubles. Like it was like cool. So she's like, how much? I was like,
I would order Hennessy and Red Bull, and it definitely wasn't Hennessy. Like
this definitely wasn't Red Bull.
Cognac.
It's
just fucking Jose's piss.
Maple syrup. And
Jose's cocaine piss.
Yeah, fucking
dishwasher's just pissing in a fucking jug in the
Steramine back. But yeah, so the first night we got there, Link, like I said, we get everything. So we sleep, wake up the next morning, and we're like, yeah, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? So we're like, let's go get a cup of coffee. And a cup of coffee means let's go to the Venetian and fucking play slots for like 3 hours. So that's what we did.
It's a fun morning.
Bro.
You're just there with all the geezers. That's all retirement fun.
We made friends with this old fucking dude from Cali that has a horse farm, and was like, hey, like, you look like someone that owns a horse farm because she works on horse farms.
Oh,
and she's
okay.
like, and she's like,
I know equestrians.
yeah, she's like, yeah, actually, how'd you know? She's just like, yeah, have a look. And like, we ended up striking up a conversation with this guy. Then his lady friend was fucking, like, she was nice. She wanted to hang out with us more, but we ended up never relinking up with them. But like, we just got fucking hammered at the Venetian, then got some snacks, went back to the room, passed out for a few hours. Then like, after a little nap, we're like, all right, well, we should reconvene and do something. Where do you want to go? And we like just go on the Caesars app because it's the Caesars property, and there's like a a bar that's like, it's like something disco something or other, and we're like, well, I don't know what this is, but this is like on premises, and it's like, it says they have food and drinks and shit, so let's just go. So we go to this bar. It's like kind of tucked away in a little corner of the casino, like an unassuming sign, and I go in and I'm like just dressed the way I normally do, which you know how I dress like when I'm at the casino. Like I dress like a fucking crackhead. But
Were
like,
you like dressing like Road Trip Joe, or you had like the button down and like the nice
the button down, like the
Because
nice,
one picture I saw, you looked fucking snazzy.
the blue shirt with the flowers and
a lot
whatnot.
of times you normally dress like how you're dressed now.
Yeah,
or you'll
like
have
a
like a
little
wolf T-shirt on that you got at a truck stop or
Yeah,
something really
fucking
bizarre.
Flyers jersey that looks like a NASCAR hood.
Yes.
Like, yeah. But no, I was like, I was dressed, and I'll show the picture, but it is this one, the one of all of us at fucking.
When you first sent it to me, I'm like, am I supposed to know who that guy is? Because I have no idea who that fucking
it's
guy
so
is.
the guy just loved us. Like we walked in there, and because like
Is he the horse farmer?
no, he's just some random fucking guy that runs
Looks
the
like a
bar.
cocaine
But-
dealer.
yeah, exactly. But that's just it. It's like it turned out it's a disco like themed bar. So it's like it takes place like what's supposed to be in like a Manhattan subway, and then like you go up from the subway into Studio 54, where we ended up getting like $100 a piece tickets for free just because the bartender liked me and Bree.
For what?
There's a show, and the
The
show
country
is
concert?
no,
At
it's
the
like
Mandalay Bay?
yeah.
Gave
No.
us voucher for Bass Pro Shops for $100,000 for ammunition.
Yeah. No, so like we go up there, and it's like this like play that they do, but it's an immersive play, so it's supposed to be like the rise and fall of Studio 54 and the thing's called Disco Show. So, we just fucking got hammered and fucking played along, and it's like I didn't expect to
fun.
like this. I was like us and like 30 geese couples, and they just like they put you in a dance floor, and
Like
then
Boogie Nights.
yeah, but there's like a play going on, so it's like all the music, but they encourage you to like dance like while the play is going on.
An interactive play.
Exactly. It's
That
like you're
sounds
full-
so gay.
It's so. I said the exact same fucking thing.
Look at you.
I had a fucking great
Broaden
time.
your horizons.
I enjoyed the shit out of it. All the people were super friendly. The guy I showed you the picture of kissed me right on my bald forehead. He was like, they were loving us. They were loving us, and I gave like because the waitress got us in, or the bartender got us in. I gave her a $200 tip, and she was like, "Fucking
Damn.
dude."
Giving a
man.
lady 5 bones, tipping $200, dude. You're swinging it this week.
It's fucking Vegas.
Did you
man.
think? Right to the original question. Do you think you won or lost money on the trip?
Lost money, like well into the lost. Like,
Damn.
but I made money.
That's what I was driving at.
What
early.
I made money playing poker, which I was like, that's what
The
I
connections I made were priceless.
Yes, the fuck I
So you
enjoyed.
lost money on fun. You were down on the tables, but playing poker.
I had one bad session where I asked all those people about when the sun comes up, whether they left.
Hit the yips early, but
Yeah,
you
but-
settled in.
Last day I was there, I walked out when I walked down to the Hollywood sign, the Vegas sign.
Thank you for doing that, by the way.
Dude, I loved it. That was the best part of my. That's like I got
It's
a great.
shorter than I thought.
It's so you can get like there's like. So I'll pull it up for you just because it is like easier to explain. But
And I remember hearing that it's not as big as you think.
It's
or
not
whatever.
as big as you think. No, it's definitely smaller than you think. It is still a large sign. Like it is still a pretty big sign. So like that chick right there was just topless, taking
Really?
photos in front of families.
Can you see him?
Well, she's wearing a top there,
Oh.
but her top wasn't very accommodating for the size
That's a
of boobage.
wild back page ad or some
She
fucking
was
themed
fucking-
OnlyFans content. Was the AVN Awards in town?
No,
this
she
weekend?
was just a lunatic that was dressed like fucking Princess Leia from Return of the Jedi in this like fucking skin, flesh-colored fucking like bikini.
It's probably for
And-
hooker ads, dude.
Yeah, and was like over there in front of like a bunch of Midwestern
She's touring.
families.
She's like, I'm in Vegas.
Yeah,
Here's proof.
she's like laying out there doing all the stripper poses, clicking the high heels and shit like that
That's so
in
disturbing.
front of like 30 families. It was disturbing
that
as
seems
fuck.
like a touristy photo.
Yeah, exactly.
spot. Like,
And she's just whoring it up. And then what's funny is like
Vegas, baby.
I was walking all over the place, like still, like I walked from Aria back down there, and then from there back to MGM Grand. And like on the way back, she was also walking dressed like that in heels with her pimp, like just up and down fucking Vegas Boulevard. I'm like, this is
Vegas is probably a great place to play. Is it a hooker or not, or whatever you want to call the game? I just butchered it. Me and Johnny were calling it something like, "Is she a whore?" or something. And we were literally just
is she a hooker?
Yeah, like literally, we're just walking around the casino floor. And I'm like, "Live one." He's like, "You think?" I'm like, "For sure, dude." Like,
dude.
it's like you just see like a young hot chick with some like fat,
80
rich looking, not
80-year-old
80, but like a 58-year-old fat Italian dude that's like,
Hey!
you know what I mean? And yeah, it's
She's
just
gonna
like,
slob on my strombone.
he's like yelling at her and shit. It's like, yeah, dude, this is an arranged.
Yeah,
This is
hell yeah.
maybe not hooker, but
transactionally based relationship.
1000%. Dude.
Speaking my
Bought
language,
her an
brother.
apartment down the shore. And
Hell
fucking,
yeah.
He's got to fucking set her asshole on fire once a month, or however Uncle Joey described it on the church back in the
I
day.
love it. It's,
There's these girls out here in L.A. They get these nice apartments. They get a Mercedes, all this stuff, and the only deal is he's got to come over and set a firecracker off in her ass once a month or something. He said some goofy shit like that.
Joey's a legend. I love him. Yeah, that was like the end of the trip, but that was where I went. I put 200 down to play poker, and then immediately the second hand I played, I got a double up, so 230 out for that, or 430 out on that. So poker, I was up about $150, but everything else I was down about 800.
Yeah, it's
I mean, had fun though. Like I was like,
that's all it's about.
It was like really.
You go there with that 2,500, knowing you're coming back with zero, but you did the. I don't know if I'm going to fast forward too much.
No,
but
you're fine.
Your trip to the airport. I don't know if you have anything in between.
Oh, there was a lot in between. But
Yeah, keep going then.
So yeah, like the fucking. So like the second night we went from the fucking Boogie Nights, the disco club. We went to that bar, the Jason Aldean bar, or
Luke
Luke Bryant bar. Yeah,
You're saying with a T. It's just there's no T. It's just Luke Bryan.
All
Two
right,
first names.
So Luke Bryan's
Quick
bar.
side question. What was the ganja situation? Did you bring a pen? Did you hit a dispensary?
Brought a pen. There's a ton of dispensaries. All the
Did you shop at all? Did you go buy an eighth and roll a blunt or something?
We didn't need to because it was like everywhere you walked out there, it was like people were just like fucking smoking like blunts.
So
and
you
shit
hit other
like that.
people's blunts?
Didn't have to, but like you just like I walked through the one to get coffee the one day and I got a contact high inadvertently, and I'm like, I know what a contact high is. It's like that's like I feel like I just got high and then walked up there. She's like, "Did you smoke?" And I was like, "No, it's fucking I was
outside."
Just outside in like a fucking common area, man.
Stop it,
Bro. I'm
all my neighbors would be fucking Cheech and Chong.
No,
if that
I'm
was
dead
a thing.
serious because it's like construction scaffolding and shit like that, where you turn a corner and you just get hit by a fucking wall of pot smoke. I was going to get fucking
Took a shotgun from a dude walking down
It
the
just
street.
fucking like you turn and it's like, oh, there must be a manhole cover or something smoking. It's like, no, it's just a fucking homeless guy fucking smoking
Ripping
a
a
blunt.
blunt.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever gotten contact high.
No,
I've
I
always
swear to-
believed that to be a myth.
I swear to God,
unless
dude.
you literally inhaled a cloud of smoke, like if you were in a hot box.
Like several fucking times I fucking went outside and was like,
I've never gotten a contact high because I've always just been smoking weed.
Because I'm always
I've
just
never been
high.
around. Yeah. I've never been around people smoking weed and not been smoking weed.
Fair enough. That's actually a real fair assessment of the situation.
I've been the contactor. I've never been the contactee.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's bullshit. And it's like just some guy walking down the street like, dude, there's some guy out there smoking. I'm fucking ripped now.
So the ganja situation was fine. We were smoking. Like we had
I
pens.
was shopped.
Yeah, we had pens and everything. So like we were good. But like everywhere you went, also sold pens and ganja.
We have a wedding in Florida coming up, and I'm worried about the ganja situation. And I'm like, I've got a friend that lives down in the neighboring state that I know can get weed, but it's like, how many hours is this drive to fucking Atlanta going to be to get a zip? And then I'm driving in fucking Georgia with a zip. I don't really like that fucking option. I don't really want to fly with it,
Just
but like,
drink like an adult.
I don't drink,
Could.
and I smoke like. I did the math. It's something like it's more than an eighth a day. It's like 5
Jesus
fucking
Christ.
grams a day, dude. So
Nice.
yeah.
Well, I mean, like I always just fly with my pen. Just put it in your backpack. You're carrying.
Pen is not doing it for me for a 5-day trip in Florida with
It'll
two
do-
fucking kids.
it'll do it
No,
for
I'm
you.
addicted because I put tobacco in these, so it's like
Just get a Nick stick too. Like
I
a
smoke them. It's just
It
not
won't.
doesn't do it for me.
digital blunt.
No, it sucks. I've done it. I've done that at like weddings and shit, like family stuff where we got the kids and you can't. Wherever we went somewhere. No, I definitely smoked weed. I brought weed. I smoked that night at this hotel after the family was in bed, but like I brought the pen for like during the day. But the pen it'll get you by, but it's just not if I'm gonna be in Florida for like 5 to 7 days, it's like I'm gonna need some. So I might have to put the call into Kayla. I don't know.
Shit.
Wherever because I don't think it's recreationally legal in Florida.
No, you gotta have a medicinal card.
And that's scary. I'm so spoiled of just smoking here without concern,
Yes.
and like to ruin the family trip because I got a fucking possession charge for smoking a doink in the Howard Johnson's fucking parking lot.
Yep.
It's brutal to think about.
Bad news bears. That's the
That's
other thing.
scary.
Too. That's the other thing too. You gotta worry about is like smell control, odor control. Like, cause
There is none with me. I'm ripping a fucking doink.
but that's what I'm saying. With the when you're on the road though, like if you smell like that,
I haven't had to think like that in
yeah,
5 years.
I know, but that's just
Because
something-
before I was a big pen guy, I was a dab guy just because of the
yeah,
stealthness of it. Because you smoke a fucking joint, and your hands reek for 3 days.
closed.
I have brown stains on my fingertips
yes
because I'm literally smoking
doinks
cigarettes.
All day.
Well, there's tobacco in them too, though,
But
so it's
still
like
a little
nice 70-30 blend. But
How you doing, Howard Johnson?
I just eyeball it. Sometimes I get it wrong, and like
good.
I roll 5 joints at a time. So
I'm
like
pissing like a fucking racehorse. Today.
coffee and seltzer.
Oh yeah, coffee was a big one. I killed like a whole pot.
I pre-roll, so I'll roll like 4 or 5 at a time, and sometimes I get the blend ratio off, and they're a little harsh. Like I like it to still taste like weed, but have a little zip to it. Sometimes you put a little too much brown in the ratio, and like it
Like society.
it just hurts your throat, and it tastes really bad, and it makes you cough a lot. Yes, exactly.
That was a good one.
I hit the car crash. I don't know which ones are which, so I just hit a different one than I did last time. There's the beep.
Boring.
Boring. Joe just peeing. But yeah, where were we with Vegas?
So like when I was in we went to the disco club, we went to the fucking 70s bar. That was fun. Then we went to the fucking Luke Bryan club. And that
No
was where
ganj.
we made a bunch of fucking friends there, but we went there 2 nights in a row, so like, we made friends throughout the multiple days. But the highlight of the Luke
Bryan bar the first night was that we made friends with this old dude that was like he just loved dancing with everybody, and we didn't get his name or anything, but he was there the second night. So second day we didn't really do anything too much. We had to move hotels, so like we checked out, got breakfast, went over to Paris, checked everything in. I sent you a picture of that fucking
You didn't
bar.
have a full stay at the Link? You only did a couple nights?
We did 2 nights at the Link, 1 night at Paris. So yeah, because I wanted to
Kind of
show
stinks.
why.
It's cool, I guess, to see both hotels, but it sucks having to like move. Like I really settle into a hotel. Like,
Everywhere had bell service, so what you would do is you'd pack, you'd get the
Duke 'em
Uber,
a
you'd
20.
show up like
You're
8
tipping
o'clock
everyone
in the
good?
morning. Fuck yeah, dude, 20 a piece to the fucking bellhop.
watching way too much Are You Garbage, but what'd you leave the cleaning service?
25 for the
Classy.
one, and then that was for the 2 nights, and then 15 for the second. But I also left. This is garbage. This is definitely
I didn't
garbage.
tip anything.
I left the gaming vouchers, the leftover gaming vouchers that equated to about $2.50. I put $2.50. A 10, and then those 2 gaming vouchers on there, so it was like it evens
That's
out to about
garbage.
$15. Yeah, it's like I
It's
said.
something though. The casino workers take that shit. My buddy he works at the bars in
AC.
Borgata, and he has like a stash of like the pink $2.50 chips and like the white and the reds too. People throw you fivers and stuff like that, but they don't mind. That's money.
It's
So
money.
fuck
Yeah,
it.
It's currency.
I thought I didn't tip when we went to North Jersey, but I think I left like some obscure amount because I had like no cash left on me or something. I think I left literally like $18, like $5 in like a $5 bill, and then like 13 ones or something like stupid. But like, yeah, I don't know.
No, I
I don't. Do you have to tip if you don't make a mess and you really clean up after yourself?
Yes.
Yeah, like what?
I do.
Yeah, I don't travel enough for this to be an issue for me, but I'm thinking, did I ever really tip staying in like motels and hotels and shit? Like we didn't leave I didn't leave a tip when we stayed at that shithole in Raleigh.
No, that's not a tipping place. That's a
Okay,
that's
so this is only a hotel thing.
yeah. Like so,
Because I've
there's
seen some fucking Econo lodges, and I'm like, I definitely didn't leave anything. I
nothing-
was fucking
nothing for there.
destitute.
Mark and I have the best experience because we
I feel like
just
those people need the tips the most, though.
we did the cross country trip, and the cross country trip we stayed at like we stayed at like a nice hotel when we got out to Utah. Like the place we stayed at was fucking tits. It was like we had to fucking tip. It was like it would be unapologetic. But that kind of raised the question. It's like, oh, we haven't been tipping on the way out here, but we only stayed at 2 hotels before that, and the one was like literally like a roadside inn. It was like there was a fucking pile of white powder on the fucking counter when we got into the bathroom. When we got in there, we were like, yo, what the hell?
Sounds like the Whole Foods on South Street.
Yeah, dude. Like we literally were like, we're staying here for a couple of hours. We got like a smoking room.
That
too,
was
so,
their tip.
Yeah,
Fucking
yeah. So like we just were like, all right, like if you need to use the shower, like we'll do it in shifts when we're awake or whatever. But like it wasn't like a nice enough place to tip. But then like we stayed at another place that was like a little nicer than that, but we didn't tip as well. But when we got to the last one, we're like, yeah, we have to duke out like a tenner for this, even though we didn't really make a mess. But it was just because of the nature of how nice the resort that we were staying at was. And then like the whole way back, we're like, do we tip here? Do we kind of raise the question? But I found that a nice standard is that if you go into the place and it looks like it's ready, it's like inviting enough for you to just like throw everything down and hop in bed and like just fuck all. Like you could like if it looks inviting enough where that's
no hotel.
Really.
I'm traumatized. I've had bed bugs twice.
Yeah.
One was a friend tracked into my house back in like high school. The other one was from a fucking vacation and wasn't even a hotel. We rented a house. But
so neither of these are hotel relevant, but like I get the sentiment though, where it's like, yeah.
Well, even if I'm staying somewhere random, like I'm popping back the sheet. I'm checking out the crevices because I'm such a dirtbag that I know where they hide. It's along the seams and shit. So like,
yeah,
I'm looking for the black dots that are poop.
These are the establishments though, like out there where it's like they have such surgical precision with how they clean Vegas hotels that like
they like check it for you before you even get in there.
This was like super inviting. I'm like, they're getting a tenner just like off the rip for like doing that, and then like the bell.
I don't think I've ever stayed anywhere like that,
dude.
The nicest place I've stayed are casinos.
These were
and
casinos.
Like Embassy Suites and fucking Marriotts.
These were casinos. They're just nice casinos. Like, I mean, it's like I paid a premium because I wanted to have a fucking good time. And
I meant the Utah deal.
What's the Utah deal?
The nice hotel out there. I'm saying like fancy hotel.
Well, like that's just it too. It's like I've kind of grown to call. I'm like not like a bougie motherfucker or anything, but it's like I've grown accustomed to like certain amenities, and like there's some I won't falter on. Like that whole trip I went down to Louisiana to sell my trailer, I just was staying in shithole hotels, like because what'd you say?
It's a feral kitty. You can see through the lattice on the fence.
Meow.
Almost looks like a fucking bobcat.
It might be. There's a skunk back there too. There's a giant ass fucking skunk that looks like a cat that got hit by a car.
I think it's just a tabby cat. It's definitely a cat. It's not a skunk.
No, that's good. But
squirrel.
Anyway, there's like certain amenities like I don't falter on if I'm like staying somewhere where I'm planning on like actually making myself comfortable, and like I sprawl out in hotels too, like I do. This wasn't an occasion where I needed to sprawl out, like, but when me and Brandon went to Florida.
So when we went to Raleigh, did you duke that? Remember we stayed at that Sheraton the next night?
I did. I put 10 on the fucking counter for
That's
that
fair.
because I also knew that I was. Me and Casey made a mess of the bathroom. That's you got to fucking. If there's evidence like that.
That was a real low point in my life. That was a rough one.
Real Joe point. But no, like I've always found like like when I stay in casinos here, especially like one that I'm like trying to impress someone with, or like I do, like when I stayed at Caesars, that place got like a $20 tip, but that was because they gave me a fucking nice upgrade too. They put me
Caesars and AC.
Yeah, they put me in the tower that had the spa we were staying at, and they like saw that when I was checking in, and were like, "Oh, we're just gonna move you. You're getting a free upgrade, but your upgrade means that you're gonna be in the tower that your spa is in. So like, it means we just go down 3 floors and we're at the spa, so we didn't have to like worry about fucking bringing clothes or too much. It's just car keys and like our bathing suits, and we went down there. It was all hunky dory, ready to go. Everything was a room charge. So yeah, like it was.
Who do you tip? The cleaning staff? Do you tip the fucking the concierge at the front desk or whatever? Like, thanks for hooking me up with this room. Here's a 20.
I tried to. That was like one of those occasions where like they
it.
were like, nah. I also didn't get the opportunity to try that out there in Vegas, which I wanted to, but everything's mobile check-in now, so like it just prints you cards. Like
what?
Yeah, you just shove.
I don't like that.
You shove your ID in. It
don't like that.
It
you literally go to a fucking self checkout to check in.
Yeah.
Don't like that.
And out. Yeah, it's pretty.
Who am I asking for a toothbrush?
Well, that's just it. They have a whole different thing where it's like that's just the check-in,
like it.
check-out service. There's like also like a VIP desk that has like tons of people. That
Is
are
there
there
someone at a front desk
Yeah.
at all times though?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like
You
there's
just check in on your own. It's
Yeah.
like LabCorp.
Yeah.
I don't like it at LabCorp either.
I don't like it at LabCorp
I'm
either.
standing at the window like a jerk off, holding my son, waiting for his to get his blood work done. She's like, "Did you check in on the machine?" And I'm like going real boomer.
What's your fucking job?
I wasn't rude about it. I'm like, oh, I didn't even know there was a fucking machine. Like normally back in the day, you would just go sign a clipboard or something. They'd call you up like, the new world, Joe. I do like a nice self checkout, but checking in at a hotel, I like the old. You wait in
Bing.
line. There's a guy. They know stuff. They tell you there's a fucking water park 3 miles down the road.
That's just it. Like I had questions. And there's people that if you need someone to answer that question,
and I feel
they
safe
will.
at night knowing that there's someone at the front door the
Yeah,
whole time.
absolutely.
Which they probably still have. They probably
They're
just,
all on meth anyway.
It's a rough job.
Yeah, it's a long.
That's
hours.
who I want guarding the door.
Long hours. So yeah, like duking out fucking tips for that shit. Like you would probably be disgusted at how I was tipping people too, because like we went to that Vanderpump place.
No, I'm a big tipper.
No. I mean, you would be disgusted at like how and like what I was tipping people for, like just because I could. Like I gave that chick a $200 tip, which I felt pretty baller about. But then like
That's wild.
I tried to get. Well, she gave us $200 worth of comp tickets, so like I was like,
That's like the rule, right? Like if I've heard that like if they
Yeah.
comp your expensive dinner,
yeah,
you're supposed to tip like
100%. Yeah.
or no, like 200% or something.
No. You tip 100% of what the meal would be. So like if
No,
it
I've
was,
heard
like-
comics talk about it where like they have a fancy dinner somewhere and like it was someone like credible, like Shane or Tony Hinchcliffe or someone, and it was like you're supposed to tip the staff 200% of the fucking bill.
if someone comps the meal.
Yeah.
Because I always heard the running.
It was like Rogan or someone rich as fuck where like they felt, I don't know if it was the rule or if it was a rich guy being like, now I feel obligated to fucking
that.
throw it back in their face or something.
Well, because like it's standard, and this is like from working in
so the
restaurants.
rule is 100%.
Yeah, it's like if someone like if I go to my restaurant, my boss comps my meal's like $100. I'm laying 100 and probably a little bit more down.
And
on
you
the
spread it
table.
around to the whole staff or
It just-
just
it's-
whoever
it
got
get-
to be your lucky server?
Well, no, it's they all pull tips. But like
Okay.
generally, that's how it goes. It's like if like what I could also do, like let's say that like when me and Jen, for example, we went to the Qua Spa and whatnot, and like we got Ramsey's, we went to Hell's Kitchen. So like we had a chick that was like our waitress, but then they had like a wine, like a sommelier. They had somebody that would come around and show you the cuts of meat before you would buy them and shit like that.
Damn.
So like there was like people
I like that.
intermittently that you would like dole out a 5 or a 10 or 2 just for like.
Just for showing you
Just
a
for
fucking plate of beef?
Like I said, like that you do directly, but then at the end you do gratuity, and that gets pooled amongst the servers. But yeah, like I mean, like if you're gonna spend like $185 on like a tomahawk fucking steak, then like yeah, you're goddamn right. That guy is gonna like if you give that guy $5, he's gonna give you a good one. Like you know,
I don't remember. We went to one of those super fancy restaurants in Atlantic City. It's like Cafe 1825.
that's a really nice place. I really like that place.
It was tremendous. It was expensive, but you know that going in. But like they had someone come over and like make pasta at your table, and like I don't remember if we tipped him or if we just tipped at the end.
Yeah, that probably was more because like that's more like he's just.
I feel like we
he's
might
just
have
doing
threw him
it.
a 20 or something. Like I don't remember because I feel like I remember Tina kicking me under the table, being like, "We have to tip this guy" or something. Like I don't remember if we tipped him though. Like I don't know the rules. I'm like out of my element and
No,
stuff
it's
like
fine,
that.
man.
Like
That's fine. Dude. It's not so like and
in
this
my
is,
head, I'm picturing literal motels, and I'm like, I don't think me and my mom tipped when we stayed at the Oceanic Motel in Ocean City, Maryland. Like I don't think we're throwing them fucking anything.
Nah,
Like,
that's not
that's
Vegas
just-
either. Like that's just it.
But I feel like my grandma definitely would have threw down some money at the Embassy Suites and shit like that.
that's a different hierarchy of hotels, though. Like that's like Embassy Suites.
I didn't
are
know
nice
the
hotels.
hierarchy played into it. I thought you were
Yeah,
supposed to
man.
always do it.
No, it's like okay. Think about like eating though. Like, are you gonna really like
You don't
okay,
tip
so,
at
like,
McDonald's, but you tip at Applebee's. Like I get
right,
it. I
but
get
You're
it.
not gonna
but-
tip Applebee's the same way you're gonna tip at like fucking Ramsey's or like Morton's or whatever. Like either. It's like I'm not going.
That's only because of the price of the bill.
No, I'm absolutely not tipping an Applebee's waitress the same way I'm tipping that
Well,
person.
just mathematically, I'm like,
No.
your bill at Applebee's is
No.
$50. 20% of that, it's only going to be
You could
$10.
go there. You, if okay, like even like just for argument's sake, let's say we really balled out at Applebee's and we went like pretty modest, but we have 2 bills that equal $300 from each respective place. Automatic 20%, 25 if the chick did good at Applebee's. So the most I'm paying on that is what, $125? Yeah, like 100-ish bucks.
That'd be 30. If a $300 bill, $100 is 33%.
30, yeah, 30. No, 33. So it'd be.
A $300
like,
bill, 20% is $60.
Yeah. Okay. So like it's right between 60 and 70, I would say, would be an appropriate tip for that at Applebee's. Easily over 100, like probably closer to 150 at the nicer place, just because they know their shit, and it's like there's gonna be things that they do that are upcharge services that are like they come to the table and do it. So it's like I said, me and you going hard at Applebee's, hitting the fucking ass.
I feel like I'm more likely to tip well at a shitty place.
I mean,
Because I just feel I've worked in like
but that's fine. Like you can
shitty
say that,
jobs, and like I don't know. Like I on average, let's say I tip about 30% usually. To me, my tip would be pretty similar at Applebee's or at Ruth Chris. Like it's just going to be around 30%.
Okay.
Even if both bills are 300. Like I'm not going to feel inclined to spend more just because I'm in a nicer place and like
well, that's
they
just
provided a better service. Because like
no, that's you're missing the point that there's services that there's extra
they're doing more.
No, there's extra services that they have that go on around you when you have these like high end things like so.
Like a guy coming and making pasta at your table or something.
Yes, but like there's more to it. That's like so if like it's if you don't tip a sommelier, then you're seen like an asshole. I know you're not going to tip a sommelier because you're probably not going to have the sommelier.
Don't drink. They're not going to bring over 8 different tap waters.
No, that's just it. Like the sommelier is like a thing where it's like you're paying for his expertise like directly to him. Like that's a thing.
They need to have more defined rules. This almost falls, and I'm pro tip. I've worked tip jobs. I'm not anti-tip. I'm anti-barter, and this kind of falls back into that argument of like there needs to be more clear defined.
Well, this is
like
also
etiquette of like when am I supposed to, when am I not? What's the proper amount? Like,
well, that's just it. There is you just like it's just not what you exist
I'm ignorant to it.
No,
but
but it's like I don't exist in it either. I just kind of know from service industry and like growing up in casinos, which like I'm sure that if you went out there, you would know what feels right to tip. Like you're not gonna
I tip when I'm not supposed to. Like we bought shoes for my son at this place in Linwood called Fisher Shoes. It's like a mom and pop shop. The guy owns it, and my son was kind of like in a fucking bad mood. Like wasn't like he was throwing a fucking tantrum in there. He didn't nap that day or something. It was just like a rough one.
Understood.
We got the shoe size. We got it done, and I was trying to duke him a 10 just because he's great with kids, and like I don't know. I was just like, "Do you take tips?" And he was like, "No." He was like, "No." He was like offended. He's like, "No, I own this place," and I'm like, "Oh, I know." I was just like, I don't know. You were great with my like I tip in things where it's like I kind of get looked at weird, so it's like I don't know. I definitely know when to tip.
Yeah, like I'm saying like this specifically to like Vegas, if not like just the broader topic of casinos and like high end restaurants. Like
high end restaurants,
yeah,
it's so just, like, out of my element.
It's like I'm out of my element too. I just know that it's like when the guy does the
dinner
thing,
to me as a kid is Outback. We would go to Outback by the Shore Mall, and that was like we're getting a fucking bloomin' onion, and we're living high on the hog.
See, my mom put it in my head, like she said this one time, and it really offended me. Like as I got older in life, but now I'm like, I kind of get where she's coming from, and I hate that I've grown up to a point where like I've floundered on some moral or whatever that offended me when she said this. But we went to a restaurant. I want to say it was Outhouse. It might Outback. It might have been Longhorn. I forget which. But we went there, and my mom got a steak that she was extremely disappointed with. And
had to be Outback.
And she sent it back like multiple times. And then I was like, Mom, like they're gonna spit on your food, and she's like,
what did she want? What was wrong? Undercooked?
Undercooked, but like she didn't. Like she asked for something that wasn't out of like question. It was like she asked for something reasonable. She's like, I want this like medium well. And like this is clearly medium rare, and they like didn't cook it the first time.
They're not rocket scientists.
Yeah,
with that sometimes,
exactly.
Especially
they're doing it by thermo too, which is like the worst fucking way to do it because they're probably just dunking it in the.
I got medium rare, and my shit was rare.
Yeah, like it's so like they're not fucking really working it the right way. So like she ended up like kind of having this like hissy fit with like that. She's like, I'm not paying for that. What? I'm like, Mom, just like stop doing it. She's like, what? I work hard for the money I make. That's a meal I want to fucking eat with the money I make. Like I want them to fucking actually give a shit. And I'm like, that's fucked. And like I thought in the moment, but like now I kind of get it. And like because of like hearing that and like knowing that like she's not wrong, that like
you hate that style of customer.
I hate that style
job.
of customer exactly where they feel entitled. But my mom wasn't being entitled; she was correct. She was just being bitchy about it, and I was like, okay, in the moment you're wrong, but like more like the overall you are correct.
They should have just fired her up a new steak.
I said that too, but like
could have alleviated the whole situation.
I don't know. It was a fucking problem. I remember
I did this test recently, and I like chain steakhouses. I'm not above it, but when I was younger, we went to Outback all the time, and then later in the last 10 years, we would go to Longhorn because it was new in the area. And then
Texas
recently,
Roadhouse?
me and Tina have tested that one.
Okay.
That came up after the old folks died. I would go with my grandparents.
Gotcha.
And I rate them like this: Longhorn A, Outback B, Texas Roadhouse C. Solely based on the clientele.
I would switch.
Roadhouse's steaks might be a little better, but the clientele there in that area is a little
rough. I'd say it's Outback in Texas.
But we
switched. But
basically that's what I just spoiled the ending, the exciting ending of our steak test. But we're low carb douchebags, so like we've just been going for our one night out a week. We'll go to fucking Outback or Longhorn or whatever, and we normally go to Longhorn with the Outback this week to try it out, and the quality of the steak is just much lower. Like they came out and like they were like visually unappealing. I'm like, this is a $33 fucking porterhouse, like, and it looks like dog shit, and it wasn't great. We had to add a ton of salt and pepper. Like they didn't even season it. Longhorn put some seasoning on it. It's Longhorn. It's not Ruth Chris, but you're gonna get like a B+ steak there, like a B.
What's kind of sad is that
Outback was like a C+.
How big was the steak that you got?
Porterhouse, whatever the standard.
Like how many ounces?
I don't know,
18
24 or whatever. It's a big one.
So like you paid $33 for that, but like for like
it's 17 in the grocery store.
No, I was gonna say like for an extra $15, you could have like gone and gotten that at Morton's. I know you're not bringing kids to Morton's. I'm just saying.
Yeah, this was like we picked the kids up from daycare on Friday night. We don't feel like cooking. Let's take the back way home and hit fucking one of the chains,
good
the chain restaurants.
Some easy eats.
Yeah,
like I get it. I'm right there with you.
No, we were like, let's try Outback, and it was like,
nah, let's not go back.
It's pretty mid. It's not as fun anymore. They've kind of like a good example is McDonald's. Used to be fun and colorful. Now it's humdrum, gray. Looks like your fucking pole barn. Like it's just dark gray. Like it's just depressing. Outback changed the fun, cartoonish, Aussie, fucking colorful teal and orange type of vibe they had going on in the 90s and 2000s. Now it's literally just looks like an expensive like burger joint. Like they have the weird open ceilings with the wavy weird metal things hanging and like the lights that hang down and like
very chain.
A fucking just big mural of like the city of black and white mural of the city of like Sydney or something like that around the top. Like it's just not. I missed Outback by the Shore Mall. It was like low ceilings, just dark. I don't know. It's
dirty.
different. Yeah, it's just different now. Yeah, greasy tables. Like I don't know. What's one of your pet peeves at a restaurant? Like something that's small that will. It's not going to influence your tip, but it's just going to put you in a bad mood. Because I have a very specific one.
You're not going to like it. People that bring kids to restaurants.
I'm saying with the service, not with...
No, that's like...
Oh, my kids are annoying as fuck, and I have veins
like,
popping out of my head the entire meal because Vincent's just standing up, like, trying to play cars on the fucking divider between two stalls, and I'm like, dude, sit the fuck down. Yeah, no, it's not great.
I was gonna say, like, I don't want this to turn into like a dink sink situation thing, but like I did realize that I was gravitating towards meals and like places to eat that like just exclusively did not have kids while I was out in Vegas, and I'm like,
I don't
know
like eating with my kids,
but I'm like, I don't know how the hell I managed that, but I don't think I ate with a single fucking child like within like 100-yard radius of me the entire time I was out there, and it was like it dawned on me while at the airport. I'm like. He's like, I'm in a bar right now. There's no kids in this bar, but there's like kids that are on my flight that I like saw checking in with me. It's like
when we take our kids out, the younger one's usually fine. Vincent's older. He's restless. He doesn't want to sit still. Like the other one can't even really crawl yet, so he just fucking. I got it, dog. You're over here fucking gonna taint it up. But yeah, toddlers are like insufferable at fucking restaurants. They're not gonna want to sit still for an hour in this confined space and like not. Walk around and like just cause a fucking like I get that for sure.
I'm not even talking about like young
it feels
kids,
like a fucking hostage situation. We got to we pre-scope the menu on our phones and we order the first time they come by, and it's like the clock is ticking. We have 40 minutes before this fucking blows up in our face, and every time it blows up in our face, by the end of it it's just a quiet car ride home. We're both fucking frustrated. Vincent's crawling around, fucking throws a car into the next booth. Like dude, we went to the fucking zoo the other day, and he threw his fucking Elmo toy over the fence at the leopard thing, and then he spazzed, and I just panicked, and I just hopped the fence and fucking went and grabbed it and hopped back. There was a multiple layers of fencing to the leopard cage, but it was definitely frowned upon what I did. And I was like, the fence was high enough where I couldn't reach down and grab it. And Tina was like, I don't know what we do. And she was like, just leave it. And I was like, I'm not hearing this motherfucker scream the whole 45 fucking minute ride home. Because the Elmo microphone is now the fucking leopard's toy. So I just fucking, I'm not even good at hopping fences, but I just, dad instincts. I just threw my fat fucking leg over the rail and got her done.
Hey man, you did whatever you needed to do.
Tina normally doesn't get mad, and she was mad at him when he did that. Because he was literally just like, we're showing him over the fence, he's got this toy in his hand, and he just like smiles, and he's just like, on purpose, and just like looks at her while he did it, and she was like, why would you do that?
That's a tough sell,
and then he's like, give me my fucking toy. Like, yeah,
kids, man. Well,
I didn't a fucking dick.
I didn't mean like babies even, like I just mean like children, like, cause like I don't know, there's something about like,
it's to a certain age.
Like
if it's like 12, 13-year-olds that kind of just sit there.
No, even those, like there's just
they depress me in a different way. I'm sure you probably see it at your restaurant, where it's like a family affair, grandmom, dads, uncles, whatever, and then it's just like, and I don't remember doing this as a kid. Maybe I had a Game Boy, but it's, you see the younger kids and they're all on TikTok. They got an AirPod in, and it's like this family fucking dinner, and the 10-year-olds are fucking playing Minecraft on their phone or something. It's just like so depressing. Like, I don't know. It really bothers me.
That is irritating too.
Yeah.
But no, I just mean kid. Like, so like I guess like I just am more like aware of it. I don't know. I guess because like you haven't hit it yet. But the fucking kids that are like just like they don't have any awareness of like their surroundings, and it's like certain ages like excusable. Like I'd say like if you're up to like about 7-8 years old, like, you know, 3rd grade, 4th grade, something like that, you're not gonna know volume control and modulation, and there's like a little excuse to like, you know, like if a kid's talking loud or chewing with their mouth open or something like that. But I'm talking like kids that are like well aware of like, you know, like well into their teens, if not like past like
I feel like I was fine to be around in a restaurant at 8, but there is those annoying like just fucking dickhead kids where it's like they're showing off or something.
And like it's like it's
like I feel like you were probably fine to be sitting next to at a diner at that age.
I was a problem till I was about like 5, and then my mom started hitting me.
I was I heard I was a real fucking nightmare until probably around the same age, 5,
popped in the mouth.
Yeah, my mom would flick me in the lip and tug my fucking rat tail in the back. But yeah, I was a nightmare. There was apparently a lot of times when my grandpa would have to take me out to the car, and they would bring him his food out afterwards, and he would eat it in the car.
Damn, yeah.
Which that's the move. I had to do that. We were somewhere. I think we were at Longhorn, and it was just like, you know, when you're like, one cry or something, you settle it down quickly, you're fine. But when it's like a fucking toddler meltdown, it's like, I gotta go outside. Like, it's just like, I can't do, like, you gotta get him out. Get him out. Like, that's like just what you have to do.
The teenage meltdown is what you're gonna get it eventually, but it's
dad's not carrying fucking his bitchy daughter out outside.
So it's a kid that's like aware of what shit is, but it doesn't understand.
They're just insufferable.
It's just it doesn't understand that not everything goes their way in life yet, like because they're still coddled by their parents. So it's like we see this in Avalon obviously a lot, but it's like it's a scope of like from like ages like 8 or 9 to like fucking like 17 to 19, I don't know, but like it's just these like fucking rich douchebags kids where it's like
airheads,
where they just, you're like, well, we do, like, okay, what do you want? I want a chicken parmesan. Okay, well, how they're like,
I want that cooked medium rare.
It's like, it's like, but I don't want the chicken, I want salmon on top of it. It's like, well, we're not doing that. That's not a chicken parm. That's just salmon, disgusting red sauce over pasta. It's not gonna work.
That's a tough one.
And they're like
salmon
and they're
red
like
sauce.
And then they'll throw a fucking hissy fit at the server, and the parents are just kind of like indifferent because they're like, well, at least one of us isn't getting yelled at right now. It's like, but you raised this little crotch goblin this way.
Unacceptable.
It's something where it's like I deliberately avoid places where there's going to be kids around me because I don't want to hear one of these little fuckers get all fucking uppity because it's like they watch Chopped on their iPad.
That's
or whatever.
way more annoying to me than a screaming baby.
Like I said, dude. Like I mean, like I guess you just haven't like hit that fucking, or like you're not looking for it or whatever. I know I'm well overexposed to it, but like in Vegas, everywhere we went was like, oh, this is like so lovely. It's like intimate, like no kids.
What about a group of like 12-year-old boys unsupervised eating out?
It's just
We did that once as
just
Tucko,
like,
and my
yeah.
grandma gave us money, and we were definitely being fucking
yeah. So
dickheads.
that's not gonna fly.
And Johnny
in
was
my
like a little
restaurant.
older than us, and he was like embarrassed. Like he was like, "You guys are being so immature," and we were like
Yeah.
spitballs, being rowdy, banging on the table, just wearing like basketball shorts and fucking
Oh
Tucko,
yeah,
and, like
take
a
the ball
nice-
cap off.
like,
Stop serving hot dogs last
dude,
week.
It was bad. Like we did that one time, and then like. It was so bad. Like my grandma was a regular there, and they talked to her.
Not
like
again.
they were like they can eat out back at the cheeseburger stand. Like they cannot be in the fucking. We were in there at like dinner time on a Friday night. Like
Yeah.
fucking prime time. Like
Fucking ruining
in
everybody's
bathing
meal.
suits and fucking tank tops and flip flops. Like,
Pee 'em under the table,
dude, not good.
just farting. Like, dude, I'm just ripping hot air, dude. There's,
Just being complete.
well, like that's just it. Like, there's like some rowdy kids. It's like I'm not. I don't like I said. I'm not saying this because it's like the single income no kids or whatever. Fucking that argument. I'm not saying it because that it just is weird. But like, I went out there and I saw literally
I feel the same way.
every
though.
fucking hierarchy of like happy to fucking morbidly depressed parents, like where it was like that guy that I met at the club the one night who brought his 21-year-old son, who was like I guess had like an adopted son because there was a black guy and a white guy. The black guy, I was like, what's going on? He's like, oh, this is my dad. I was like, yeah, no shit. He's like, no, for real, this is my dad. It's my
He was,
21st
like,
birthday. And like, yeah,
not light skin, like
no,
dark skin,
no,
black
like
dude.
clearly adopted. Like, and they showed me their IDs, and I was like, "That's actually the shit, man. Like, that's really cool that you're out here." And he's like, "Yeah, I want to get blacked out with my white dad." Like, I thought that line was fucking hilarious. Fucking loved it. I was like, "You guys are the fucking
Your
shit."
aces in my book, buddy.
They're great. The fucking spades. But anyway, yeah, there you go. But yeah,
I
like
think about it.
that guy was like, it was like a happy family. It was like this like happy like, you know, moment with this guy. Like, you know, I'm gonna have my first beer with my son, you know, at this fucking kooky fucking country bar. And then like I would go down like to fucking catch fucking toot off the old fucking smoker or whatever. And there would be like a fucking depressed ass looking like Mexican family, just like looking like the dad lost all the money and the mom's like just walking like it's like you just like piece together the math of like what happened. Like he
Probably
said he had
excellent.
a system. She's gonna go sleep with his best friend when they get home. Like yeah, it's just like the hierarchy of it was like so fucking bizarre. But what I'm getting at is like the one thing that was consistent was like everywhere that I ate, it was like I didn't eat around kids, and I was like. It was weird being like the most obnoxious person in a fucking place because we go to you know what the Vanderpump people, they're a wine company. I had to have this explained to me because I did a bit of a faux pas while I was
I'm
there.
not a wine guy.
I'm not either. They're just a
I was a real Franzia fanatic, but other than that,
they're a like
space bag.
yeah, exactly. Like that's
That's
what
it.
I know. But like they're from out in Cali. They're like some well-known wine family. They own vineyards, and their thing is like they have a Vegas flagship location where they sell their wine and have like food and whatnot. And yeah, they're fucking. So we got their cheese plate. Their cheese plate's like $60. It was fucking awesome though. It comes in a bird cage. It's like I showed you the picture.
I don't frequent places like that, but that sounds so good. Like I like to do something like that like once a year. Get some
Exactly.
And you just go all out.
That was what this was.
There's no
for
low
me.
carb.
Yeah.
We're getting the fucking homemade pasta and the cheese plate and
Yeah.
the fucking calamari.
Well, it was
fucking,
you guys went all out on like me and her were like all out on. Let's just get as fucking drunk as we can and eat enough to sustain.
we're both
it.
sober, so
Like that's just it.
I'm
Like,
Cali sober. She's sober, but
she's like no, me and her were just like let's get as fucking hammered as we
I'm
can
so
as
like
frequently as often.
I've been ribbing her like, come on, dude, rip a doink with me. Like what the? She used to be my smoking partner before we had kids. Have a fucking kid. You don't want to smoke anymore. She smoked like a little bit after Vincent, like well after Vincent was born. She like didn't enjoy it anymore.
Yeah.
And she used to smoke me under the table. Like I felt like a pussy around her because I'd be having a panic attack. She'd be like, roll another one. Let's eat some edibles. And I'm like, yeah. Now she took like 2 hits off the blunt the one time, like well before she got pregnant with Stefan, and she was like, but like did not enjoy it. It was like, you know, Vincent was gone at a sitter all day long. Like it was, I don't know.
just freaked.
She's over it. Now she like gets on me for smoking, and I'm like, no. Like you knew the deal. Like you knew.
You got into this, you know what's
You
happening.
knew what this was. Like, come on.
This ain't. It's one of us. It's one of these things is gonna go. It's
There's a
like-
sober parent here, so we're good.
Yeah, basically. I do like that. But yeah. So two more little things to wrap up on Vegas. I just
we have to get to my current events.
Yeah, I want to do the current events real bad.
It's a real strong ender. It's really not. I was hoping to open on current events because it's so bad.
No, this is good. We got like it's 3 o'clock. I gotta get moving around 3:30. That's about right. Yeah, I'll tell you the best thing I saw, and I'll tell you the worst thing I saw. But both of them are pretty fucking funny. Best thing I saw while I was out there was me and this guy. The first day I was there, while I was like still killing time waiting to go see Brie at Excalibur. Me and this guy were like standing outside of the Bellagio, just like having this conversation that was so fucking ridiculous, but like so much fun. He's telling me all about like how he's a doctor and he comes to Vegas, but like this is like he's actually here for a convention, and he's like, one of my favorite things to do is just people watch. Like I'll just go get a fucking beer and I'll just people watch, because you will never, because you'll see like the highs of society and the lows of society and like just everything in between, and you'll never have a dull moment at any hour out here on the
When
strip.
you were talking about the Mexican family, I was gonna say, and I didn't get it out, but I was gonna say there had to be some excellent people watching in Las Vegas.
It was fantastic. Yeah.
Tremendous.
But like me and him were like talking about people watching, and we watched a fucking hooker almost get hit by a car.
Like you can't beat it.
It was like
you should have been wearing You should have been doing the old school thing, wearing the GoPro, walking around.
These were the
vlogging.
The recording glasses. I forgot to fucking turn them on, man. I forgot about it, but. No, we like watched this hooker like fucking freak out on a cab driver just because he almost like waffled her, and she's like, "What the fuck, man? It's 8 o'clock in the morning. Fucking open your eyes, you dumb Indian."
She just finished her fucking shift.
Yeah, dude, she's getting off.
She's worn.
And then like, like 20 minutes later, I met some kid that was like in a car with 2 hookers the night before, and said he had to like one push the other one out while they were going like 20 miles per hour down the strip.
This is my paycheck.
Yeah, it was fucking funny. It was surreal, but yeah,
I want her pay too.
So that was like the highlight, and then like definitely the low light was the last night I was there. There was a let's just call her for argument's sake a Fetty head, but it was
a Zombo. I call them zombies. Zombos.
Yeah, so like
saw a lot of them in Millville and Bridgeton the other day.
Yeah, there was
a lot of them.
There's
rough area.
Quite a few of them out on the strip, but this one in particular was a transgender Zombo where it looked like
double
a dude,
whammy.
Looked like a dude, but had the tits and like the lady get up and everything stuffed. Or whatever. Anyway, so it
was a male to female.
Yes,
but very clearly
just like a crazy homeless person. Yeah. So like wearing 2 different color socks, like a boot and a flip flop. Like yeah,
that's not socks. That's shoes.
Yeah, just like so. Anyway, this person is outside of the fucking
a boot and a flip flop is crazy work.
Yeah, it was like one white sock, one black sock too, so it was very noticeable. And then this like
the African American fellows used to like to do that in high school.
Yeah,
as a trend.
I think this was somebody that probably had
just found these socks in the trash.
Trying to sleep with a few African American fellows and had been getting rejected pretty hard. But with whatever they were fucked up on, they were like they were smoking under a newspaper. They had built themselves a little newspaper tent and put their back up against a garbage can and were like lighting something up under the newspaper.
Crack, meth.
Something like that. And then the newspaper.
Meth's big out in that region of the country.
Major meth people out there. A lot of like day walkers out there. Fucking, dude, I'd
rather a meth head than a Zombo.
A Native American meth head wearing a parka. Riding a scooter down Las Vegas Boulevard the wrong way. It was like 102 degrees out there that day.
That's when you know.
That was very hot.
That's how I know spotting them in Philly. Yeah. It was always like the fucking turtleneck in the summertime.
Exactly.
And they look dirty. This guy I worked with the same thing.
Yeah, like
it would have a T-shirt and he would always have like a long john shirt under it. And the hotel we were working in didn't have the air conditioning on, and the floor we were working on, or like, you know what I mean? Like it was just like, we're sweating bullets, dude. Why do you have a long sleeve shirt on?
Well, this guy was wearing like dress pants and like wingtip shoes and a parka, and I'm like, yeah, this guy's clearly a fucking meth head.
Where do they get the dress wear? Because I had a fucking
dumpsters, probably.
Bro, this is so unrelated, but it was Atlantic City at the hospital. Vincent was like 2 weeks old. We had to take him to the ER, and this one black homeless dude came in, like trying to be like, I want my Percocets, but he was in like a full fucking like nice suit and had like a suitcase with him, and I'm like, and like dress. I'm like, where the fuck? And then halfway through his spiel, he took his dress shirt and his blazer off and was just shirtless and doing this like dancing and singing routine. And this big giant, like literally 6'10", ripped like CO looking security guard came out and just fucking was like, you gotta go, man. Like, come on, get the fuck out of here.
Nobody giving you Percocet.
Oh man, where do they? I just want to know. That's like that's a specific type of homeless that is like dressed to the fucking nines. It's probably from the Salvation Army.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's still impressive.
Exactly. Like,
It's nice.
I don't know what the hell that guy was off to, but he just zipped away. But no, this one
He was on a mission.
yeah, he was. He was fucking. He had places to be. He had a little thing going on
full
uptown.
fucking itinerary. He was wheeling and dealing.
You ever see Vegas Vacation? He was Mr. Papa Giorgio. Oh, the Chevy Chase's son buys a fake ID and then proceeds to have like a real hot streak, but like all the guys he makes friends with like don't know his real name, so they just call him Mr. Papa Giorgio because that's what it says on his fake ID. And then like throughout the movie, he's just like, "Hey, I got a little thing uptown, some people." It's like, so yeah, so he's doing Papa Giorgio's off to another adventure.
I gotta go fence these stolen fucking iPhones.
Yeah,
to get
exactly.
Fucking $30 worth of FET.
Yeah, so I can go buy another fucking tracksuit. Fucking.
I'm gonna spend the change at the Goodwill and get a new fucking belt.
The tranny they were they made the little fucking transgender tent thing. The tent blew away, so yeah, they were just out there smoking fucking a light bulb, and immediately got shut down by security. And security,
Man, let him live.
Security,
He's already having a rough one. Get him a fucking proper umbrella. Get him something. Take him to the smoking area.
So security.
Where was this exact? Where was he sitting?
The place is called Old Red. It
was in a casino.
No,
though.
this is the bar that I kept telling you about, the Luke Bryan bar. It's on the strip, but it's like its own independent thing. So it's just a big 4-story building that's on the strip.
This person just sitting right outside.
And they're
ripping
just sitting out there, just fucking smoking a fucking rose wand, and just like their tent blew away. So now they're like just exposed. So security swarms them immediately. He's like, "Come on, you got to get out of here." And then it's like this guy is like frying nutsack and like just like doing that crackhead like twinge thing where they're like dancing sort of, but then also like they look like they're about to fight you. Doing that, and the guy just ended up getting like billy clubbed in the gut and hauled off. And I was
it's
like,
man.
Yeah, it was quite the sight to be seen. But like
I
I said,
what she's doing right now.
fucking meth, more narcotics.
Exactly. Damn.
A healthy dose of narcotics.
What a life.
Yeah, man.
People really, those are real people.
Those are, man. There's some authentic faces out there. I had a blast with everybody, though. Everybody we met, the only one I remember is Kerry Kennedy. It's the only name I remember. But we made friends with her and her brother. They were Soulja Boying on the fucking... and I'm like, I've never seen fucking white people
Was Soulja Boy playing?
Yeah, like they were... but they did they did it in unison. But
you want me
like
to crank that right now?
Can you?
I can crank
Fucking
that.
crank it, brother. Okay, anyway. No, they were doing it like on the bar, and like just like tapped the guy on the shoulder. Was like, "Dude, I can't believe I haven't seen that dance in forever." And you guys like did it mirroring each other, and they were like, "Yeah, we're brother and sister. We practiced this." And then like their significant others came out of the woodwork. Everybody was like, "Is this your wife?" I'm like, "Nah, that's Brie. We're friends." And she had a best line for that too. Every time someone would ask if she was my wife, I'd be like, "No, but I won her in the divorce." She had her line, baby. Fucking good egg.
It's a good deal.
So yeah, put a bow on Vegas. Love everybody that I met out there. Thank you, Brie, for an awesome time. Wouldn't have been out there if it wasn't for her at the Veterinarians Convention. And yeah, can't wait to go back when you and the lady feel like bringing the Rugrats. We'll go get a fucking suite out there and fucking make it happen.
Vegas is gonna be a tough sell for a family trip.
I mean, me, you, and the kids, man. Like, fuck it. We got everything we need.
Tina will totally go for that.
I'm not letting Tina come.
Yeah, I'm saying, yeah. Tina, I want to take Vincent and Stefan to Vegas for a fun week with Joe. Yeah, she'd be like, no.
All right, so current events. Lay them on me.
I had one other note.
Boring.
The other note was it's a line, it's a rebuttal to someone. When you say something kind of argumentative and they go, "What?" or they snap back at you a little bit, you very sternly say, "Did I stutter?" And I was like, that is worth putting on the notes. That's a good line. I busted it out this week. And
I want to get into the specificity. That's fine with me. That is a good line, and I fully endorse. I think that
me and
is
the old lady were hashing something out, and I just zinged her with it's one of Ron's lines. He used to say it to my grandmom, and I was like,
"That's fucking stutter."
I busted it out, and I don't know if it helps things, but
it definitely it satisfies in the moment. It's like the Snickers of conversation.
In the moment, I was like, "That's a powerful fucking."
That's a strong.
That's a good one. I'm putting that on the notes. That felt good. Haven't used that one in a while. I meant it too.
I like it, man. I like that a lot. Nothing like a good old domestic just to get the fucking gears turned.
You got to hash it out every now and then.
Yeah, you know, I'm not going to belch you. I
Good
might
weeks
as well
and bad
yell at you
weeks.
a little bit.
Not yell. Just stern talking too.
Stern talking.
You should be really
That's
fucking
paddling.
be really argumentative about very minor things.
You should do what I do. My favorite piece of advice to give everybody: if you're ever arguing with your significant other, start eating a banana, because it makes all your hand gesticulations way funnier, and they're gonna eventually snap and have to start laughing at you eating a banana.
That would not work.
Dude, I'm telling you, every
No.
fucking time, you get a blowout.
I could deep throat a glizzy. It would not break the tension
That's
in
not.
an
That's not what I'm
argument.
saying. I'm saying eat a banana because it amplifies your hand movements and it'll make you. It's funny because you're like, I
We
love
don't have
you.
bananas, so like.
Go get a banana, and I'm telling you, pick a fight with your old lady. Joe's advice corner.
I'm taking the over. That's not working. That would not work.
All right, what are current events then? Tell me some current events.
Yeah, that was my only note. Did I stutter? Very powerful fucking rebuttal. If you say something to someone and they give you lip, just stand tall. The other note is the Fleming Pike Bridge. I don't know if we ever talked about that on here.
What's that?
It's a bridge somewhere up in central Jersey, like up past Tuckerton or something, where it's a low bridge that trucks can't go under, and there's signs for like miles before it, but like I guess like the Somali fucking truck drivers don't know how to read.
Hey, buddy.
So like literally twice a week, this thing decapitates a fucking truck or a tractor trailer.
Nice.
So they have a Facebook page for it now, and it's like, oh, Enterprise Trucking thought they had something on us. Fuck them. We blew their fucking top back. Like it's from the perspective of the bridge talking shit on the trucks it just destroyed. So it's a very good follow on Facebook. It's just Fleming Pike Bridge. Fleming Pike Bridge on Facebook. Yeah. It's got like 10K followers or something too. It's like up north past Galloway or Tuckerton up that way.
Nah, that's the shit. I like stuff like that. That's very clever. That's very creative. It's just like that the fucking dirt track and the fucking gas station, the AI. Like I like little stuff like that. Makes my heart warm.
So current events, I have 3 stories. This one really sucks.
This is the
letter?
the breaking news segment.
Well, the letter was found in the letter was found in a black church, so I thought that's why you were doing that.
Okay, yeah. Did you notice that the oldie photos of the black church before it was restored are on fire?
I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't even get that far. I didn't even read the article. I didn't read any of these articles.
Oh, I read the article. The article is pretty interesting. Yeah,
I actually did read the letter article. The other 2 I did not read.
Yeah, there was a fire at the church, and
I thought that was the house that burned down.
Well, no, there is the house that burned down, but there's a.
Just me with my fupa. Thanks, dude. When you photoshopped it, I thought you meant AI for the thumbnail, not fucking photoshopping the worst picture of me ever.
I'm bringing all those up on the segment.
Where's fucking Fupo, dude? And fucking where's Fat
I like
Waldo,
it.
dude?
Well, I like it though. You're laying on the church while it's on fire, reading the letter, which I think is pretty funny. You zoom in on it, but then the other one is you laying on the rubble with a flamethrower.
You sent me the pictures and I didn't even notice myself at first, and then I was about to leave and I looked at it again and I was like,
"Fuck you."
I literally texted you, "Fuck you."
It's pretty good, but yeah, no, like just they had a fire there and they renovated the church, and then while they were doing renovations on the church, they found the letter that was from the 1860s or something, 1830s, something like that.
I thought they were just doing renovations. I didn't know there was a fire there.
Well, there was a fire there. I think the fire was a while ago. I think the renovations are a byproduct of the fire though from years ago.
So,
anyway,
from NJ.com. Over 100-year-old letter discovered in Jersey Shore church reveals history. I originally found this on the Herald because I was trying to go local.
Nice.
And 3 paragraphs in, it hits you with the paywall. I'm not duking you the 96 cents for a week, for a year, or something like that.
Just go get it from ShopRite where it's free.
Yeah, for sure. But it's just at home. I'm just sitting there trying to kill some time between races at night.
You can make yourself a nice little tent, smoke some meth.
Yeah, well, I intend on doing that, but I ended up getting most of them from NJ.com because a lot of the newspaper sites are all paywall now, which I get. Tough economy. But yeah, come on, dude. Like, what the fuck?
Free exchange of information.
Don't let me read the first 2 paragraphs, get me fucking hooked, and then just fucking pull the rug out from under me.
It's not nice.
Pop up.
Yeah, man.
But should I read the article or just
summarize whatever you found interesting about it?
It's pretty simple. Some guy was doing renovations at a place and he found some old dusty fucking letter. Or a handwritten note found in the former Allen African Episcopal, I don't think I said that right, Methodist Church in Cape May during August 24. Renovations is believed to be about 130 years old. Somewhere in here it says where what the letter reads. It's not that exciting, and I'm having trouble finding the quote.
Dear John, thank you for flouting my anus with milk and other dairy products last weekend. I appreciate all that you do for my tuchus.
Mark Barbrick, co-chair of the Eastland Theater Company's board, said to NJ Advanced Media about the discovery. History is like that onion where you just sort of keep peeling it back, and there's all these layers, man. That's what we're in the middle of right now. It smells. This article, I read the other article that quoted it, but this one I'm not seeing the quote. It's hard to read. There's no, the fuck. So I don't even know what the fucking letter said. This article stinks. Really fucking slow news week here in Cape May County. Let's move on to the next letter. I didn't read this article at all. I am very ill prepared. Two of these articles I found this morning. Supposed to be getting the diaper bags ready. I was like, I'm doing something, and Tina comes in the kitchen, and I'm literally just on my phone. She's like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like,
homework.
I was literally like, I'm doing something. She's like, but if I said I'm doing my current events for the podcast, I would have got fucking
yelled at.
So I just was very unspecific. I'm like, hold on. Yeah, I was looking up current events for the pod. I thought this might be interesting. We'll go on the journey together. Bear executive's New Jersey home target of suspected arson attack.
Yeah.
Investigators from multiple agencies are probing a suspected arson attack last week at the Morris County home of a Bayer pharmaceutical executive. As Bill Burr would say, free Luigi. Kind of cringe that he keeps saying that on everything that he goes on.
He's been cringe for like 7 years now. I don't like him.
5.
I don't like him.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. He used to be one of my favorites.
Actually, it's funny. I listened to episode, I think, 68 or 67 today just to get the wheels turned to see what's up. And it was you staunchly defending Burr. It's like, hey, look, he's still funny. He's just got to answer to a lot at home. It's like,
I agree with that. I still agree with that.
I do too. But he still is like, he was funnier when he was a single, angrier man.
Well, for sure.
Like, it's undeniable.
Well, now he's got kids, so he's like super. Like having a black wife will make you super anti-racist. Having black kids is going to make you like.
I don't know. McCusker seems to walk that line pretty well.
He walks it well.
Yeah.
Ever hear the one where Mark Norman made the slave joke or something?
Oh yeah, and he's
or
like,
the
he's
noose
like,
joke. He was like, yeah, my daughter was born. The umbilical cord was wrapped around her neck, and he was like, it's a lynching.
Yeah.
And Shane had like deer in the headlight eyes, like his jaw dropped, and he was like,
oh.
Matt just fucking like
He rolled with it.
Yeah.
Dude, there's people that you can.
Burr is a real sensitive bitch about stuff like that.
Exactly.
He always talks about white people and racism. It's just like, it's so annoying at this point.
You know what's funny too? The only thing he's been hitting my lexicon with lately is him and the Billy Gordon thing, where apparently they have the same dad.
watched
and it's like
that.
it's
I watched
not
that
real or
recently.
something. Like, it's just like
I think Bill Burr was adopted or something. He comes from some super large family, and he always is like, I don't want to go into it. Like he's like,
Yeah.
I'm not talking about my family or something. It's like
Yeah.
I feel like he's got some weird thing that he's
Demons?
hiding. Not demons,
Yeah.
not even something that's fully socially acceptable, but that he has some weird shame about. Like he's very secretive about.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. I think my guess is that he's adopted. That's why
Probably.
Corbin, because I saw the Rogan thing, and that's what makes it even more plausible.
Yeah.
And I think, but that's why Corbin didn't want to press it, because he knows that Bill Burr is not public about being adopted. That was the way my brain.
I kind of feel that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a really apt.
I used to listen to Burr's podcast weekly, and he would always be like, "I don't talk about my family." Like he would just unprovoked be like saying like
he like ruined an episode. Like it was like honestly one of the downfalls of H3. But he was on H3 when he was like on the. Why you gonna bring my kids up for? What are you fucking doing? Like and it's
they
like
asked about like if he had any siblings growing up or something.
Yeah.
He like, spazzed out.
he's one of those people where it's like he's a prickly
that
pear.
episode was brutal. Dude. And Burr was like, I thought it was fun. Like,
I mean, I was having a good time. I mean, up until you asked me the fucking questions about my fucking kids. I don't want to know what you fucking talking about.
I thought Ethan was gonna like kill himself. After
Yeah,
that.
dude.
It's like
Well,
Bill Burr was like one of his heroes.
People apparently say that was like the because like it got so many more views than the follow up one they did that was like a better podcast. Like I watched both of them and like the
second one was fine.
It's fine, yeah. Like and like the first one just got so much hate views because it was like Burr freaking out and like also kind of put Ethan in his place and everybody like it was just like everybody that hate watches like both of them was like just reveling in it and like a lot of people even then hate watched Bill Burr because
Ethan looked like a sad puppy dog. Like the entire
literally
final 80% of that episode
beside himself.
That was
man.
rough.
It was
one,
fucking demon.
So
All
let's
right.
get into it.
Xanax.
My fucking
Bear.
brightness, I can't see. Investigators from multiple agencies are probing a suspected arson attack last week at the Morris County home of a Bayer Pharmaceutical executive. The fire was reported about 7:30 a.m. on March 4th at an occupied home on East Lane in Madison, according to the Morris County Prosecutor's Office. Firefighters quickly extinguished the blaze, and they fucked this up, and there was no significant damage to the property. No injuries were reported. Bayer's headquarters is located in Hanover Township, about 6 miles from the executive's home in Madison. Both the prosecutor's office and Bayer officials declined to name the executive. An incident occurred at the private home of one of Bayer's U.S. executives, a Bayer spokesperson said in an email. The family is safe and unharmed. The safety and security of our employees are utmost importance to Bayer, the spokesperson said. The spokesperson said Bayer is cooperating with authorities in their investigation. Yahoo Finance, which first reported the story, said video cameras from neighboring homes captured a potential suspect. No arrests have been made as of late Tuesday morning. The incident occurred amidst increased security concerns in the healthcare industry following the fatal shooting of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson late last year.
By Luigi.
Thank you for relying on us to provide journalism you can trust. Please consider supporting NJ.com with a subscription. Written by Anthony G. Atrino, a paisan. So that's that story. Pretty nothing burger. I
don't
thought
know about nothing burger. I mean,
it's something, but no one died. Nothing. It was a failed attempt.
I think it's a little vigilante like this.
Guy with a little Jewish lightning, Joe Rogan, like Playlands, Castaway Cove.
Yeah. Do you think it was like a Mangione wannabe that tried to torch the place?
Is Bayer? Don't they just make like aspirin, or do they make like vaccines? Are they like a Johnson and Johnson? Like they didn't make a COVID vax. Like
no, but they're a pharmaceutical.
Are they bad?
I mean, they're by someone's metric. Probably. Like, I don't know.
Isn't aspirin like heart healthy?
I guess. I
thought
like,
Bayer was one of the good ones. I thought they were the people's choice.
I don't know about that. Like,
I'm sure they did a ton of fucked up shit.
I'm sure they're probably one of those ones where it's like, it turns out during World War II, they were like sending penicillin to the Nazis or something like that.
For sure. Yeah,
like,
they're probably fucking absolute pieces of deplorable shit.
I mean,
so it's interesting. You think it's like a copycat to the Luigi thing?
Something like that.
Sure, it's inspired.
Kind of strikes me as that, like, you know, like, because it seems like there's been a lot of aggression. They're shutting massive chunks of Reddit and Facebook and Twitter down for people claiming that they're gonna have violence on
That's not
CEOs. I don't think it's smart to do that publicly either. Like, say
no,
these things publicly.
they're fucking disgusting pieces of shit. But like, one of them dying and then you spending the rest of your life in jail is like totally not.
Yeah.
Accomplishing what you think it is, because they're just going to have that guy's cousin fill the role.
Yeah.
Like business as usual. Well, you're doing nothing.
You're literally just throwing a temper tantrum where somebody dies. Like, it's kind of sad.
But in the other perspective, like, it's like, well, these people are denying life-saving care to people for their pocketbook, but it's like, well, buy insurance from someone else then. I don't know why people need to be like caught. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you do have choices.
Yeah.
To an extent.
Yeah. I don't disagree with that. I don't even agree with... I just think it's stupid that you think that, like, this guy getting shot, or, like, if, in this case, this person's house...
He's a hero.
I don't agree with that. I don't think...
No, I don't think... But I'm saying in certain people's opinions,
like
he's being viewed as a hero. I don't think he's a hero. I think he's a dumbass.
I think he's a dumbass as well. But, like, people...
I thought it was kind of cool at first. Like, I was like... It just was wild to see a guy getting movie style executed in the street. Yeah. Like, I was like, damn, it's pretty gangster. And then, like, as it unfolded, I was like, this guy's kind of gay. Yeah. He's a fucking nut. Like, he's just some rich kid.
Yeah.
Like it just doesn't even make sense.
Got a little too hopped up on the old barbiturates and fucking susceptible to fucking mind control.
Had a backache, so he had to go fucking blow some guy's head off, even though he had the platinum plan. Fucking free everything, no deductible.
I don't get shit like that. And on top of that, it's like
my brain goes is this some psyop? Like, what are they distracting us from?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know at this point.
That one doesn't seem like it would be.
Yeah, it just kind of
believe that one.
It kind of seems like that guy is probably like he's someone where they're sending a message to people, like, you know, hey, fly
we could go down that fucking
fly right. But like, I think
so Luigi's a patsy, because apparently Brian Thompson was involved in some type of stock trading legal case with the Pelosi's. So it's like Pelosi plays golf with fucking Luigi's grandpa. They fucking say, hey, he'll sit in jail for a week. We'll set him up in fucking Cuba. He'll be in a fucking mansion. We're going to give him $10 billion. Like, you know, there's probably some weird, creepy shit going on like that.
Exactly.
They could totally disappear people.
Yeah. Like,
in the good way. I mean, not like bury him in the desert. Like, live a life of luxury comfortably.
So
this is all we're having fun, folks.
So,
I'm not a complete nut.
One of the things I think is funny is that they keep trying to write tabloid fucking exposés on Luigi, and every time they come up with one, they just keep regurgitating the same like 3 facts. That it's like he claims his innocence, he claims it like he was at
He totally did it, dude.
and it's like even if he did or he didn't, it's just like the fact that like it's not being discussed as like hard facts. It's being
What if he
discussed
is a
that
real patsy, like
that
JFK guy?
I was gonna say that kind of makes me think that it's like if you're not giving him the credence of like hard journalism to give his story out, you're only letting it rely on fucking tabloid journalism. Like it does kind of seem like maybe he's saying something that they don't want us to hear that's correct, because it's like they're gonna cover the court case like as it goes, but it's like I haven't really heard too much from his perspective, like what he said, other than like what they're putting in like the Sun Times, and shit like that. I don't know.
I wouldn't put it past our government to do some shit like that. And like you said, it's a message job to like,
yeah,
you fuckers better play ball or you're gonna be fucking Luigi'd.
Yeah,
we got 10 more Luigis. We shot Trump's ear off. Like,
yeah, that's the other one too. Man. Like
that one's weird to me.
The other guy was weird. Not the one that got shot. The guy that like tried to pick him off while he was playing golf. That was like hiding in the
That
bushes.
one's weird as well.
That one's weirder to me.
To be that thing, if real, because there is the conspiracy angle. The fucking libtards are like, that was fake. He staged.
Oh yeah,
that
like
to
Trump's
fucking,
like paying people to try, like he's like staging assassination attempts.
Well, the
like,
first one where you
Yeah.
got the photo op where he's fucking
Yeah.
going fight.
I don't know
like,
about any of that. Like he
but
got hit in the ear.
it is nuts to get that close to getting shot in the head, and like it kind of just got like swept under the rug. Like, people don't really talk about that.
That's fucking.
It's like even if he wasn't active president at the time, that's like a U.S. president almost got domed, and it's just like because people hate him so much, they're just like,
Yeah.
it wasn't real. Fuck that. That was gay. Like just sweep it under the rug. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't. Apparently, it was a chip shot too. So it's like,
No, yeah, it felt like an easy shot. Apparently,
Oh, man.
Yeah, the guy fucking didn't have any optics on his fucking rifle and didn't account for some. Like,
some guy really died too. Apparently, the guy behind him caught the fucking bullet.
Oh yeah, there's a
It's fucked.
couple people got
That
hit
sucks,
in the
dude.
fucking.
One guy died.
4A, yeah,
It's like a volunteer fireman from like rural PA. Just fucking
sucks.
caught a hot one for Uncle Donnie. That's
Probably felt like
I wouldn't sit behind Uncle Donnie.
I don't know about that. I don't know if I don't want to go to any political rallies to begin with, because that kind of seems like you're getting unwanted attention drawn to you.
No, I'm not.
Well,
I voted this election, but I didn't go to the fucking rally.
I was smack
I
dab
didn't
in
drive down the fucking parkway with a flag on my diesel truck.
I was smack dab in the middle of a protest where there's people protesting the Doge brand, like the people that are volunteering for Doge or whatever. The Department of Government
I
Expenditure.
love that he named it after his fucking meme coin.
I
own $100 worth of Doge. It's
And
worth
the-
like 300 now.
And
I'm
the fucking meme coin,
balling,
the
dude.
Doge it's a Homestar Runner joke, which like nobody even fucking remembers that like Doge in itself is a word that was from fucking Homestar Runner.
I don't even know what Homestar Runner is.
It was this video. It's a flash animation from way back in the fucking day, where it's like this, just these stupid fucking characters that I don't know. When I was a little fucking kid and like I first got the internet,
Fucking hate the wind. I just went full lighter on this son of a bitch.
this is Homestar Runner.
I forgot you can tap right into that. I have no idea.
I'm telling you, it's pure fucking retardation. But it's normally this is animated, but
I'm almost done with these third quarter projection analysis spreadsheets, and still no sign of.
What is up, my dog?
Oh, I am not your dog.
Rondelman, you quack me up. Quack me up. That's why you're my D-O-G-E.
Your Doge? What are you talking about? I'm Strong Pad. Rodelman works
That
in regional
says a
shipping
lot about
management.
Elon's specific
yeah, but
autism.
See, 15 years ago, like that's not. It's an old meme. It's like an extremely old meme.
When I see Doge, it's that little fucking dog. with
Yeah,
the
I know, but that's
surprised
but
eyes or
that's-
whatever. It's like a what's that breed? It's like the fucking
Shiba Inu.
Corgi. Yeah,
Shiba
one of those
Inu is
fuckers.
fucking. But the meme itself, that meme, the Sheeb, the original meme is like the Doge thing. It's like it all stems from Homestar Runner saying Doge.
Is that a show?
Yeah, it was like
Like
it was like an online animation thing that you used to go on. It was a website, and like so Homestar Runner was like the focal point of the website, but then there was other characters. So the guy with the boxing gloves on, his name is Strong Bad. He would answer emails and like it was very stupid. Like, I don't know. Some classic ones on there though. There's one where they have a guy named Coach Z who can't say the word job, and they have to teach him how to say it, and he's like going like yeah.
I wouldn't have enjoyed the show.
Oh my god, dude! It was like before I smoked weed. I thought this was the funniest
was
fucking
drugs.
thing. Dude, it was drugs. It was absolutely drugs. All right, so what do we put a pin on the arson case? Do you think it was arson, or do you think it was?
It was something.
So you think it was
I
something?
don't think it was a cigarette butt.
I don't think it was a cigarette butt either.
I don't know if it was a healthcare thing or a disgruntled employee, but it was someone probably looking to cause harm.
Someone looking to get a little bit of insurance money.
That's a tough one.
What? Burn your house down for insurance money?
No, that I can see, and I don't think this guy would do that. But I'm saying to try and as a way to kill someone,
Murder by arson.
to burn their house down. I feel like that's a lot of. You gotta have a lot of gas.
You know-
you really. That's a tough one to pull off. Is what I'm trying to say.
Not
So
necessarily.
you do like a bomb or something. I don't know.
Well, I was gonna say that was actually like the preferred method for like biker gangs during the '60s and '70s. They would torch each other's fucking hangouts and clubs and
Jeez.
shit.
What do you do? Just
They're just like Molotov
tons of gasoline. Okay.
Well, Molotov cocktails, but you mix. I mean, I'm not gonna get into specifics, but there's a few pieces of literature that you can read.
Yeah,
to
that
make,
makes sense.
To make some other volatile combustibles.
That's apparently how that fucking dude died, which I think we talked about semi recently. The Chris Stinson in Marmora.
Can't
Seville.
talk about that one. Can't
No?
talk about it on the air. Nope.
Not at all. I think we talked about it before.
Nope, we did not, because I know way more about that than I'm allowed to mention on here.
I think we briefly mentioned it because I remember driving by the house. I was just driving. I was like, I think it happened somewhere around here. And I looked it up or something. There's
it's
not
on-
much about it.
It's on 9, yeah.
But
Because
the rumor was that, and you don't have to go into it at all, but I remember the rumor that I heard when I played roller hockey with some of the cousins or once. So I played roller hockey with this kid, Joe Burris. Their house also apparently got hit with a Molotov cocktail because his older brothers were involved in whatever shady dealings. And the rumor was it was some drug deal shit gone wrong, and some dude wanted revenge and threw a fucking Molotov and burned the house down. Then the other rumor that one of our buddies told me was that something his dad was a fucking idiot and didn't realize the house was burning down, or was trying to do something and burn the house down and didn't realize that his son was home. And that's the only two things I've ever heard. But it's a tragedy. Fucking 16-year-old kid died in a fire. That's a rough one.
nah, it's not nice.
Yeah, it sucks.
That's a rough one. I grew up with him. He was my age.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought he was older than you.
No, he was my age, and it was I was friends with him.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's why.
We're
That's
going
why-
to talk after this.
Yeah, that's
though.
why- that's
I'm
why
just
I-
going to pick your brain a little
Yeah,
bit.
no. I got the whole skinny on it. I'm still I worked.
Both of what I said are pure rumor. So that's
You're not far
yeah.
off with either of them.
I just don't want us to
but-
be
No, it's just I know specifics of it
stepping
that
on
I.
toes.
Yeah, I know specifics of it that most people I don't think are privy to because of lawyer privilege,
Mm-hmm.
lawyer kid privilege. But TL, the other one that always freaked me out was so one of my coworkers' house caught on fire, and I knew of the house fire because it was a particularly bad house fire. But I didn't know that when he when it happened, he was in the house and sleeping, and apparently almost fucking died from smoke inhalation because he didn't he woke up and realized his house was on fire, but was I'll get someone will get me and I'll just go back to sleep because he was inhaling a bunch of smoke and then
not
basically
thinking clearly.
basically woke up to getting dragged down the stairs by his feet by a fireman and they were
God,
yeah,
it feels warm in here. I'm
yeah,
going to roll over.
yeah, they literally were if you didn't get saved the second you did, you probably would have died.
Damn.
But yeah, I didn't know that. It was a particularly bad fire in Woodbine. You probably were too young to remember it. It was around 2000, 2001.
It's one of those ones you really don't worry about, but that could happen.
Well, I worry about it very much, and I go through this house
But
constantly.
I'm saying I don't worry about my electric box burning my house down, but that's electrical fires and shit that you can't I'm not leaving
Yeah.
candles on just walking out of the house, but you know what I
Yeah.
mean. I'm preventing what I can, but there's
Gotcha.
things that can happen that are somewhat out of your control
right.
that does happen to people. That would
You don't
really,
go around with a voltage meter to your outlets and whatnot to make
we
sure.
got our home inspected
No,
when
but
we
I mean,
bought it.
you don't personally do that. Is what
Fuck
I'm saying?
no.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just crazy.
No, you're not.
I'm pretty crazy.
Well, yeah, but that's just being nice.
All right. So what's the last one?
A bit of a local article, and I went by the other day and I saw people actually, like, not tailgating it, but parking across the street from it. And
What is it?
it's the
Do tell.
just pull it up on the CBS News article here. Local news: Steven Spielberg visits Tuckahoe, New Jersey to film new project. And we drove by. We're coming back from the Bridgeton Zoo, and there was like legit like probably 10 cars parked on the side of the road. People were going on the shoulder on that train bridge and like watching from afar and stuff. And I was like, that's pretty gay. And then like I was like, you know what? I'm gonna bring this up on the show because how often does Steven fucking Spielberg film a movie in Tuckahoe, New Jersey? Literally never. Never. That's like kind of a big deal. Not like, oh, it's cool, it's putting Tuckahoe on the map, but it's just like one of those things that doesn't happen very often. Like, you know what I mean? There was apparently a movie filmed in like the 50s at my old boss's house in Corbin City on the water. And he was trying to sell it, and the neighbor was trying to buy it and like knock it down to make his yard bigger or something like that. And my boss like spazzed and had all these signs all around the house about like, this is a historic house, like this house needs to be preserved, and kept getting like the cops called on him because he was like bugging out about it or something, some weird shit. Yeah, but apparently this isn't the first movie being filmed in the area. Like there was some obscure like first movie like with a black dude in it or something, some weird like.
That's pretty weird.
Yeah, it was some
there's
historic film, but I don't even know what it's called.
There's a real popular movie that was shot in Summers Point, and I want to say like the late 70s or early 80s called Eddie and the Cruisers. That my dad
I've heard of that. I've seen this. I've seen the they had signage of that in Anchorage on their wall art.
Yeah,
I didn't know what it was though. I thought it was a band.
No, it is a band, but they band they were the basis for a movie, and they shot it in Summers Point in Ocean City. And one of the scenes, the Eddie drives his motorcycle over the old Ocean City Bridge, and then
That's
it
cool.
fades to white because he dies or something.
Oh no, that's
Yeah.
not that cool.
But there's a couple of them that were shot in Wildwood back in the 70s. My uncle was in one of them. He's the mayor's son, so my dad's cousin, my uncle, whatever. But he was in a movie that they shot in Wildwood, and it was like a real flop, but like it was kind of cool because at one point the movie theater that everybody was watching the movie in was in the movie, so like it's like, whoa, that's where
It's
we
like
are
Leo-
right now.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like this area does have quite a few movies. Rounders was shot here.
But Tuckahoe specifically.
Yeah, Tuckahoe specifically.
And it's not the first because there's that old 50s movie.
But still,
just-
it's like in our generation, absolutely, there's going to be something that you can point to video and be like, when you were a baby, they shot that movie in Tuckahoe.
The fun fact was, like, Tina was like, what's that? And I'm like, oh, you didn't know, like, Steven Spielberg shooting a movie in Tuckahoe, like, at the train station or something. I don't know if it's the focal point or if it's just up a chunk of the scene, a chunk of it, yeah, 10 minutes of it or something.
Yeah.
But she said, who's Steven Spielberg? She had not a fucking clue who Spielberg was.
So you started showing her Band of Brothers.
No, did he do that?
Yeah, that's him.
I don't think either of us know that.
Really? Okay.
She watched that under her own volition. It got added to Netflix. Because I
Sweet.
came and I said, you bought HBO back? Because we're, tightening up the belt. And I was like, damn, what the hell? And I was jealous that she was watching B.O.B. without me. But to which she offered, and I said, nah, I'd rather go iRacing. But
I've seen it. Been there, bitch.
Yeah, seen it. I got the VHSs.
I got the
But no,
deluxe editions.
she's a Netflix gal, and it recently got added to Netflix. But it still has the HBO logo in the corner, which I'm like, this is fucking confusing. Like,
Steven Spielberg shot and produced.
tremendous.
Yeah, it's a
I'm
great-
catching
great
pieces
show.
of it when I'm coming in for Coke Zeros, and I'm like, this is fucking.
Do you know the conspiracy theory around Steven Spielberg?
No, but I am so black-pilled that they're doing the Holocaust part today, and my conspiracy brain was like, oh, fucking propaganda. Like, the really sad, disturbing
Yeah.
Tina looked very upset by it. I'm
Yeah.
like, this is fucking Hollywood propaganda.
Does seem a little.
6 million was a lie. Like, I'm so far, like, off the Nick Fuentes rails there. Like,
Does seem a little no.
I was like, damn, I'm really fucking retarded. Like,
No, but, there is a
let's think of the UFC redneck guy being like, I mean, outside of doing the meth, Hitler was probably a good guy to go fishing with. Did you hear about that?
I did see that guy. Yeah, that's fucking just hillbilly. Fucking like, he
Then
seemed
they-
like an all right guy. He had some all right
Seemed like a
ideas.
guy you want to have beer and go fishing with. And then they interviewed Dana White about it, and he was like, he is an absolute fucking retard. Like, Dana, like, let him fucking have it. And he was like, you know what? We live in America, and he's allowed to have that opinion. He's fighting next week. I don't give a shit. But he was like, he's a fucking dumbass.
So
Dana White kind of rules.
Dana White's the shit, man.
Yeah.
I love him. He's like the one guy who rides. He's like one of those like maverick dudes that runs his company with such a like fucking like laissez-faire thing with so many aspects of it. Like, we'll let anyone advertise on this fucking platform, but like at the same time, he's like, you have to adhere to such strict guidelines to like be a participant of the UFC. That I like him. I just like that it's like he seems like a guy that for having no hair, he lets his hair down in the right time, in the right places, and then like also demands excellence out of his performers and whatnot. Like very Vince McMahon. We grew up in that era of fucking the WWE.
I enjoy him on podcasts and stuff. He's a good listener.
He's a great listen. He's fucking degenerate gambler too.
Yeah, that's those
big,
are good stories.
big one. But do you want to
I'm
hear
gonna
the
plow through this article real quick.
Okay, but do you want to hear the Steven Spielberg conspiracy theory first? Or no?
Yes, I would absolutely love to.
The rumor is that Steven Spielberg, while they were shooting the movie Poltergeist, there was an actress that died on that movie. His name is Heather O'Rourke. She was 12 years old, and apparently she died from an impacted bowel.
I've dipped my toe in this water before, but I'm not extremely familiar.
There's a lot of weird stuff that happened on Poltergeist shoot in general. Like they were claiming that it was like a cursed shoot. I think someone got struck by lightning. I think the biggest one was that like everybody likes to point out that there were real corpses. Like those were real corpses in the pool at the end, and it was like some kind of like miscommunication on how they got like bodies from the props department or something like that. But the overarching theory is that Steven Spielberg or some of the producers on the movie might have had their way with Miss O'Rourke, and she died of an impacted bowel that they were aware of, and there's all sorts of child labor laws and like certain fail safes that Hollywood does have in place.
Law 1, you can't fuck the kid to death.
Pretty
in its
much,
ass.
yeah. And it's like that is seemingly like one that was like gravely overlooked in this instance, where it's like, well, what the fuck happened there? And like it just is like so.
She ate a lot of bananas. She was constipated.
It's just one of those like this is a man who is regaled as like the best American filmmaker.
Oh, they're all creepy.
But he like why is this something that we just like? Who's next? Is Roman Polanski coming over to Tuckahoe to fucking shoot a movie? Is that what we're getting at here? You know who Roman Polanski is?
I know he's infamous for something, but I couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
Yeah, he's not allowed back in the country anymore because he had sex with a 14-year-old girl in Jack Nicholson's house. And to this day, Jack Nicholson still pays all of his fees his legal fees because he's it's still not allowed in the U.S., but for whatever reason, he hangs out with U.S. citizens that sometimes he will be granted permission to fly over here for a day or two. And they have people that
don't ruin Jack Nicholson for me, dude.
Jack Nicholson still pays for fucking Roman Polanski's legal fees to this day because
I thought he was one of the good ones.
The rape happened in his house. Another one is Warren Beatty, who's like America's sweetheart actor. Apparently had tunnels leading to his house from the Playboy Mansion. And the rumor is that Beatty and Nicholson are neighbors, and that the girl that Roman Polanski raped was brought from the Playboy Mansion to Nicholson's house through Beatty's tunnels. Just throwing that out there.
They're all creepy.
It's
anyone big in music, movies, TV, or any of that, they all got skeletons in my eyes. Even Rogan, even all these, they've probably done some fucking weird shit. They kind of know that going into it.
They kissed the ring. Something happened to get there.
For sure.
Something had to happen.
Shane doing fucking Bud Light commercials with Post Malone.
Yeah.
The ring has been kissed, dude.
Bro, does that bother you too? That it's like that kind of feels like a Dance Monkey Dance kind of thing for you?
No, I liked it. It was fun.
They're funny commercials, but I mean, like at the same time, you know that man is making like millions of dollars on the back end from that commercial. But
Shane,
probably
he loves Bud Light, so I don't in his mind, I don't think he's like I'm making money to promote a product that I enjoy. It's just like he's so like rational about things. Like when Matt goes on the tangents about porn, he's like, I don't know, dude, I just like whack off. I don't even think about it. Like he's not. I don't think he's hung up on like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I get you. Yeah, he doesn't think too much about it. Just does.
No, he's like, they gave me $5 million to go hang out and drink BLs with fucking Post for a day.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like.
That's not a bad day.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Like, I just
anyone of any level of notoriety in show business, I'm like, they kissed the ring.
Something happened.
Like,
somebody has pictures of them with an 8-year-old. Like
it's becoming more clear, especially with like, the whole Diddy thing.
Yeah, man.
There's apparently multiple docu-series that have come out about it. I haven't delved yet, but it's creepy. I don't know, but it's cool. It's neat. Steven Spielberg's filming a movie in Tuckahoe.
Filming a movie over here.
Yeah, who cares if he's kidnapping fucking cats to sacrifice?
Yeah, like it was one of those like of all people, him. Like, god damn it.
They all do. Whoever you brought There's M. Night Shyamalan's filming a horror movie at the Tuckahoe train station. He's probably done some creepy shit.
Definitely. Well, he just poops on the train tracks. Fucking,
He just rides on the side of it
Yeah,
and bonks his head on a fucking telephone pole as it goes by.
bonk.
Those were funny until I realized that those people probably die.
They all die.
Yeah, that's not funny to me anymore. I'm
Like
like,
I said,
oh,
they-
I'm like, oh, that must have hurt. And then someone was like, no, that guy's dead.
That guy's
And I'm
clearly dead.
like,
I watched one where it was like some chick standing too close to train tracks and she just got bonked by something and died. Like, yeah.
or the near misses.
Near misses are pretty sketchy too.
Someone just goes over and like pulls them over at the last second.
Oh, yeah.
They're like
Oof.
on their phone filming Snapchats.
Oof.
So we'll just plow through this article so we can put a bow on the current events and then wrap up. Steven Spielberg visits Tuckahoe, New Jersey to film new project. Hollywood hit South Jersey Monday afternoon as Steven Spielberg, he's already here all the time. What are we talking
I was just
about?
gonna say it's not. There's nothing. New.
Hollywood!
There's not nothing. Anything new.
Hollywood hit South Jersey Monday afternoon as Steven Spielberg visited Tuckahoe to film scenes for a new project. Residents said they weren't able to see much and they don't know what the movie is about, but they were excited to have some Hollywood stars in town. Kyle Hartman was able to get a glimpse of the action by the railroad tracks, along with some others who live in the area. I've been searching around town all day for this stuff, and I was trying to follow the clues people around town have given me in articles online, Hartman said, so it was a relief to finally see this. Down the street at Larry's 50s Diner, staff said crew members even popped in for some food recently. Well, they got the fucking squirts afterwards and had to fucking order another Mr. Bob to the site, but
Yes, they did.
that place is rough,
That
dude.
place is
She was like,
demon.
Larry's closed for next month. He's got to get a double lung transplant.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That lady is something else, dude.
Yeah, I haven't been.
I'll
in there
never
in a
forget the
minute.
wet French fries I got there the last time we went. It was rough. I tried to really enjoy it because we lived 2 doors down, and we
It's-
told them that,
yeah.
and we have not been back in 6
Oh
months.
my God.
The food is bad, and the staff is even fucking worse.
So bring them all down to the Tuckahoe family.
Go to
Diner.
Village Kitchen. Fuck Larry's Diner. That place sucks a bag of dicks. She's really annoying in the upper Facebook group too. She posts like 5 times a day, and the food they post looks unsatisfactory. Like the lettuce is like wilting. And she's like, "Try our delicious burgers," and I'm like,
No.
"Are you guys even fucking trying?" There's also an RV camper, like a fifth wheel, parked behind. Like it's not even a motorhome; it's a literal like trailer.
Yeah.
it's parked right behind there, and I think Larry and her are living in that trailer
That's
out back.
good.
So I'm sure like the cleanliness standards in the kitchen, like it's just not.
Where are they dumping all those poops? Like that's just it. Like
I'm
come
just-
on, guys.
there's a bathroom in the building.
But I mean, still, like they're not. That's customers.
I don't
Customers
want to
only flush.
besmirch a local business, but my
I do.
experience there was not great.
Go eat at CJ's.
I'm
CJ's
just
is,
imagining like
CJ's is way
these
better.
Hollywood fucking schmucks being like, "Yeah, we're gonna eat a local Jersey diner." They could have went 3 miles to fucking Dino's and had a good old time, minus the boogers.
Yeah.
But comparing that one to that one's better. And like
apples
that
to-
one's rough.
like
They're probably
apples
like,
to-
"This is dog shit." Like
gonna say
it's just a lady who used to do meth who has no teeth and weighs 600 pounds being like, "You want me to sing doo wop to you?" Like it was really a rough one, dude.
Comparing at the Dino's is comparing apples to gonorrhea. Like it's not a good
Comparing
fucking
apples to a Polish immigrant who smokes a lot. Needs a fucking lung transplant.
I miss
He's
Teo.
hacking fucking lung phlegm into your fucking
like I said,
eggs.
the OG guy, the old Greek guy.
He
that
was
used to-
apparently pretty rapey.
Yes, he is. He's extremely fucking. You
I have
stay
a
away
dear
from that
friend that
guy.
used to work there that apparently was like, "You can get your check if you suck it." And
Yeah.
they were like, "What?" And then their dad had to go in and tell Teo a piece of his mind, and she didn't work there anymore.
Teo had quite the experiences of who the fuck ordered a hamburger at 10:30 in the morning? It would be me. It would be like, tell
That's a
that
good
little
meal.
kid, tell that little fat fuck to get something else. It's like, okay,
Oh, I hated that as a kid.
yeah.
Village Kitchen, 10:45. Sorry. Sometimes 10:50 they'd round up for me. I'm a big lunch guy. I'm not a big
I'm a
breakfast
lunch,
guy.
I'm a lunch guy myself.
The
but
options are better.
I like breakfast because I like cooking breakfast. I enjoy breakfast because
The restaurant omelet versus like chicken tendies
Nah,
or something as
omelet
a
all
kid.
day. Omelet all
As
day.
an 8-year-old though, I'm like,
Omelet all day.
nah.
I was raised in a diner. What do you want from me? French toast. And
I
an
love
omelet.
diners. Like I was raised in Village Kitchen. That's kind of
No, I mean like I was like my family owned a diner. I was
I know.
physically raised in.
I know what you meant. I know your family owned a diner, and I was being loosey goosey with my analogy, saying I
Facetious.
also went to I went to a diner
I
every
went
day.
to the Village Kitchen Academy. You were
Every
raised
day.
you were raised in a casino, which that I will accept.
As a personal choice, I prefer lunch foods to breakfast. I'm not a big breakfast food guy. I eat it now because eggs and bacon is pretty filling. It'll hold me over for a while, but like given the choice of like breakfast menu versus lunch and dinner menu, it's lunch
Really?
and dinner all day. I could eat like a chicken parm at 9 a.m. Like those lines. I'm not like, oh, I have to have eggs and bacon, and I eat eggs and bacon at 2 p.m. Like I'll probably go whip up some eggs when I get home now. Like I'm not a huge breakfast for dinner guy. I'll do it, but it's not really my thing. But I'm a big lunch for breakfast guy, for sure.
Okay.
And I hate when Village Kitchen will be like, oh, 11 a.m. I'm like,
Yeah, well, that's...
come on, dude. I get it. There's rules. We live in a society.
I want my tendies.
I literally just wanted the buffalo chicken wrap. Like, it's just like...
Yeah.
I would hold out. There was times where my grandpa would order soup. We would just get soup. He would order his food. He'd be eating. I'm holding out. I'm waiting till 11. Order me. And then at like 10:50, she'd come back and be like, they firing up the grill or whatever.
Finally.
Yeah. But, yeah, no. I don't know. I like a diner where everything's on the table 24/7. That is the tits. I want to be able to get an omelet at 8 p.m. and I want to be able to get fucking disco fries for breakfast. Like,
That's fair. That's fair. That's very fair. I want my personal favorite was they let you drink at diners in New York. For my
I had that experience in Philly when I was still drinking. My grandpa was getting some procedure done. This was pre-2017. I was not sober. I actually just hit 8 years sober yesterday. It's gay. Last year, Tina like made me a cake and like people were like telling me congratulations. This year, no one fucking ugats, and I didn't even realize it was until like 10 p.m. that day. I just saw the date on my laptop on the corner. I was like, oh, yeah, fuck it.
Okay, I can kill these Coronas by skate zone.
Yeah, that was the last time.
Yeah,
Joe was with me for the last time I ever drank.
it was pleasant.
It was not. I threw up a lot when I got home.
That's pleasant for me. It was pleasant memory.
I drank my whole beer supply, which was a lot of fucking beer, and then we got more beer at like 1 a.m. at that sketchy fucking liquor store by Trop. And you were like, just drink them when you get home. And I was like, no way, dude.
Kill this Corona by skate
I had like a 40-ounce fucking Corona or something.
Yeah, man.
I was like
A big
promising
boy.
to chug it within 2 minutes. And
You did not.
I didn't even finish it that night.
You didn't even make. You made it to your house and then were like fucking mad at me because you're like drove home too fast. I said I'd kill us before skates. I was like, no, that's not how this works. Like
I was so fucked up.
you were blacked out and you kept spilling the beer in my fucking wheel, like on the fucking.
I was
floor.
walking around with Foster's cans on the boardwalk. There's my last Snapchat. It's like me holding a can in a black bag. I was spilling. I was already so hammered when we got to the city, and I wasn't even gambling. I was broke. Like I just went to like watch you gamble and get drunk. But I got way drunk before you even picked me up.
Yep,
that was a good one.
Those were.
I'll kill this. I forgot about I'll kill this Corona by skate zone. And like in my head, I'm like, there's no fucking way. I was just trying to coerce you into letting me crack my beer.
No, you totally weren't gonna anyway.
That was good, but did I even finish this gay article?
No, but fucking wait.
I went off on a tangent.
No. Think about breakfast food because I gotta say my piece about breakfast food because it's like I think you're right. I think you're right about there should be, if you're gonna go to a diner where breakfast food's present, there should always be a lunch or dinner alternative on the menu.
Even if it's a limited menu.
Even if it's a limited menu, but I agree there should be some kind
burgers
of lunch
and chicken nuggets or something.
Yeah, exactly. Something reasonable. Not getting a Salisbury steak at 8 a.m. But
no,
you know,
I don't
like
want
a fucking
that.
like
let me get a fucking grilled chicken wrap.
There you go. Perfect. Yeah, exactly. So like the place we used to go was this diner that was like the Kennedy Diner. It's on the Hempstead Turnpike near my college, and we liked it because you could go there and they had a 24-hour breakfast menu. So we would go there when we were fucking shit faced at like 2:30 in the morning. Get fucking Mark would get pancakes. I would get pancakes. I would get a fucking bagel with fucking eggs, and then like usually the chicks would get whatever, but we'd usually get bacon to split and fucking French toast to split. All that goes down the hatch, and then you get fucking 2 shots of JMO, one for before, one for after, and then you're out the door.
That's
college,
what it was.
In college, that was the fucking ticket. Like
there was the story I was telling about drinking that I didn't know you could drink at diners. We were at a diner in Philly right next to Thomas Jefferson. It was just me and my grandmom. And she was like, you want a beer? I'm like, I was like, they sell beer here? I was just like, literally, I got like 2. So my grandpa was like having health problems. I was like, can I get 2 Blue Moons? And she was like, what? I was like, bring me 2, please.
2, please. You talk. Give me 2.
Keep them coming. I don't even think I was driving that time, so I had like 6.
There was
fucking diner. Just walk back into the very sad scene of like Ron in a coma, just like
yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
pretty good,
Got a
dude.
good buzz on right now. Well, it was like every fucking.
oh, dude, that's
You'll-
bad. I was ripping one time. I hadn't seen him in a while. I was working when he was in a coma, so I was working overtime and shit. It's hard to get up to Philly every day, so I would try and get up there like once or twice a week. And this was like a 2 or 3 week spell where I wasn't able to get up there. So I'm going up for the first time in a while. I'm nervous. I got a 10 thing of Fireball shooters.
Nice.
And I was smoking a blunt and ripping Fireball shots on the way to Philly. And then I got too fucked up too fast, and then I got nervous. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking get arrested now. Like, God fucking damn it. Like,
Nice.
everything caught up with me. You know when you're on the expressway and then it's like all of a sudden it's 8 lanes and you're like, this is fucked. Like,
Yeah.
that's when it all kicked in. And I was like, I'm gonna go to jail, dude. Like, what the
Nice.
fuck?
Stop in the middle
Just
of
a
the
scary ride into fucking Chinatown.
Yeah, dude.
I evened out for the ride home, but
Well,
that was a real scumbag. I felt like a piece of shit after that one. I'm like, dude, you're getting drunk to see your grandpa at 2 p.m. on a fucking Sunday afternoon. Like, that's a tough one, dude.
well, I like the notion that you were saying of going and drinking a beer or whatever. Because like when we were out there, the whole fucking vacation was pretty much like, hey, we're gonna go get breakfast. Let's get something like nice. First day we're there, it was like breakfast just turns into mimosa hour for fucking like 2 fucking hours straight because the bartender liked us, and he's like, yeah, like you
And
guys.
everywhere sells booze out there.
Exactly,
It's just wild, wild west.
It's the literal Wild West, and it's like it's fucking awesome because it's like we went to Paris for fucking breakfast the one day, and like
little champagne.
we had fucking espresso martinis, and then I'm like, that was so goddamn good, and it was like it had the espresso in it, so I didn't have to have coffee. I was like, I'm gonna have myself another one of those, and I'm just like,
Just
fucking,
getting really
just
awake and really
fucking-
shit-faced.
just fucking shit faced at like
That's
11:30
classy
in the
Four
morning.
Loko, dude. That's all
Absolutely,
that is, dude.
absolutely, absolutely. That is that is upscale Four Loko right there. Fucking, I was drinking. She kept giving this drink called Swamp Water.
That sounds gross.
No, was it Swamp
Hot
Water?
dog water or something.
No, it's not hot dog water. I think
Garbage
it's called,
water or
I think it's
something?
called
Garbage
swamp,
juice?
Swamp. No, it's called swamp water. I think. Or something like that.
What is it?
I think that's what it is.
No, what's in it?
Tequila, like ginger beer and salt. It tastes like a tequila martini, but it's pretty good. It's like it's very tasty. And it's like out there. It's from a hot environment. It's very refreshing. So like ranch water. That's what it's called. So I kept trying to order it for her at every bar, and I'm like wasted the entire time
Some
I'm out
swamp
there.
water.
Swamp water, and they're like, "What?" I was like, "Just her, ask her." And I like lost my voice the second day I'm there. so
Yeah,
I'm
you
like,
were rash.
swamp water.
You sounded like Steve-O, the fucking.
I'm drunk.
You weren't fucked up anymore. It was like you walking around Vegas in the morning, like recovering or whatever, and you're just like, yeah, dude, wild night last night, dude.
Dude, I met
Sent
Rob
Jake a
Eiler.
picture of my nutsack.
I met Rob Eiler. I don't think it was actually him.
I think it was.
I don't think it was.
I looked at the snap and I freeze framed it. I didn't screenshot it. I should have. But the one guy looked exactly like
I
him.
swear I thought it was him.
probably him.
I kept bumping his girlfriend.
I wouldn't
and his
think he would be that famous where he would need security, though. Like, he is.
He'd have security.
I thought you said there was a bunch of security around him.
There was a bunch of security in the venue, like that was
Okay.
like not like personal security guards. Like, so there was
It
like
was probably him because
so-
he plays poker and shit.
yeah. So like the reason that I knew that he was somebody that was somebody was there was like imagine like a stage in like. It's like a rooftop. So like you're on a rooftop. There's a stage, and then adjacent to that is the bar. So like in between is the dance floor, but then the dance floor kind of bleeds out into like the wings, and along like the railing, because you're on the 4th floor, there's like tables and stuff that are set up for VIP. So like there was a bunch of like hockey players there. The Pittsburgh Penguins and the Vegas Golden Knights were playing the one night. So like after the game, a bunch of them rolled in and were just like automatically ushered over to those sections.
Damn.
And I'm like, I don't even know who they were. Like I couldn't recognize anybody, but I knew they were hockey players just by their demeanor and the way they were drinking and like fucking conducting themselves. The chicks kept coming over them. Like
Apparently Vegas has an impeccable home record because the other teams get to fucking get in one when they go to Vegas.
Oh yeah, I heard that. So that was the first night we were there that I saw Rob Eiler. But the second night I was there, I blew some fucking Major League Lacrosse player's mind. He was like, "Who the fuck is this kid?" So
You knew who he was?
Well, it's not that I knew who he was. It was that I'm in line waiting to get back into the reentry because I stepped outside, like I said, to hit my pen and like smoke and whatnot. So I would step outside periodically and then I'd have to get back in. But they give you a wristband and like a wrist stamp, so like they know that you've been in there before. So I go in and I'm in line, and it's like about like a 30-minute wait every time. But this time it was like taking particularly long because it was getting to that point of the night where they started having to kick people out that were too drunk. and before they could let more people in. And there's these guys behind me, and I hear the guy like say something about like, "Oh, my ice cream sandwich, I forgot about that." And like everybody was like, "Oh, your poor ice cream sandwich," kind of breaking his balls. And like he said something, he caught my attention. He was like, "Does the line normally this long?" I was like, "I don't know. I think it's a little shorter than this normally." What? It's kind of making small talk with him and his friends, and I'm like, "Oh, you got like a northern accent? Are you Canadian or just like Northern Americans?" And he's like, "No, I'm from Canada. I'm from Ontario." And I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool. Are you in here for a hockey game or are you just here for pleasure?" And he's like, "Actually, I play Major League Lacrosse. So we played Vegas's team tonight. And now we're just out on the town." I was like, "Oh, that's really cool." I played lacrosse in high school, but like I went to Hofstra. I never like could. I was way too short. And he says sounds like a personal problem, kid. And I'm like, kind of like your ice cream sandwich, eh? And he's like, he thought that was funny that I just like hit him with that. So we ended up chopping it up for like the whole time we're in line for like 20 minutes. But I get to the front of the line and there's these two like real hot bimbos in front of me, and they're having trouble like pulling their IDs out or something like that. But the guy already recognizes me, and he's like, the security guard's like, "Yo, get back in here, man. What are you doing?" So like, these guys behind me with like their hot chicks and like their hockey team like vibes and whatnot are like, "Oh, what?" Like, and then like I cut the line in front of these bimbos, and they're like, "Wait, so who's?" And
Who
like,
the fuck is that guy?
yeah, and then like I just walked in, and then I'm
With your
upstairs.
cool shirt.
I'm upstairs and I'm dancing with Bree, and we have friends, so like we're dancing with like a bunch of people, like all these like LA people. It was like really fucking cool, and like these guys just like walk in and just see me just like fucking Dougieing and shit, like being fucking a drunken mess. But like I was having a blast. Like they
They're
were
like,
just
"That's the guy."
they
Dude,
were
they're all
just-
looking at each other,
yeah,
tapping
they're
each
just,
other on the
they're
nose.
just like,
You're
"Who the hell is this guy? What kind of fucking drugs has he got?"
Call him in the bathroom, dude.
Yeah.
I had a good old time. The only problem with me, that I know of, is I knocked on the wrong door at really late in the evening because I thought that they locked me out from the party. I was very
Just the
inebriated. I did that
wrong
a few
house.
times toward the end of my run. I was one door
happens,
over.
babe.
I went out in the yard to pee, and then I made a left when I should have went right. But
Zig when you should have zagged. You know,
the
happens.
the homeowner was none too pleased.
I'm sure he wasn't.
Pounding on his door at 4 a.m. Let me in.
Let me back in.
Come on, what the fuck, guys? I wish there was a ring camera for that. I could see that. I'm like 300 pounds, frequenting, doing acid every weekend, have long hair, look like a fucking crunchy hippie, and just a fat deadhead just pounding on your door in a Hawaiian shirt and a fluorescent yellow fucking t-shirt.
Let me in.
Oh my God.
I need to hit the keg again. I gotta take a shit.
And the other problem I had that night was I lost a shoe.
I
But
forgot about that.
I think I don't know how we fucking got back to my house. I think Jenna or someone drove us back to my house, and then like later, like we were still up, and then it's like 9 a.m. and Stu's like, "Yo, I'm like behind the Point Diner and I don't have any pants on." I'm sure my stomach from laughing, so I gave myself like a spasm. I like jerked forward. But yeah, dude, he had pants on, but his costume was like Daisy Dukes or something like that.
I forgot about that.
He was literally hiding in the bushes, like between the motel and the Point Diner, and I had to drive back to Summers Point hammered and go rescue fucking the homie. So if you need any home jobs done by a man in really short shorts, give Stewart's Handyman Service a call. This is gonna segue us into the plug segment here. We gotta wrap it up.
Yeah,
but
we gotta wrap her up.
yeah, that was a rough one, but I had a great time, and I was being a good Samaritan that night. People were sick, blacking out. I was like making sure people threw up outside, not in the house.
You were doing
putting them in bed with water and like making them eat fucking pretzels and shit. Like I was trying to be a good chaperone, because Corey Doozy like shit talked me at the bar before the party and was like, "I'm letting my sister do this as a gift. Like you better make sure nothing happens at my party." So I was like, "Yes, sir." Like,
yeah.
And then that fucking bitch blamed me. The toilet apparently broke, and she said that I broke it and was throwing the toilet seat around the house. And I didn't do that. I remember the whole night. Like, I got super drunk. I don't remember knocking on the neighbor's door.
Sounds like something I would do, to be completely
No, but
honest.
there was this other people that don't need to be named, but they were doing sex stuff in the bathroom. It's like, they're probably the ones who broke the fucking shitty toilet in this, like, apartment. Like,
They were doing sex stuff in the bathroom.
yeah.
I
It was
love
the one girl that I kept having to like take outside to barf. There was another guy there, not in our friend group, so it's like not.
Yeah.
I just don't feel like outing this guy.
No, I gotcha.
He actually is the one who had my shoe for years, and like once a year he'd be like, "I just cleaned out my van. Like, there's
got
you
your
still got
shoe."
your fucking Nike." And then after like 3 years, I was like, "Just throw away the fucking shoe, dude.
Just get
I
rid of
lost
it.
the right one now." Like, he was a good guy though. He's trying to give me my fucking shoe back, but
Give me that chick to puke on you too.
yeah, he banged her at like 6 a.m. after she, I guess, had rallied. It was
Ugh.
like sunlight out, and they're like,
Nice.
"We're gonna go do sex stuff in the bathroom," and I'm like, "I'm gonna go rip a butt." Like, I
It's nothing better than that, man.
think I got a ride. I think it might have been him who I got a ride home with. I don't remember.
We can wrap on this. The best boot and rally was there's this chick, Will hooked me up with. Shout out Will. I think I've already shouted him out once today, but he, there's this chick that he was friends with. I went on a date with a girl that I ended up dating for a while, but the date didn't go very well. I think I told this part on the podcast before where I was so drunk before the date showed up that I had to call Will to come translate me on the date with this chick. So
That's a rough. You went through with the date.
I went through with the date.
I tried to
And-
once, and I took too long to get there, and she left.
Oh no! I showed up early and pre-gamed. That was the problem. I showed up to the bar an hour.
I got
and a
drunk
half.
with the boys all day, and then got them to drop me off in Ocean City, and she was like, "I already went home," and I was like, "You fucking bitch!" Like I was literally like 18 fucking land sharks in.
Nice.
Like, was just
You're
like yelling.
you were a land
I
shark.
fucking blew it, dude. I blew it so bad, dude. And then we were in our buddy's truck that had company logos all over it, and I was yelling, "Fuck!" out the window down the boardwalk street in Ocean City, and
Nice.
he kicked me out, and he was like, "Everyone get out right now."
You especially.
Yeah, we were all
Yeah.
fucking hammered.
Nice.
He did us a favor by giving us a ride. And I'm just, he's in a company truck, and I'm screaming, "Fuck it, old people."
Did you got pussied out.
Dude, I blew it, and I was mad that I blew it.
So anyway, this chick.
That's a rough one.
I showed up drunk to the. Well, I'm at the bar. I got drunk beforehand. I actually was getting drunk with a lesbian couple. And they were being very mean to me, but I was being very mean back. to
They're
them.
mean.
Dude, they're very mean, like very sassy, fat, fucking sassy bunch they are. But it was them and their gay friend who was like an ex-military, he was an ex-marine, and like they were just like trying to. They didn't want my company, but then I was funny and not deterred by that. They were trying to do that thing where it's like we're so gay, we must be weirding you out. And I was like, you're not weirding me out at all. And like then we started doing shots, and then they started being very verbally aggressive. But then I would they would say like oh, this girl that you're gonna go on a date with, we're gonna get you so drunk you're not even gonna be able to like fuck, like she's not gonna want to be with you. And I was like, how bad is it when the two of you lock each other in a room for more than 2 hours? And like they were just like, fuck you, and bought me another fucking shot just like to fuck with me. But like I was a mess, and this fucking girl shows up on the date and is like, what the hell? And I'm like, wait, call Will. And Will shows up and he's like, he's fucking wrecked, man. Like, you want to come with us? We're gonna go do something else. And the chick's like, no, I'm just gonna go home. So I give her a big hug and give her my number, and she gets out of there. And then Will is like, hey, I got these two other girls and we're gonna all go to the strip club. You want to come with? So I was like, fuck yeah. So I go to the strip club with these other two chicks and Will. I go back to the one chick's house after hours, and we are like kind of playing cat and mouse. So like, do you want to fuck? No. Do you want to fuck? Yeah, no. Yeah. Like,
Who's saying yeah and who's saying no?
so, well, it's like, do you want to fuck? No. But then she'll like start fucking like basically blowing me, and I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, like you want to fuck? She's like, no, I'm on my period. I'm like, I don't fucking care.
Yeah,
So
fuck.
eventually.
Who gives a shit?
Eventually, it's like it turns into that. Like we've been up at this for 5 hours now. The sun is coming up.
Are we doing this or not?
Your cat is like shitting profusely, and it's like it's making me want to throw up. Are we gonna bang or not? I gave her like the limp 20 minutes, of like. And then
That's solid.
But then-
In those
but-
circumstances,
But I left with my head held high, and I did the
That's a
exact
win.
thing. Threw my fucking chef
That's a
jacket.
base hit.
Threw my chef jacket over my walked out. Never talked to her again. Fucking, yeah.
a true gentleman. But
Yeah, absolutely. All right,
I got derailed here, and I just wanted to finish this article to see if there was anything worth note. There's only a couple more paragraphs.
Esteban Spielberg.
Down the street at Larry's 50s dog shit diner, staff said crew members even popped in for some food recently. They're probably
some
lying.
diarrhea.
The diner has been around since the 1950s and has kept the original touches and memorabilia.
Original food.
It's been something sacred to the people here in Tucko, manager Angela Martinelli said. That bitch is so annoying.
Yeah, no.
Her name on Facebook is just Angela. And
Angela.
She posts like 5 times a day pictures of very subpar looking food in the Facebook group. And she's like, come on down to Larry's, 2 burgers for $8. I can't knock them though. It was dead when we went there, but there's a lot of times I go there. There's a lot of cars there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? Good for them.
A lot of people
It's not my
use
cup
that.
of tea, but I wish the soda machine outside worked. I'd hit
would
that
be
up a
nice.
lot,
That
but
would
it
be
doesn't.
nice.
But manager Angela Martinelli said, Martinelli, along with owner and chef Larry Tasargas, said, having Hollywood in town is thrilling. All I know is the people who came here that... this is a direct quote. All I know is that the people who came here that was making the movie, they wouldn't tell us nothing, Martinelli said.
They would tell us nothing.
We were like, what movie is coming? What is it going to be? Can't tell you. Sorry, they said. In nearby Woodbine, Renee Southard, who works at Lavari's Seafood and American Grill. It's not Woodbine, dog. It's fucking Peaburg. Come on, son. Getting snubbed over here. Or is it technically Middletown? Where does Middletown end? Anyway. Renee Southard, who works at Lavari's Seafood and American Grill, said she can feel the excitement. She said with the weather breaking and the movie in town, they're expecting a small boom in business. She said customers have been talking and can't wait to see what the movie is about. Growing up here, we're in such great locations, she said. You know, we have Atlantic City, Cape May, just had a movie filmed down there. We're intrigued. It's unclear how long the crew and actors will be filming in South Jersey, but locals say they are looking forward to watching. The end.
Yay.
This is going great.
I'm gonna pull my article. Didn't I read that on here?
What?
I got interviewed at the fucking playground in Sea Isle.
No.
Some fucking...
Pull that up. It's new. It's cool. I like it.
I might be able to find it.
Well, I got a rap anyway. I don't fucking know. Yeah, it's 4:06. I gotta get out of here. What do you got to plug?
I'll pull it for next week. The usuals, you know, Stewart's Handyman Service, HR's Promotion Design, Traction Motorsports, Brendan Shepard Off-Road Racing. Fucking, there was something else I wanted to plug that I already forgot. My memory's fucking shot.
I know, same.
I gotta take that shit you see on the ads. That's it.
Provision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, my brain sucked. Now it rules. Prevagen. Buy it for $8 at CVS.
It's
My grandma was having the beginning phases of dementia, like, let's say 5 years before she died. And I was like, she's just, like, full of shit. And, like, it's kind of sad 'cause she wasn't lying. But, like, the beginning part, you're still pretty much normal. So she was just like, my memory's fucking going. So, like, her sister told her to take that Prevagen shit, and she was just, like, banking on that, and, like, it just did not,
Just not work like
didn't
that.
do anything, dude.
It's a rough fucking cycle.
I was thinking of my comedy bit the other day. I was just
What?
like, I told her it doesn't matter. She's not going to remember this anyway. When we got into an argument at Chickies and Pete's over the fucking tip, because I was apparently tipping too much, and it was embarrassing her. I tipped, like, a $20. The tip should have been 15. I left 20. Like, whoa, big fucking spender. I
You're
wasn't
embarrassing me.
Yeah, she was like, I can never eat here again. And I was like, you have terminal cancer and crippling dementia. You might not ever eat here again.
Oh, good lord.
It's gonna be the last sucker, bitch. Shut the fuck up. I'm throwing her a 20.
All right.
Jesus Christ. All right.
All right, that got morbid. Glad we ended on a high note. Thanks for listening. Go fuck yourself.
Bye.